Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pinnacle Cup II. We are here with the first match of the tournament, day number 1, and we couldn't be more excited to bring you guys the action. So good to have the tournament here once again, and really looking forward to this matchup. We have got NAVI Junior taking on Lyngby Vikings in our opening game of the group here, and you and I, we got the privilege of kicking off this event. Pinnacle Cup II, as I said, was recently re-announced. $100,000 on the table. We've got a couple of groups with 4 teams each, and they will all be battling it out for that magnificent prize pool. And there we go. Perfect timing. We get a look at Group A, Ant.
Group A, man, as you said, I'm so excited we get to kick this one off. And we have a little bit of a stacked bracket, I'd say, over here. I mean, it's a pretty good team. So,
Yeah.
well, rather just this little small bracket of 4. I mean, Nordavind, Sharks, NAVI Junior, and Lyngby Vikings. I mean, we've gotten a taste of every one of these teams. So, I mean, no surprise to see that this is going to be a tough side of the groups.
Yeah, absolutely. And top 2 teams from the group will be making it through to the next stage. So it's your stock standard GSL bracket. Of course, we've got 2 best of 1s to kick off today. As you saw in the bracket, we'll have Lyngby Vikings taking on NAVI Junior. And then in the other best of 1, we'll have Nordavind taking on Sharks. Now, the winners will play against each other and the losers will play against each other as well, as you can see from the bracket. Let's look at the rosters of both of these teams today. Maybe you're unfamiliar with a few of the players. Maybe you'd like to just see their beautiful faces. Who knows? Fantastic graphic here. And Ant, I'll let you have the pleasure of Lyngby Vikings.
Of course, I don't think they need many introductions, but it's Dafu Rawls, Christo, Manx, and Bird from Sky. Every time I talk about this team, talk about how everybody here has the star potential. Everybody here has that raw aim, that raw fragging power, and just the ability to have that much, or as much impact as any player could be. I mean, when one man is picking up the slack, I feel like everybody else is in the server ready to do so. So that's why I feel like this Lyngby Vikings team is just so strong.
Yeah, one interesting thing about the Lyngby Vikings team is that Yensi is not there, right? And Christo is in his place. So that's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm not sure if Christo is actually just a stand-in or whether this is maybe something that they're experimenting with. We'll have to find out a little bit more information on that. Going to be cool to see how it ends up playing out regardless. We know that Christo was picked up by North a few months ago, or like a bit of a while ago, actually. And like he was like this rising star in the Danish scene who had so much potential. So it'll be cool to see him back in action again. Let's jump into the NAVI Junior roster, and we can see the players over on the CIS team that will be competing here today. Of course, we have Monacy first up, he's been touted as one of the up-and-coming stars from the region. In fact, all of these individuals are young, budding, heavy-hitting players. Aunker, Fia, Pogorelov, and Cynics will finish off the roster along with the coach, Ami. So, and I mean, this NAVI Junior team, they haven't played an official on HLTV in the past 4 weeks. Their last HLTV official game was against Lyngby Vikings, which they lost 2-0. So they're going to be coming back for a little bit of vengeance now. They've been able to play it a little bit low, and they've probably had some good chance to get into the practice server as well. So I'm looking forward to what they're going to be bringing to the table today.
Yeah, but as you said, I mean, that not even the inexperience, but just the lack of playtime in the past couple of weeks, that could really come back to haunt them. I mean, coming out of the gate, even if you've been scrimming, even if you've been practicing, I mean, there's just those little mistakes that sometimes aren't really abused as much in practice that are when you come to these officials, right? If the Lyngby Vikings just see one tiny mistake from this NAVI Junior squad, they will exploit it over and over and over again. Time and time again, we've seen that happen from Lyngby Viking squads. I mean, they find this little bit of an opening against the opposite team, and they just keep abusing until something is changed, and then they just keep rinsing and repeating. So I feel like that's something to keep your eye out for coming into this matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that ends up playing out. Certainly do have their work cut out for them. Let's jump into the veto, and we can see the map that these 2 teams will end up playing against each other on. Remember, guys, and Ant, you were just mentioning that maybe there's going to be a little bit of, that lack of official time, essentially, lack of time in the server in an official game, sort of, as you say, scrims and practices could be slightly different. So there might be a bit of ring rust coming into this for NAVI Junior. Problem is, because it's a best of 1, and you don't have any chance, you don't have any time to get yourselves into the equation, you need to be on the ball from round number 1, and Vertigo is going to be our map between these 2 teams. Now, I think this is actually a really good map for both of these teams, man. This really sets the game up with an exciting prospect. Looks like Ant is giving us his best Frozen impression there. And I'm not talking about the Mars Sports player either. It seems as though he's either just sitting very, very still or he's actually disconnected. So we'll just wait to see what's happening up there with Ant, everybody. Apologies. But as you can see, Vertigo will be the map that these 2 teams play up against each other on. And like I said, I'm actually expecting pretty big things from both of these teams on Vertigo. I think they both find the map pretty comfortable. I mean, as I said, Navi Junior haven't played that much CS, at least not on HLTV recently, so their stats are going to be a little bit skewed in terms of how much they play the map and how their success has been on it. As for Lyngby Vikings, it's their most played map, Vertigo. They've got a 53% win rate on the map as well, and they really enjoy the map. They feel very comfortable on it in general. So that's it's not sure if this is going to be favoring the Danes, but I just know that they definitely will be comfortable coming into Vertigo. Not sure if I can say the same for Navi Junior. As I said, we haven't seen them on HLTV in the past 3 months, the past month rather, and we'll have to see what level they'll be bringing to the server. So it shouldn't be too long before we get underway with the action, guys, and jump into this matchup here between Navi Junior and Lyngby Vikings, and it looks like the match is live. Okay, so best of one. Into the pistol round we go, everybody. Welcome, guys. Pinnacle Cup II. Powered by Trustly. We have a knife round before the pistol round, of course, to determine sides. Always a big discussion as to whether you want to end up on the T or the CT side of this map. Often contrasting schools of thought in terms of what the favored side is. I think it very much comes down to personal preference. In my opinion, I prefer the T side. I think the T side is easier to play on this map than the CT side is. I think you really have to have a good understanding of how to play the CT side on this map if you're going to be successful, how you're going to be approaching A ramp. Can't give the control up for free, but you can't overcommit everything every single round. So it's all about a balance on the CT side, you know. Generally, you play with one player on B, but if he gets forced back, then you have so little information, and the Ts could burst onto the B bomb side at a moment's notice. You know, so then you tend to want to stack up an extra player there, then that pulls someone off A, and you always want 3 on A, sort of like you want 3 on B on overpass. Anyway, let's see how this half will be playing out. Navi Junior on the CT side, they've got an HE grenade, a couple HE grenades actually, a smoke, a flash, and a kit on Auncare. And then on Lyngby Vikings, they've got 2 smokes, a flash, and a molly. All right, Lyngby Vikings, they are making their way in towards a bit of a B splitcher. This tends to be their favored pistol strat, but it seems as though Navi Junior have done their homework, or is this actually a variation from Lyngby Vikings? They show the same face that they normally do, as though they're going to be splitting onto the B bomb side, but Pogolov, now he's got a job to do. Can he make it a Poggers round, as he does find or spots at least a lot of individuals, hasn't been able to connect on any shots yet, and Christo, he will double down, finding his second in the round. This is going to be a tough retake now for Navi Junior to make happen as well. 3 versus 5. Have the kit, but only 1 flashbang left remaining. A fresh smoke dropped in towards connector as well. And this should just be an easy cleanup for Lyngby Vikings. Man, Navi Junior, they can't even get through the entry points onto the bomb site. Can't even get through the choke points. They just get shut down. Lyngby Vikings draw first blood here on Vertigo. Clean pistol round coming through from Lyngby Vikings. I wonder if that was, you know, plays on plays. Like I said, Lyngby Vikings, they love splitting onto that B bomb side with their T pistol round on Vertigo. I wonder if Navi Junior watched a couple of demos, and that's why they were stacked up towards B with that 3 heavy lean and then 1 player watching middle. And in the end, Lyngby Vikings like, yeah, let's just show them as if we are going to go B. Show the same face, right? Start off with the same util, show presence in towards mid, and then all of a sudden they just pivot into a very aggressive A split. And it worked out perfectly, man. It's going to be a force back in response here from Navi Junior. Monacy trying to force the issue. Of course, he's a very, very exciting prospect here in this Navi Junior roster. Is Monacy, of course, but initially came from Navi Junior as well. He now has a starting role on the main Navi team. Of course, with Flavey being shifted to the bench. Auncare and Monacy have been on this Navi Junior team for a while now. I believe Fia's also been around for a slightly long time. I think Cynics and Pogorelov are the 2 newest players. Pogorelov. Interesting name. Definitely going to keep me tongue-tied throughout this map and any other Navi Junior games I cast in the future. Right now, Lyngby Vikings just trying to edge their own towards the same bomb site. They've played really nicely here so far in this round, though, the way they've just been able to make their way forward as a unit. And even though they're going to be executing into a stack here, you still back them to find the kills necessary. Navi Junior, it appears as though they want to try and make some sort of a play here. Pogorelov going to be getting aggressive, as does Fia. Oh man, Navi Junior, they actually catch Lyngby Vikings in the stage of their execute. Daffo and Bird from Sky are doing their best to try and salvage the situation right now. Fear going to be getting the aerial vision right now, making his way above the boost, but Rolls has spotted him. Great awareness there from Rolls. He'll double down as he takes down Cynics as well. And Lyngby Vikings go up 2-0. Going to be a full eco here for NAVI Junior. At least they were able to find a couple kills in the previous round. Going to be a run boost here, perhaps? Oh, no, okay. Monoseed. Oh, yeah, it is a run boost. In fact, it's going to be with the multi-peak as well. Man, that's some sick moves coming through from Monoseed. Getting all the way across to the scaffolding. Unfortunately, all it's going to be is a bit of a highlight run boost because there's a cleanup coming through from Lyngby Vikings in the round. Finding all 5 kills, and we get an updated look at the Pinnacle betting odds. Pinnacle.com/odds. And Lyngby Vikings, they're currently ahead. 1.55 if I saw that correctly. NAVI Junior finally able to pick up some weapons here in the round. They got rifles across the board, the AWP on Monacy as well. And he's just edging around trying to find an angle with the smoke right now, but Christo watching the same angle. With his AWP, had the scope trained down range, and he takes down his opposite number. Christo's been off to a phenomenal start. He's 5-1 here. Remember, Yensi is not featuring for Lyngby Vikings right now, and I haven't actually got the information as to what the case is. Whether this is just a stand-in, whether this is something they might be experimenting with. So many different questions right now, but one thing we do know for sure is we're in a 4 versus 4, and Lyngby Vikings, well, it looks like they're still going to be committing towards this A bomb site here. They've got players on ramp as it stands. NAVI Junior, they're undecided as to how they want to set themselves up. And it seems as though the Lyngby Vikings are keeping their options available as well. Christo just systematically clearing out the various angles as he edges his way in towards this A bomb site. Oh no, that's a missed shot that he certainly would have liked to have connected on, just to give Lyngby Vikings that advantage back in the round. Now the Danish Short is going to have to get the job done when his opponents know exactly where he's coming from with the open hand. NAVI Junior continues to take some fights here. I'm not sure if it's necessary to be peeking down these angles. 25 seconds left on the clock. Seems as though Christo has finally done enough to try and create that opening or that avenue to get his team on towards the A bomb site. Lyngby Vikings with 15 seconds left on the clock, going to have to commit to the plant here. Dafu will be able to punch in the digits. The bomb becomes active. NAVI Junior, their retake becomes active. They've got 2 flashes and a smoke between them, a couple kits as well. But this is certainly going to be a tough retake considering they're a man down, and there we go. Tough retake becomes impossible. Only Cynic left remaining. They know exactly where he is in the 1 versus 4. Completely blinded up. He'll be taken down. Lyngby Vikings, they've shifted into gear, man, and they're looking very competitive right now. As I say, Lyngby Vikings looking really, really good here in the early stages. I mean, won the first gun round, won the pistol, were able to convert the anti-4 spy. Now it's another anti-eco. Yeah, arguably an anti-eco that the CT's got a little bit more to work with because, of course, they got that maximum round loss bonus behind them, but they've just been dispatched of in the round, man. Absolutely decimated towards mid. Good attempt there with the flash play, but even better awareness coming through from Lyngby Vikings just to play anti-flash there, while Christo with the AWP watched downrange. Of course, Monacy not investing too much into this round, so he can afford the AWP in the next gun round. Pogorilov getting boosted up, yep. Looking for something with the Desert Eagle. Crystal spots his legs out. Does actually connect on the shot. Exchange damage, actually. And Crystal not going to be attempting the repeat there. Good awareness, good discipline from him. And in the meantime, Lyngby Vikings, they'll be walking their way on towards the safe bomb site where nobody is right now. Only Pogorelov, who's starting to make his way across to find some information. But a fake coming through from Manx towards the B bomb site is going to actually be pulling Pogorelov across as well. And so Lyngby Vikings, they've taken full control here of A, but Rolls ever so slightly actually overextends there. Don't think he needed to contest that threshold. Pogorelov, how much do you want to go for here? Got the AK, could take it into the next round, and it looks like that's what he's going to try and do. All right. So 5-0, super clean start to this best of one here for Lyngby Vikings, man. Really good start from them. Let's have a look at that trustworthy replay. Oh, man. It was really good awareness towards the middle here. I love the way the two players getting aggressive play anti-flash, and then the player in the back line with the AWP is watching. Good system, good protocols, good awareness. And now the next gun round comes through. NAVI Jr., time for them to start making ends meet here in this best of one. Otherwise, things are going to be snowballing out of control. Oh, man, Dafu taking a fight there towards middle. It actually looks like Lyngby Vikings are trying to force the issue around the map a little bit here. How on earth has Rolls been able to get all the way towards the top of ramp? He will be taken down by Pogorelov, but the trade comes through from Bird from Sky, and as the dust starts to settle here in the round, the 3 versus 3 ensues. Lyngby Vikings, they definitely have the advantage in this round, considering the fact that it's still so early on. Still so early on in the round with so much time left at their disposal. Sending on the wolf angle right now does a significant amount of damage to Bird from Sky, but he can't finish off the frag. Aonkhe can, however, holding down the line. He takes a second fight with Manx. Perhaps that one was ill-advised. Could have waited for his teammate to rotate in position. Oh, the HE grenade dunks onto Manx, and that's going to be denying the bomb plant. That's huge. Information given to Dafu that he is indeed coming through from at least bridge or CT, so Dafu can focus his attention towards that part of the map. Doesn't have to be concerned about the flank. Monacy waiting to see if Dafu is going to be getting aggressive here. Now he's dropped into the bomb site, just methodically trying to figure out what angle Dafu could be on right now. He doesn't know whether he's gotten off the site or not. Dafu continues to play these angles very, very nicely, not exposing himself, not giving any cues or information away as to where he might be. And he catches Monacy completely off guard. 6-0. What a phenomenal start this has been to the best of one here for Lyngby Vikings. You look at the frag count here of the NAVI junior players. I mean, they're struggling right now. Only Pogorelov, who's neutral with 5 and 5. Nobody else has more than 2 kills right now. So Lyngby Vikings, they're off to a phenomenal start. They're off to a flyer. Let's see how far they can take it, though. How far can they go is the question. Going to be an eco here for NAVI Junior, but because they've got that maximum round loss bonus behind them, they have invested a little bit into this round. Monacy's got his AWP. There's an M4 on Aonkhe as well. Aonkhe. It's an interesting name, isn't it? Kind of sounds like a bit German or something like that. Anyway, here he is. He's got a job to do, and he's not going to be able to find a single kill. He's got teammates in position as well. So, I mean, NAVI Junior, they've stacked up on the right bomb site, but unfortunately, they haven't been able to get anything done with said stack. Only a single kill coming through in the round. And have a look at Lyngby Vikings' economy. After they win this round, there's going to be 10k plus on Dafu, you know, around 9k on everybody else except Manx, who will have slightly less after he buys in particular, but still, it is just looking so damn hot right now for Lyngby Vikings. Monacy at least going to be able to take his AWP into the next round, so he won't have to rebuy this gun coming into the next gun round. But my god, I mean, it's 7-0 right now. Time to wake up and pitch up NAVI Junior. Otherwise, we're going to be ending up in that elimination match a little bit later on today. Excuse me. Massive gun round here for Navi Jr. What you got, lads? I don't care. He's got the AWP, as does Monacy. So it's a double AWP setup coming into play here for the Russian squad. Or should I say the CIS team, rather. Of course, 3 Ukrainians, so maybe getting a bit ahead of myself there. I haven't seen Lyngby Vikings do too much towards this B-bomb site just yet. Generally only faking here and showing a bit of presence, but never really committing to the B site itself. And in fact, Rolls, or Manx, was it, going to think better of that boost up. Lyngby Vikings, they just look like they've got control right now, man. The way that they're moving themselves around the map, the way that they're, the decisions that they're making, just the way that they're approaching this T side in general, just really feels like they're in control. What's the plan here for Navi Jr.? It looks like Pogorelov wants to try and get in towards sandbags. But there's plenty mollies here for Lyngby Vikings, and Pogorelov, well, he does have a smoke to work with, and he's going to hear that fire coming through. Has to drop the smoke. Follow-up HE grenade does a chunk of damage, but there's no more, so at least he'll be able to maintain his position. Quite surprised that we don't see more HE grenades on the T side, because you know if that smoke gets dropped that you can so easily find the kill with the HE. Now it's going to be a fake in towards the B bomb site here from Lyngby Vikings. 2 players committing, or at least showing the util. Whether they commit or not is a different question altogether. The wall of smokes, oh man, it's perfect from Lyngby Vikings. They've completely pulled every single rotation off of this A bomb site. Navi Jr., because they're down 7-0 right now, they're probably rotating a bit frantically, a bit frenetically. And Manx, he'll take down Fear, who's probably too far forward. And Navi Jr., they've got no choice but to take these guns into the next round. Lyngby Vikings, they've practically won the, well, not practically, they've won the half here inside the least amount of rounds possible. They go up 8-0 in 8 rounds, obviously. So really, really good work, man. Oh god, okay, Navi Jr., things starting to really snowball out of control at this point. Time to turn things around, boys. Time to turn things around. Got another gun round here because they saved 4 weapons from the previous, so they'll be able to buy up in the next as well. Because you can see they just have enough cash coupled with the round loss bonus that they'll get. But Lyngby Vikings not showing any signs of slowing down just yet. And I love how they continue to just play proper Counter-Strike here throughout these rounds. Even though they're dominating, Dafu finds a really important trade there onto Aunke. It feels like that was a massive frag for Navi Jr. to open up in the round with the trade comes immediately afterwards. And now we're going to see them shift walking in towards the B bomb side. Manx has found Cynic. Oh no, it continues to fall apart. Monacy, he can't connect on the AWP. And it's a disaster. Navi Jr., they've been blown out of the water here once again. Christo, what on earth? How does he hit that shot onto Monacy? Oh my god. I mean, this is just boys against men right now. Lyngby Vikings completely outclassing Navi Jr. Absolutely outclassing them in every single regard right now. Fear and Pogorelov. What you got, lads? I mean, can you even save the guns at this point is the question. They're so tired of saving guns, though, I'm sure. I mean, even though they've been able to constantly buy up every single round, it hasn't really changed their fate here on Vertigo. Man, Lyngby Vikings just continue to impress me here with the Counter-Strike that they have on display. Their systems, their structures, their protocols, their general approaches, their responses. I mean, everything is looking really solid right now, man. Dafu, he hasn't died. He has 5-0 in 9 rounds. He has not died. Pogorelov at least able to find the opening in the round, but Christo does find a kill back, however. Both Rolls and Manx have fallen, which means it's a one-man advantage here in the round for Navi Junior. Something that they haven't actually had the pleasure of experiencing yet. Oh, Pogorelov, he gets around the corner just in time as that smoke dissipates, but now he's going to continue to aggress. I'm not sure if you're going to take this fight. Oh no, Bird from Sky. He dominates them both. He finds the kill on Aunque and he takes down Pogorelov. He single-handedly blows the door wide open in the safe bomb site, and essentially he's completely destroyed Navi Junior in the round. I mean, that was the round they had the opening advantage. They were able to get themselves back onto the 8 side safely, and then it's it kind of just all falls apart because Bird from Sky finds a ridiculous double entry. A ridiculous double entry. I mean, I'm not too sure what Navi Junior are thinking at that point, to be fair. You've got the man advantage, you've got control of the A sites as well, and then all of a sudden, sporadically, you just decide to get aggressive and start forcing the issue in towards A ramp. No flashbang either. It's just like a dry double push. Surely at that point, you got the man advantage. You want to set yourselves up on the bomb site and force Lyngby Vikings to make the next move. You don't want to be giving them those fights, guys. This is problematic. 10-0. Lyngby Vikings are up to double digits while Navi Junior have not found their first round yet. Oh, Navi Junior, they're going to have to save you. Unfortunately, that's the life of the CT side, is even when you have maximum round loss bonus behind you, sometimes you still can't afford to buy. Nothing going their way right now. No, Christo, don't do him dirty like that. Oh my god, Monacy, he legged him, but Christo finds the frag. Oh my god, Christo continues to dominate the affair. Pogorelov just desperately rattling off the shots through the smoke. He'll end up falling as well, and it's a disaster. I don't care. Going to be getting aggressive here with his two teammates towards a ramp, and they're going to look to try and take these fights. At least he is able to find one. So they can continue to force the issue here. Maybe this is the moment. Maybe this is the frags that will be coming through for them. No, Manx, he'll end up shutting them down 11-0. 11-0. Lyngby Vikings are schooling Navi Junior right now, and welcome back.
So something tells me my little prediction about the officials was right.
I mean, they're struggling a bit right now, Ant. They're struggling a bit. I mean, Lyngby Vikings are up 11-0, and it hasn't even been close. It hasn't been pretty. Navi Junior have just been getting DE_destroyed.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate situation, because coming into this game, I really feel like I thought this would be probably one of the closest of the group, let alone of this tournament. I mean, Navi Junior, I felt like they were not even an underdog pick, maybe even favorites coming into this matchup. No, but it looks like it's rinse and repeat of what we saw last time in this matchup.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, Lyngby Vikings, they've just been having their way with Navi Junior. And Lyngby Vikings, they haven't slowed down either. They continue to play this proper Counter-Strike. It's just because they're ahead 11-0, they don't think that they can just coast through for free. Oh my god, the flashes. Cynics, eventually he ran out of ammunition. But at least it's a man advantage here in the round for Navi Junior. They have to get around back here, Ant. Monacy doesn't have to force the issue here, but at least he will get the kill.
Yeah, well, looks like it's a little bit of a turn of events for Navi Junior. Still, little bit of a daunting scoreline to try and face, but at least it's going to decrease just that much more. Navi Junior, 4v2, looking to get themselves on the board. Unless Christo and Daffy can say something about it. I haven't seen too much of Christo, obviously, getting just into the game myself, but I mean, an 11-3 stat line, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't hesitate and count him out just yet.
Yeah, he's been studying it out so far, man, but he will be put into the graveyard by Monacy, who's finally coming alive with his AWP. Now it's all on Dafu. What you got, big man? He's got himself only the first, but that's all it'll be. 1-11. It's all about the ones, but because Lyngby Vikings have got two of those ones next to each other, they are far ahead of Navi Junior. And don't be confused by those Pinnacle betting odds. Those haven't been updated yet. Lyngby Vikings certainly a lot further ahead on Pinnacle betting odds than what those suggest. And as we see, the multi-kill coming through from Cynics, I mean, I don't even know what ended up happening. They ended up running out of ammo. But 11-1, and can Navi Junior salvage this half and the map as well? Because remember, this is single elimination, and which means whoever loses this best of one, their run in Pinnacle 2 will already be brought to an end within the first match of the entire tournament.
Yeah, and as you said, I mean, Navi Jr., this is a daunting scoreline to try and take back, but again, T-sided map, this is normally what I feel like you're supposed to see on the T side of Vertigo. I mean, when you're dominating over towards ramp, again, I'm just kind of assuming, but when you're dominating over towards ramp, when you're able to take A with ease and defend on those post plants, it's kind of hard as a CT, right? That's one of those major complaints for this map. It's just so T-sided over towards the A side of things, so if that's really what Lyngby Vikings have been exploiting and abusing, then maybe, just maybe, we could see Navi Jr. try to turn things back. Well, pretty much that exact direction on their T side, but it all does kind of start with bringing rounds back on your CT side, which apparently, as soon as I'm getting in, it looks like they've been able to salvage one. Now this should be the second, going in that 5v2. There's not much to try and contest. Again, Rawls and Dapu, this is just a game to try and take money out of CT hands.
Yeah, good point. I mean, not that many rounds left in the half, but they could certainly still be impacting their economy. Rawls coming on the corner will actually catch Pogorelov completely off guard. All of Smoke's in play here as well towards the A bomb site. Dapper, those are some important shots that ended up being missed. Now it's going to be actually tough for them to get the C4 onto the site itself. Dapper at least jiggle peeking does force these players back, but fantastic flashbang leaves Rawls with no hope at all. 11-2. Navi Jr. only just fighting back. No weapons? Well, I think you need to get the law enforcement in action because there's a lot of gunfire going on right now at the top of this building.
Yeah, and the funny part about this, right, is the fact that Navi, their money is really, really bad still. Like, they just won 2 rounds pretty convincingly, but one of these rounds going back the way of Lyngby Vikings, which might be exactly what they're talking about right now. I mean, they're calling a timeout after losing 2 rounds in a row. That's not something, not something you usually really see, especially on that massive win streak they just had. I mean, one more round, and Navi Jr. can kiss their chances of getting any more rounds in this half away. I mean, 2-11, you've got 2 more left to try and convert. You kind of need to convert those. If you want to try and put up a fight for yourself going into the second half of this map, that's alongside a lot of other ifs, you need to pick up these 2. Then you need to get the pistol and see if you can get the ball rolling. But Lyngby Vikings, so far, I mean, they have just dictated the pace.
They absolutely have. I mean, it's not like it's done yet, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Navi Jr., if they can make this 11-4, if they can win the pistol round as well, Monacy, please don't do this. Christo's won this fight the entire time. Oh my god, I get anxiety when I see this all battle playing out. You see, welcome to my life, and this has been the entire half so far. But as I say, Navi Jr., if they can just fight back here, make this an 11-4 halftime scoreline, win the pistol round at the start of the second half, then maybe, just maybe, we see a world in which they're able to bring this game back. But this round has not gotten off to the ideal start whatsoever.
Yeah, Navi Jr. already down a man, looking to try and bring one back, sitting behind the sandbags alongside him. Order is Monacy, the man who we praised before the game. And, well, for a second, I was about to say maybe that's why, but no, missing an off shot to keep things in that even standpoint, or rather, in the favored standpoint for Lyngby Vikings, as they look to go back towards that B side of things. 4 of them now walking back. Are they going middle? See a couple of them inching towards ladder, others going over towards the B stairwell. And yeah, this is just going to be a mid to B finish here. Still got one man lingering outside of that A scaffold push. So, soon as these CTs get a little aggressive, get a little investigative, they might find themselves with an AK bullet to the brain. But again, this will be a B site take on the card, so it's just going to come down to both of these B players to try and defend. Fear and Akuna, can they try to bring this one back? I mean, towards the triple stack. One man fell here for the CT side, and well, that's going to be rinse and repeat, because Manx takes down another one. Poke brings one back in towards Middleburg from Sky, isn't able to find any success, but as I say, no success. Looks like the Lyngby Vikings have found a ton of it over towards the A bomb site. Rawls, he's sitting on the bomb site, telling his team, hey, it's free.
I mean, there's only 12 seconds left here, and both of these Navi Junior players are in position. Never mind. I mean, it's a bloodbath. Dapper and Christo will clear it out. 12-2. Lyngby Vikings continue to dominate this matchup here between the two teams. And as I said, and there's no second chances. There's no elimination match. There's no lower bracket. Come into a best of 1. It is the be-all and end-all. If you lose the map, your run in the Pinnacle Cup II will be brought to an end. And this is a $100,000 tournament, man. This is a massive event for both of these teams. And Lyngby Vikings, it looks like they're going to be moving past Navi Jr. with ease into that winner's match. Of course, our next match is Sharks versus Nordavind. That will be coming up in 1 hour, guys. In 1 hour, we will see those two teams going up against each other.
Might be speaking a little ahead of ourselves because, you know, even though I said Navi Jr. wouldn't have that great of a buy coming into this, 2 M4s, a Famas, an MP9, sure, Akune's only got the Deagle, but that's a better buy than I really thought we'd be seeing from this defense. However, it's really going to come down to, again, getting this round. Even if you don't convert this one and then get the pistol in the second half, a 3-13 scoreline, I feel like that's still just kind of done and dusted unless you make some miracles happen. Let's see if Fear can make some miracles happen. The answer is no, as Bird from Sky plucks him out of it. 45, looking for another. Molotov. Oh, no, you're just going to get spammed through. What? How do all those shots miss him? Oh, Poker is somehow lucky to be alive. MP9 on a 47 health. He's just trying to fight from the grave, it seems. I mean, maybe bring one down with you, but this is just a done and dusted position. Dafu finally takes care of him through the smoke. The shenanigans are going to sway by the wayside. Now into the 3v5, Monacy. Oh, that Molotov might be giving them all the information they need. Rawls posted up for this NAVI push. It's just going to be all coming down to who gets a little over-aggressive, and that's going to be Monacy. Thankfully able to get away, though. 17 HP. Damage, it's dealt. Lyngby Vikings, it looks like they still want to attack towards the A bomb site.
I love this, though.
Yeah.
Check the smokes they use, like the variations, because they know that there's a player towards alley, so they actually throw an extra smoke there to block off alley, and then they decide actually we want nothing to do with the A-bomb side altogether. They've already got who Manx, he's pushed up all the way in towards CT spawn, so he has so much information to feed through his team right now. Lyngby Vikings, they're just playing a literally perfect key side here on Vertigo. Never just tunnel visioning, never putting all their eggs in one basket. I mean, you've even seen in the past couple rounds that you've been here, and they've constantly kept options available for themselves, and they've just completely outclassed NAVI Junior here in the server. En route to a dominant best of one victory.
Oh, nice shot from Monacy. And I think I've already kind of seen the issue with NAVI Junior. I mean, a kill comes in towards one side of the map, and in come all the rotations, right? That was the second round in a row. And again, I've only been here for like 4 or 5 rounds. That is the second time in a row that they have gotten the opening duel, and they have rotated literally every man for NAVI Junior over towards one side of the map. It was Rawls over towards A, who was able to just walk up ramp for absolutely free and get onto that A-bomb site. Same thing this round for Manx over towards B. He goes all the way up deep into CT spawn. Everybody's on A for NAVI Junior. And Lyngby Vikings, they just rain the troops in towards the B side of things. So sure, some kills come back towards ramp, but it's far too late by the time. I mean, they get a nice little 1D still, though. 2v3 on the retake. That's just not going to happen, especially with the eco that they were looking at. And, well, I feel like that's why you're seeing this daunting scoreline. 11 rounds down the hole. NAVI Junior. To give themselves any chance in this series, they've got to pick up this pistol.
Yeah, and then so many rounds after that as well. You know, just winning the pistol round alone certainly won't be enough. Certainly will not be enough. They've got 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and they're headed towards A ramp at the moment. At least just sitting back passively towards the forklift. Lyngby Vikings happy to also just play fairly passively right now. Rawls, he's just jiggle peeking for information. He'll hear those audio cues. He spots out a player as well. And the protocol for him is to make his way back onto the A-bomb side and for the rotations to come through. You can just see the way that Lyngby Vikings are shifting themselves across the map right now. Getting the information. Manx, he's jiggle peeking towards the bottom of B stairs right now. He's got support from a flashbang as well. So Lyngby Vikings, they're just constantly keeping tabs of the situation. They're aware of sort of how NAVI Junior are moving themselves across the map. And Manx spots out, sees the second player. That flashbang going to be coming through here from Bird from Sky. All a matter of the timing. Flashbang over the top. Does connect, but doesn't blind up everybody. So Manx can't force the issue. At least he's got the information. And look at the rotations here from Lyngby Vikings. They've got 3 players committed to this B-bomb side. A 4th towards middle. This should be an easy defense for them to lock down. Unless NAVI Junior can rampage their way forward with these blocks and find the kills necessary. Right now, it's frags being traded back and forth. Dafu will be good for 2 before he goes down. The rotations have come through from the CT side as well. It's only Pogorelov left remaining in the 1 versus 2. Has to win this pistol round. Has to win this clutch. Otherwise, his team's beginning will be brought to an end. And Rawls will bring Pogorelov's life to an end.
Yeah, NAVI Junior, they're just giving up so much map control. I mean, they show presence towards A, and then you see everybody just rotates B for Lyngby Vikings. You said it yourself. 4 men towards that B take, and there was a minute left on the clock. It's not even like they had worked map control over time. I mean, a minute ticked away, and Lyngby Vikings are able to completely read the NAVI offense to the point where it's a 4v5 on the site defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly less than ideal if you're the T side. We see the Trustly replay being played out. And now it's going to be a full eco for NAVI Junior. I like this decision as well. You know, 14-2 or 15-2, there's not much difference between those scores. So don't just force up here at that point because you want to try and deny your opponents getting some map and match points. Full save, and at least you get 1 round with rifles. 1 chance with the AKs. Nobody ever wants to lose a half without having had 1 full buy at least.
I like that you mentioned that, right? Again, I always point out how like quick in the meta teams are. They lose the pistol, they force buy right back. This is a team that I don't feel like is going to be doing that as often. I really like to see teams just go for that save, even if it means looking at a scoreline like match point. It's just so detrimental to not go for those really bad investments. Maybe a Galil, maybe a Mat 10. Oh, wait, hold on, though. Fear completely glocks one down through the smoke. Banks is going to fall. 4v4. Dapu's going to be even the odds in the favor of Lyngby. Vikings make that 2 on the FAMAS. Looking to spray for the remainder of them. I mean, they're all very low. It's not like it's an impossibility. Finds the third Fear trades, but Bird from Sky's right back at him. 15-2, and the Pistols are only able to get 2 kills. And now, Navi Jr., it's got to be perfect CS from here on out.
Oh, God. 15-2. I mean, this has just been an absolute domination, and I can't stress enough the fact that Pinnacle 2 Cup is actually, or Pinnacle Cup II. I can't stress enough that it's actually a best of a single elimination, should I say, rather. So if and when it almost feels like Navi Jr. lose this map and this match, they will be eliminated from Pinnacle Cup altogether. So, I mean, it's just a really tough position they find themselves in right now, and they have to win 13 consecutive rounds with the rifles just to take this game to overtime. And we've seen how good Lyngby Vikings have been on the CT side of this map in the past, so that's going to be a really tough ask, man. Right now, they edge their way in towards the safe bomb site. There's numbers here for the CT side as well. They've got to play behind the sandbags. The wrap coming through from Ali, though, and it's going to be frags being traded back and forth, but the trades in the end do favor the T side.
Yeah, honestly, maybe he's had a little bit of enough of this domination from the Lyngby Vikings. Gonna pretty much open the round by himself. Quip 2 kills, down at 53 health, sure, but still 3v2 retake situation for the Lyngby Vikings, and it looks like they're interested in attempting it. I mean, 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs. They're getting back over towards these, well, towards the heaven area to throw these retake smokes. You can see them getting in the position for it, but Dapu, maybe he's just looking for a kill before they actually fully commit to this one again. As we said, Navi Jr. have to play perfect CS, and so far that's what we've seen from Muncie. 3 kills from him, and Cynic's going to be the one to clean it up. Navi Jr. don't at least go winless on their CT side, or rather on their T side. But again, that's got to be the beginning of a lot. A lot more is what we need to see from Navi. And as you said about that best of 1, right? Just the 1 map. To be completely honest, I don't know if we would have seen much difference going into a best of 3. This, with all due respect to Navi Jr., this is just ugly CS, right? It seems like they're playing way too aggressive for their own good, and they're not really sending one man on alert. They're not really keeping map control on one side of the map. They're giving it all up, and when Lyngby Vikings figure that out, they just pounce.
Oh, man. I mean, at least Navi Jr. are able to get around back here. There's still so much work to do, and there's the eco here. Lyngby Vikings with the pusher coming through with the USPs. The rifles still coming out on top for the time being. Right, there we go. Oh my god, not like this, Rolls. Jesus Christ, what on earth did we just witness? Lyngby Vikings, I don't even know if they invested a single dollar into that round. I actually missed it if they had any upgraded pistols.
They wanted
felt like USPs. 1 Deagle and then USPs across the board. I mean, that's a ridiculous round for Lyngby Vikings to find so much damage. I mean, they nearly win the map on an eco, but Navi are still alive. Navi Jr. are still alive, Ant.
I guess thankfully for the side of Navi Jr., the trades is really what carries them through that round. If they don't trade to utter perfection, I mean, the game is just done and dusted right then and there. But now they've been able to bring out another full rifle round for the side of Lyngby Vikings, an AWP, 2 M4s, FAMAS, MP9. They're really putting it all into this round. I mean, I'm really surprised we haven't seen them take a legitimate full extra save just yet, right? They're opting to go for that weak utility buy, low weaponry on the in the likes of the SMG and the FAMAS, right? When they have plenty of rounds to play with, they really could just take one more save here, save their economy for the next maybe 5 rounds with the loss bonus carrying them through it in the end, and be able to afford way better buys. But now, I feel like Navi Jr., they're getting a little bit of a way back into this game.
I mean, still a long way to go before we can consider them getting back into it. But you're right, if they can win this gun round, then maybe, just maybe, there'll be a glimmer of hope, right? Okay. Let's see what they got in store for us in this round. Crystal with the AWP though towards Ali will find 1. Dafu boosted up, finds a kill as well. I love that boost up. Can't use it too much in the half, but when you really want to win a round, that's the boost to go for. Pogorelov, time to brush up on some KZ. At least he'll be able to keep himself alive. And he gets a frag back for his team as well, but still so much work to be done here in the team in this round for Navi Jr. Pogorelov, because he's low, will actually pick up the AWP. He's going to pop flash for his teammates to burst in towards the safe bomb site, and Bird from Sky will lose his life. Dafu spots out the player on the site, but he can't do anything about it. Oh no, Cynics will be able to just commit to the bomb plant fear. Dafu knows there has to be a player watching the angle. Cynics will step out off the plant and find the trade. And now it's Pogorelov left in the 1 versus 2 to try and keep NAVI Jr. alive here in the Pinnacle Cup. If he loses this touch, his team loses the map and they will be eliminated altogether. Smoke on the bomb is going to be making his life even more difficult because he only has an AWP to work with. The problem is Lyngby Vikings, they don't have a kit, so this defuse actually has to be stuck in the smoke right now. Pogorelov, he's tried desperately to hit a shot through the smoke. Now we see Rawls trying to just keep his teammate alive. The 10-second defuse will be completed. Lyngby Vikings will beat NAVI Jr. 16-4. They'll eliminate them from Pinnacle Cup, and they will book themselves a spot in the winners match where they will either play Nordavind or Sharks, which is our next game coming up. Ant.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the expectation that I saw. I mean, coming into it, I unfortunately wasn't able to talk about it, but the Vertigo of Lyngby Vikings was actually really weak, it seemed, right? They had some convincing wins, I believe, over Amiga, over Sinners, but then they lost to teams like, I mean, again, no discredit to these teams, but they're losing to teams like Budapest 5, they're losing to teams like Hyenas. I mean, I may have not put out the best examples. My notes, they've disappeared along with my internet did, but I mean, it was just so inconsistent. That was really my biggest question mark coming into the map initially. And I was like, okay, we're probably going to see a back and forth affair. I actually was probably going to come in maybe predicting Navi Jr., even though I might be a little bit of a Lyngby Vikings fan myself. I mean, their Vertigo has been so very inconsistent in the past. And I don't know whether this is just finding a stable footing on Vertigo or Navi Jr. not able to keep up.
Good question. Now we get to see the standing here in the Group A bracket. You can see Lyngby Vikings trounced NAVI Jr. 16-4. We have confirmation of that. They progressed in towards that winner's match. And you can see our next game, it's going to be Nordavind versus Sharks. What a matchup that will be to behold. So, guys, we're actually going to be taking a bit of a prolonged break here because, well, that game went a little bit quicker than we initially anticipated. Just having a quick look at the tournament Discord, doesn't look like there's been any changes to the match times or anything like that, guys. So, yeah, I can confirm we will be back at 11:30 CEST, which means we'll be back in about 50 minutes or so for anybody who doesn't want to check what the current time is in that time zone. But like I said, we're going to be taking a break, guys. Lyngby Vikings, they've booked themselves a spot in the winners match. NAVI Jr., they've been eliminated from the Pinnacle Cup. The first team to be eliminated, unfortunately, is the case of them. Yeah, cheers, right? Unfortunately, we'll see them in the next one, hopefully. We're going to be shifting into Sharks versus... I just said it. It's Sharks versus Nordavind. Thank you. And we'll be seeing that at 11:30 CEST. The winner of that game will be playing Lyngby Vikings in a best of 3 afterwards. We'll be casting that game as well. We'll see you guys in about 50 minutes for that next matchup. Catch us on the other side. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Pinnacle Cup. We are here with Group A and we have our second match of the day. It is going to be a really good game lined up next year. And we had a fantastic match between Lyngby Vikings and NAVI Jr. Now we got Nordavind versus Sharks. The battle between the two teams to try and get themselves into that winner's match. As we can see from the bracket, there's no second chances. This is a single elimination and both of these teams are desperately going to want to make it deeper in this event than being eliminated here in their first match.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say the first game was a fantastic game. I might disagree with you just a little bit.
I mean, Lyngby Vikings played great Counter-Strike, bro. I'm always good for good CS.
Hey, you know I'm happy for that one. But yeah, Nordavind, Sharks. I'm excited to see this one, right? We haven't seen too much of Nordavind. I mean, just in general, right? They've been, I feel like, quiet over in the EU scene, but for the likes of Sharks, I mean, we saw them as of recent. And I can pretty much infer this team is very, very momentum-based, right? That's the biggest problem with Sharks. When they get going, they don't stop. They're like the hyenas, right? When they get their jaw in and they start biting, they don't let go.
Yeah, nice analogy. I mean, that's it, right? I mean, Sharks got to have one of the strongest in the ocean, that's for sure. Speaking speaking of, let's jump in and have a look at their lineup here for the match. Now, the player that's actually probably been impressing me the most, I'll say there's two, okay? It's been Zevi and Lakauzi. The two of them have just been so damn impressive every game that we've cast. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from J&T, Panic, and Reelsman. Like, those three in their own regard have been pillars of strength as well, and everybody has been a seriously heavy-hitting prospect when they've needed to be, right? Like, it feels like there's no weak links in the Sharks roster. And coming into this best of one, well, they're going to have to be on the top of their game and from round number one, because like I said, this is a single elimination, baby.
Yeah, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Lakauzi, I mean, he has just been absolutely phenomenal, right? I feel like every time I'm watching that guy, he's just at the top of the scoreboard, fragging out 2Ks, 3Ks, multi-kills every time his team needs it, right? This man is the star player that Sharks, I feel like, have been looking for. And with him on the roster, man, they have just been cementing themselves, right? Over in HSH. They just qualified for playoffs here, right now. They're my pick coming into this matchup. But I mean, I don't know if I can count Nordavind now. Speaking of which, we should have the roster up for you right here. But Nordavind, as I take another look at them, I might have counted them out a little too quickly.
So.
I mean, they 2-0'd over Entropic. They 2-1 Skate, Fiend. I mean, hey, I haven't been hearing much from these boys, but apparently they've been working their way over into you. I mean, taking down teams like I just mentioned is absolutely no small feat, especially with how Entropic are looking as of right now.
Absolutely, and that's exactly it. This Nordavind team, they have actually been on a bit of an upward trend lately. Merbit, HS, Mertz, Supra, Mix the Coach, and then VHW, a name that I actually am not too familiar with here in place of... he's in place... Okay, who's normally a part of the Nordavind team? Okay, so he's actually a new pickup for this. It's normally Tensky, right? It's normally Tensky. So, yeah, my mistake. I clearly missed something there. VHW. So it's Dane for Dane switch, but I actually haven't seen this name in international Counter-Strike before. He's not a Dane. He's Norwegian. What's going on? My eyes deceive me. And so you familiar with NHW? I'm going here. I'm doing some digging. I'm checking this guy out.
But, you know, I might have to switch my prediction around, right? Because here's the problem, right? The Sharks, they have no Danish players. Nordavind, they have 2 Danish players, right? So
well, no, it's one Dane and one Norwegian, we just found out. He's not Danish.
He's not?
No, he's not Danish. He's Norwegian. And he played for Nordavind Talent in April. He played a couple of games. He's only played 4 matches on HLTV before, man. So this guy is a relatively unknown prospect, actually. This is quite exciting. Okay, I mean, this is taken center stage. This is quite an interesting one. They don't even have his age here on HLTV. There's not much known about this guy at all, Ant. Not much known about him at all. VHW. Okay, well, let's see what you got for us in place of Tensky, who's actually a Danish legend. Been in the Counter-Strike team scene for a very long time. Let's jump into the Vita. We can see the map that we're going to have here in this match between these two teams. Now, and because it's a best of one, we have to end up on a map that both these teams will be very, very comfortable on, surely.
Yeah, and there's just no doubt in my mind that Nuke is getting banned here. There's just no doubt, right? I mean, like, one of the best maps we've seen Sharks on as of recent, there it is Nuke. I mean, they've been putting up good fights against very good teams, with the exception of Extremum. Again, world-class team, so understandable. Kappa, debated. Okay, so, yeah, going to Inferno, that should be a good matchup, and I think that's going to be proving grounds for the Nordavind roster with the new man in. I mean, again, I always say, very coordinated map. That's where you test the waters, no pun intended, to see how you're going to work as a roster, right? Even if you don't put up a win. You can surely, as a new roster, if you've got chemistry, you can surely find yourself some footing on Inferno and find some sort of maybe glimmer of hope on that map, I feel like.
Yeah, there's always a chance to fight on Inferno. I mean, everybody knows what it takes to be competitive on that map. I'm glad Nordavind banned Ancients out when they had the choice between Ancients and Inferno as the map that will be played here in this best of one match, because we saw last week that Sharks on Ancients are just a ridiculous prospect. Like, this team is so damn good at the map. They're so scary to play against on the map as well because of the way that they approach it. So yeah, I think that was a good choice by Nordavind. They finish up on Inferno, which, hey, I mean, as I say, in Counter-Strike in general, it's a comfort pick for every team. Nordavind, it's like their second or third most played map, you know, outside of Dust 2 and Mirage. You know, Sharks play the map regularly as well, and the match is live. So we're going to be jumping here into Inferno, guys, in the Pinnacle Cup II. Welcome, everybody. This is Group A, the second match of the group. We saw Lyngby Vikings already eliminate NAVI Junior when they beat them in the best of 1-16-4. Now we're going to have, well, the team who will play up against Lyngby Vikings in that winners match after this game. And it's only casters with one name because you weren't there. You weren't there in the cast, okay?
All right.
Don't take it personally. I'm getting your link added right now, okay?
Oh man, Hayes
What's
loves
go-
calling me out, dude.
What's going on?
I swear, it's just like when we interviewed Flames, and you
Yeah.
just like we go to a tech timeout. You're like, huh? Somebody's got to use the bathroom. Funny.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I mean, it's I just it is what it is. You know, sometimes I can't help myself. But it has been resolved. Both of our wonderful names there and our links are in installed on the MooBot, the Nightbot. So if check us out on Twitter if you want to go see what all the fuss was about. Nordavind, they're on the T side here. What sort of fuss are they going to be creating here in the pistol round? They've got a P250, a flashbang in the pistol round here as well. Sharks, it's armor across the board. And we're going to be seeing a very aggressive pistol in towards top mid here from Nordavind, taking full control, uncontested by Sharks. And they also have no information that this is going on right now. And they're so deep on the A bomb side, they have no clue. There is a player watching towards CT. It's Reelson. He's also got a player on family. So, I mean, there's info here. Nordavind, they've got options available. What do they do?
Yeah, it looks like Nordavind are taking a shot straight out of Sharks' playbook. I mean, one of these really fast plays to open up the game, set the pace early on, and 4 of them are in CT spawn. By the time JNT is even realizing of it, Supra's going to have 2, looking for a third towards the back of the bomb site, but is it really going to matter? I mean, Lukosi brings one back. He's a star player. Maybe it does matter. He's brought back a 2K in his own right. The bomb, it's dropped right in his lap, looking for another one. He's bought 2 running up, but maybe a little overzealous because VHW, the new recruit, going to be able to take off the head of Lukosi. Now 2v3.
Oh man, some really clean taps coming through there from Lukosi, and it actually looks like Nordavind are going to be changing this up. They're taking the bomb across towards A. Merbett's got full control there. Both of the rotations have come through from Sharks. HS is still getting all the information as well. He'll peek out. Doesn't actually take the shots onto Panic because he knows there's still a player in the bomb side chair. He'll step out. Easy shot to take down Zevi, and he knows exactly where Panic is as well. So Nordavind, I mean, I really like the way that they play this pistol round, man. For a number of reasons. Number one, they get aggressive, but they don't just continue to commit, right? They kind of realize, hang on, they don't know we're here right now. We actually have an option. We can either go towards B or A. They discuss it. They let the P250s get ahead. Super just does a phenomenal job with the entries. They open up that B bomb site, and then afterwards they force rotations. I mean, not before Lukosi can have some impressive highlights, though, right? I mean, some 2 really clean taps coming through from him. I almost thought for a second he might have done enough to get the round back into his team's favor, but in the end, it is going to be the pistol round going the way of Nordavind after some heads up thinking, quick plays, rotating towards A, getting the bomb down, and we'll have a look at the Pinnacle replay.
A little bit of a highlight round there for a couple of players. We're going to see Lukosi's POV, a couple of nice little 1 taps. 1 click is all he needs to take care of 2 players. And, you know, I really love what Nordavind did there on the pistol round, right? I mean, on Inferno, people just don't fight Arch as much as I feel like they should, right? Even if it's a full gun round, usually there's only 1 CT there. You get so much map control by taking Arch, by taking down that Arch player. You can wrap A, you can wrap B, you can set the pace, and you can really get in the mind of the defense, which is exactly what Nordavind did right there. Maybe they're going to try and do it again.
Yeah, I mean, Sharks, they're forced back coming into this round here. Got MP9, couple Desert Eagles, a UMP, a Scout as well. So it's not obviously much in comparison to what Nordavind have, but definitely a chance here for Sharks to make something happen. I do like how they've prioritized their smoke grenades. I will say that, but oh my god, Zevi was just jiggle peeking with his smoke guard. He just gets destroyed by Supra. I mean, Supra's pitched up here, man. He got 2 clean P250 shots in the pistol round. Ridiculous shot there with the Galil as well. I mean, this Nordavind team, and let's talk a little bit about this while this round stalls out. Of course, they picked up Mix recently, right? From America. Previously, the analyst for Cloud9. Now he's taken over the role as head coach. The first time in his career, he's actually been a head coach in a team. And I've always felt like this Nordavind team have just lacked that little bit of extra tactical depth to their layer, so to their mix. So I kind of feel like bringing Mix in has been a massive, like a really good choice for them. As we see Merbert bursting in towards top mid. This is just a fake right now, as Nordavind are actually going to be taking over the B side. So they're just trying to find some kills here. And I'll carry on my point just now while the action plays out here in the round.
That was nasty. But no, I mean, I kind of understand what you mean, right? Nordavind, they've been dancing around that like tier 2 scene for quite some time now. I mean, they've been playing over in EU for a couple of years, right? I feel like they've always just been on the brink of something really special, something really amazing. And man, if you're taking down teams like Entropic, I don't think they did beat Team Spirit yesterday, but they put up a pretty damn good fight. I mean, you're going toe-to-toe with some of the best in the CIS region, right? You've got to be doing something right if you're putting up score lines like that.
Yeah, of course.
They're on the brink of something really amazing, I feel.
Yeah, and just to finish off, like, my point there is that this core of HS, Merbit, Mertz, and Supra, they've actually been together for a couple of months now. So it feels like they'll have some synergy between them, even though it's an international roster with some like really varying cultures and nationalities coming together. I think like I said, they've always had that potential, but like you said, they've just lacked that last extra step, like that last layer to really achieve something special. And I think bringing Mix into the mix as a coach, into the mix, there we go, could be a really good decision by them, man. I'm so excited to see how it's going to be playing out. I think he's a very smart individual. I think he's got a great eye for the game. I've heard a lot of good things being said about him as well. I mean, heck, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have even worked with the Bravado guys, maybe when they were under the ATK banner for a little bit or something, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, yeah, so let's see, Nordavind. Let's see. I've been hyping them up. I've just been talking about the project and what's been happening in recent times. I see that whoever controls their Twitch channels here, maybe they can give us more info as to where Tensky is right now. Whether VHW is a sixth man in the team, because I saw he played for the Nordavind talent, so maybe he's just standing in. Maybe they're rotating players. Who knows? Let's find out. Right now, though, it's going to be an eco for Sharks, but they did save those weapons they forced in the previous round. However, not going to be able to get much done considering Nordavind have just got the stakes straight into the B-bomb site.
Yeah, and I like how Sharks play this, especially with that reboost. They know the bomb isn't planted, and they know they're swarming the bomb site. That's the one time you're reboosting there on Inferno. Because in that exact situation, sure, if it seems like it might be very tedious, that's the only time that flower pots might be unboosted, right? Because when you go up to that B bomb site initially, you've got your second or third man in clearing flower. After that, everybody's worried about clearing the bomb site. So if the bomb isn't down, nobody's really looking at flower pots just yet. But if it is down, usually the guy who gets that bomb planted and punches in those numbers is going to be staring right at you. So anywho, Sharks, I might be stalling on a little bit of an aspect in the 3v4, trying to pull out something in the retake, but I mean, I don't even think they're going to get anywhere near it. I mean, an MP9, P250, a scalp, and attack will come into the HS, but he's going to find the kill in the very end. So JNT won't be able to get very much except a couple of bullets to the chest, and well, the same goes for the Cowboys. It's left in the 1 versus 3. Panic can't do anything, and Mertz will shut it down. Nordavind stay perfect on their T side.
Oh man, I'm getting so excited for this game right now, and because I think both of these teams are going to be really good on Inferno, on the CT side and the T side. So it's not like there's going to be, any weird halves or like blowout halves where a team should be able to just dominate type of thing. Yeah, this is going to be a really tight game and a really entertaining game at that as well. Nordavind off to a solid start here. I think they're probably a little bit more happier that the map's Inferno than Sharks are. I mean, we know that Nordavind have been playing this map for so long. It's been one of their core strengths. So
yeah,
let's see how this ends up playing out. First full gun round.
It's like a little bit of, I always think this is like an ice cream sandwich, right? When you look at the CT buy, you see 2 ops on the outside and 3 M4s on the inside. It looks nice and juicy. Maybe juicy enough their Sharks to finally get on the board against the Galils and the AKs, but in comes this bracket take. Flash of smokes, Galoro, my Supra comes up, the Panic's got the M4 shot on lock. Alongside that, the AWB of Zevi, the ice cream sandwich, it's coming into full effect for Cozy and Zevi. They're winning this one almost single-handedly, though. 2v3, Zevi missing a couple of crucial op shots, and VHW, the young gun, is going to be able to clap back with one. 2v2 in the bomb sites in their grasp. 3 flashes, 1 nade, no smoke for Arch here, so that will be something of worry for them. Gonna be planting over towards the safe side. A little bit of a headshot plant, not too common. Usually you'll see it planted for pit, especially with the position we see from HS, just posted up on lane. 1 man over looking in the apps area, JNT and Reels, and they both look to crunch in from March, right? But again, very little utility. I assume that smoke they have is probably going to go towards the pit cross, but oh wow, Reels, and he's been able to contact up so close. Nobody's ready for this HS. By the time he spots him out, he's going to have his teammate already fallen 1v2, and they're very expectant of this man to be sitting in pit with the bomb be planted where it is. It's planted right for him, gets the nade kill, now 1v1, running out of time. JNT, no kit, no time, no dice, no round, because Sharks can't find it. Nordavind get the 4th.
Wow, what a way for Nordavind to convert the 2 versus 2. They set up in the post plant so nicely, but all that action goes down towards top middle, man. Trades on trades on trades. And in the end, the 2 versus 2 is what settles. And I mean, you generally want to be on the T side in that 2 versus 2 than in comparison to the CT side, because retaking can always be tough on that A bomb side. And in the end, that was the case once again, right? So Nordavind, they continue their dominant run here on the T side of Inferno. They've also got enough cash to buy up, but regardless of what happens here, considering this is an anti-eco, though, they're going to want to make this as clean as they possibly can. Okay, Sharks. I mean, they also had a nice setup there towards top mid, but they weren't able to capitalize on it in the previous round. Even though they found a couple kills, they still couldn't find that last frag to really secure themselves the advantage in the round.
Yeah, and the big really hindrance there for Sharks is they play it to perfection. The trades come in almost perfectly, and then in the 2v3 Zevi, he's got 3-4 opportunities to convert that kill. But then, I mean, no discredit to VHW. He hits an insane headshot, but still, Zevi, we talked him up a lot. That's not something we expect to see from him, and I hope he can recuperate from that, because that one might destroy your mentality for the round and maybe the time being. However, with nothing more than the pistols and the AWP on the back of JNT, Nordavind, how could they even think about dropping this round? Well, maybe this is why, because, oh, look, Cozy dancing around with HS, who barely gets away. The timing does not favor the CTs, but maybe we'll hear shortly, because Panic, it looks like they want to reaggress. Wow, I can't talk, but...
You good? You got this.
Yeah, I am actually so surprised at what those CTs are doing here. I think it's hilarious, quite frankly. They're both just crouch walking around that hay bales area, but unfortunately for them, it's going to be a B take in the very end. Ria's going to come straight through the smoke and catch 2 Ts with their back turn, only able to find one. Actually, no, he doesn't get anything. Zevi's the one who finds the kill. Well, 4v4 retake will ensue.
I mean, sometimes the way that, you know, the POV switches, it can be kind of tough to tell who actually gets the frag. Anyway, Nordavind just trying to get themselves on towards the bomb site. I mean, the bomb's taking quite long to get across, which means Sharks, they've been able to get themselves into some forward positions here on the retake. JNT with the AWPs found a frag as well, so there's a man advantage up for the CT side. This is getting a little bit awkward right now for Nordavind. They don't want to be dropping the ball here in the anti-eco round and losing their first round in that fashion. And there we go. A flurry of frags from all 3 of the remaining players here from Nordavind. In fact, not even a single one of them will end up being taken down in the post plants. That is exactly what they would have wanted. What a good turnaround from them in the round. That's going to be a healthy boost for their economy as well. And they go clear 5-0 here at the start of Inferno.
Yeah, and what we just saw from Nordavind, I feel like, is really what separates those, like, you know, top T3, T3, you know, little in the middle of T3 teams from those T2, T1 teams. The ability to be able to stay calm and all the chaos that was going on there. I mean, it's a 4v3 retake. Everybody's running in on the CT side of Nordavind. They keep their composure. They stay calm. They get every single kill. They play the angles to perfection. The AWP gets one. The AKs get a couple. And then Sharks, I mean, they just find absolutely no success there on the retake. That was beautiful post plants. I mean, to a T from the Nordavind offense.
Absolutely. They've been really compelling here so far in the start of Inferno, and like I've already said a few times, I think they're really happy that they've ended up here on this map. This has just always been a comfort pick for them. And they're just going to be playing out a default here across the map right now. They're showing presence towards top mid, they're showing presence towards top banana. VHW not going to force the issue. Good decision from to back off there as well, because there was a serious crossfire on that side of the smoke. Oh no, he's going to be going through off the back of the flashbang, but look, how is he able to avoid the flash? We'll find an easy kill. And I mean, that was a bit of a Hail Mary play for Nordavind. I mean, that kind of goes against everything else they've been doing so far. Some team-based tactical Counter-Strike where you've had always the trade available. Reels it up close to the smoke. Actually rattles off some shots. He gives the information away. JSP boosted up. Oh, he finds a second onto Mertz, who misses a really important shot. Now it's all on Merbert and HS. Merbert, he's going to be committing to the bomb launcher. Oh, he catches that grenade with his mouth as well. HS going to hear these footsteps. I mean, Merbert, he just has to stay alive for as long as he can right now.
Coming in from Speedway, HS, he is such a key player here. 2 of them, maybe all 3 are about to be lined up. They're throwing util. They're getting ready for the retake stuff. And, well, they might be taking too long, because HS is finally coming in that backstab. Zevi going to hit the dust. And now it's the uncertainty along this defense. This retaking squad doesn't know what they have. Alongside that, they don't know where he is on the site. They have to clear it 1 man at a time. And only 1 kid on the board. Panic, he's got it. He's just got to make the views 2 coming through the smoke. Oh, my God, Murphy's on the kill. There's no time. Sharks, do they have it?
There is. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Everyone remain calm.
Oh my God! How does Mermaid find that kill?
Oh,
he runs through the smoke and somehow.
I know, that is ridiculous. Thank God Lukowski is able to find that kill immediately afterwards, pick up the kits and get on the defuse. And Sharks, they get on the board through the way of that gun round. Have a look at the updated Pinnacle betting odds. 2.16 now for Sharks. Didn't actually catch them at the start of the series, but it'll be interesting to see how they change throughout this map. And there's enough money here for Nordavind to buy up again, bar VHW. He's got the short end of the stick. Unfortunately, they say, hey, man, new recruit, you're the one who plays with the P250 in the gun round.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the analogy in time. I don't know why. I think it's last fire, first fire. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, it is. You did wake up at like 3 a.m. for these casts, and if anyone who doesn't know, he's on the east coast of America. So massive props to you, bro, for being here and bringing the energy that you are right now. Straight fire as usual. Sharks. Well, Fire's not what they're used to having in the depths of their oceans, but they certainly would like to create a storm. Been able to get their first round.
Maybe that's why
Tsunami?
they've been looking a little weird on their CT side, right? I mean, as you said, Fire, not something they're too common dealing with, but Nordavind, I mean, they're bringing the heat, so.
True that, man. Good. They're going to bring a wave to calm things down. A wave of rounds would certainly suit them quite well. Just to set themselves in the equation, right? BO1, BO1. We don't see many BO1s in professional Counter-Strike anymore. So it's always actually quite exciting. Gets the juices flowing. Adds to the extra, you know, the anxiety of the occasion because you know how much is on the line. The stress, the pressure for the players creates a different occasion altogether. And right now, there's going to be attention towards Archers here. Zevi, he's been pulled off of the angle and he'll be smoked off as well. So can't have any further impact in terms of locking down the defense towards Archers. And there are two players edging their way towards the smoke right now. In fact, they're just going to shift forward straight through. No, but he would have stepped there. Oh no, Lukowski gets caught off guard. Zevi with the AWP, he'll get taken down as well. And now it's all on Panic, completely blinded up. It's going to be really tough for him to get anything done from this position. At least he finds the first, but the trade comes through immediately afterwards. And Nordavind take full control of the A bomb site. And surely with that, we'll be sending Sharks packing.
And, you know, Sharks, they do the exact thing that I always say to never do on Inferno, right? It is a 5v5, and they gave up control of car and bracket. Now, the problem with that is you have to play passive on B. You have to play, you're already playing passive on A. And why that's such an issue is because when the T side full execs like they did, you just don't have time to get the rotations in before they're already in your face taking those gunfights. So Sharks, by the time they can pull in those B rotations, you've either won or lost this round. That's the biggest issue that I see so commonly on Inferno. I feel like you have to have control of one of those choke points. So when you lose control of brackets or when you lose control of car, you can start setting those rotations early. On Inferno, it takes so long to get the rotations in. That's exactly why. It's very difficult to retake some of these sites. And I mean, you just kind of see it to a T. No discredit to the Nordavind side. I mean, they hit some beautiful shots, take the perfect fights too, trade out Zevi to perfection, only allow him to get one, and trade out the man in pit too. So I mean, it is just trades being beautiful for the side of Nordavind, but the problem is, by the time the trades come in CT favor, I mean, the round's done.
I agree with you. The trades, you know, were coming through back and forth, but then at that stage, Nordavind, they just go one further, and in the end, Sharks, they can't really come back from that point. Looking to get super aggressive. The Cozy surging down middle. What? Oh my god, he catches Supra with his back turned as well. Supra was so concerned about top banana, he felt like he had to try and get around the corner to safety. It's falling apart here in the round for Nordavind. The aggression from Sharks has completely shut them out of the round. Look at this, all three of their players are towards the bottom of A ramp, and I mean, this is this is really awkward because it's not like Nordavind have been able to get anything in response. It's not like they've taken, you know, apps control or something.
Yeah.
They're still on square one right now and they're two players down.
Yeah, the problem is, I mean, look, I can't even say that was Nordavind's problem. Sharks, they finally turn up the heat. They switch up the pace, right? This is more what we see from Sharks, whether it be on their offense, defense. You're normally not afraid to go aggressive and get map control, take those early fights and get in their face. And I'm glad we finally see Sharks do it, because for most of this half, we've seen them play passive. We've seen them play retake. I mean, there were a couple of rounds where it was just 5v5 with the B bomb site in Nordavind's favor. And look at this, Panic, it's a 3v5, and he's still looking for map control that he's been given for free. And the free thing he's been given is the headshot onto, ironically enough, HS. Now 2v5, Mervin and Co, they gotta work something back, but they just can't. Lukowski, he's gonna find 4, and Sharks get his second. It's flip-flopping rounds, but still Sharks stay alive.
Really important round for them to win as well. And I mean, not only that, but they keep 5 players alive, which is going to be such a healthy boost to their economy, man. I mean, that aggression coming through from Lukowski catches them completely off guard. And that's one way for them to get back to winning ways, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, Sharks, they needed something. They needed to change out the momentum sooner or later, because even though they were winning rounds, it was close. It wasn't very much in their favor. It wasn't very momentum-based. They couldn't get the hype around it. On that one, 5 men left standing. Lukowski with a hype 4K. Now you guys are pumping. Now you guys have the adrenaline surging. And you might have the momentum in your favor, too, because you've caused Nordavind to slow down. Normally, they're very quick on these defaults. They take control of whatever they think they're going to be given. And now they're very passive. Haven't even gotten themselves up brackets yet. Getting ready to flash themselves in. This is going to be an apps pop. How is it going to fare out? Mertz and Supra. How can they defend? Or rather, how can they offend? I don't know if it's going to be very well, because Panic's down 2. Lukowski's got 1. This A bomb site's under lock and key. When Lukowski's holding it alongside his teammate, there's nothing that can stop them. But maybe HS can do just something to put a nail in their coffin. The bomb, it's all the way in towards porch, and the 1v3, his objective should just be to get that down. The money for this T side, very, very weak. This was a full investment. They put util, weaponry, everything they could in their arsenal this round. They didn't want to give this one up. They really wanted to keep flip-flopping with the Sharks because, well, this game, it's very T-setted in its economic balance as of right now. So, I mean, I can completely understand the forced buyback from Nordavind, but now this is not the outcome you were expecting.
Yeah, certainly did catch me a little bit off guard. I mean, they were up so comfortably at one stage, struggling now to try and make ends meet. I guess Sharks are getting the ball rolling here as well. HS might actually be able to find a bomb plant here at the bare minimum. With 20 seconds left on the clock, they're going to be starting to edge their way forward. Oh, he's been spotted. That's unfortunate. Does take down the first. I mean, there's 14 seconds left here, and the double peek will come through from Sharks just to ensure there's no way for HS to make something crazy happen. All right, 6-3. Sharks, they've broken Nordavind's economy. I mean, they're starting to look a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more confidence on the CT side as well, making a few more plays right now, winning their gunfight side as well. Yeah, this is convincing, man.
I mean, in the very end there, HS, he does everything he should, right? He gets that extra kill. He doesn't get the bomb down, sadly, but still, taking 3 players out of the CT's hands, right? You start to keep that economy really weak. Sure, Reels, and he's got $6,300. He doesn't have to worry about his money for quite some time, but I mean, look at JNT, $200. He falls this round, and it's not a good situation. Be it, it's just a couple of Glocks, maybe a Deagle, but again, there are very little aspects that they can get themselves back in the game with, right? Let's say somebody hits a nice shot onto Zevi. The B-bomb sits just completely unguarded. They'd have a 5v4 post plant with an op to try and defend. And, I mean, Nordavind, I can honestly see them putting up a good fight in this round. Not if they do this.
Oh, I mean, I would have preferred to have seen them buying up a little bit more util, I think, coming into this round. There's a flashbang, I suppose, there VHW picked up off his teammate. They've used it to try and force the AWP off top banana. Not a big fan of the strat that Sharks are employing right now, stacking up towards the A-bomb side. I don't think it's ever necessary to stack in your anti-eco rounds. You know, I think you should rather just hedge your bets, play out a standard hold, and they will indeed be rotating Panic back since Zevi has been forced back into the bomb site. And now we will see Nordavind just trying to charge their way in towards B, see if they can make something happen. But Zevi's just picking them off left, right, and center. Finally, a kill does come back for HS, but that's all it's going to be in the round. Panic should be able to clean up, and he does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we gave Panic. I mean, you didn't discredit them, obviously, but I don't think we gave Panic enough praise in that pregame, right? I feel like this player, I mean, sure, he's not all the time at the top. Sometimes he's at the bottom, but I mean, he can be a star, right? We've seen him top the scoreboards. We've seen him get multi-kills. We've seen him be the hero his team needs, right? Panic, he's not that much of the entry fragger, right? But he supports to absolute perfection, right? You can see Zevi over towards Coffin, Panic, and CT. They almost single-handedly shut this down. I mean, the only thing that allows them to get a kill back is a nice shot coming out from HS, living up to the namesake and taking a 1D with him to the grave. But, I mean, Panic, he's a great support player.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think he plays a really serious role in this team. And as you say, probably quite often the unsung hero, often setting his teammates up for success, often putting himself in the right positions, you know, bailing his teammates out of some tough situations. I think you're onto something there. Keen to see more of him. Big gun round here for Nordavind to carry on their merry way.
Well, Nordavind, they're able to force back up into it. 3 AKs, 2 Galils, a little bit of utility. And, well, I mean, look, with how this game started, 5-0, 6-1, Sharks, they've done a pretty good job of moving this one back, and it's not even done just yet when Reelson is getting ready to spray down 3 just like that. Quick 2 from the AK. Nade comes out to get himself a 3rd. Now it's up to Mermid and HS to try and bring this one back, and he's been able to dip out towards the new box. This one should be cleaned up for them very shortly. No smokes, maybe a Molotov to help him into the bomb site. That's going towards new box, but I don't see Reelson stopping anytime soon, or maybe I do. Mermid's going to bring one back, but there's Zevi right on the trade. 1 versus 3. Well, Nordavind, looks like this buy round's going down the drain.
So I guess because nothing's been working out for Nordavind, they just try and keep things really simple, right? They're like, yeah, okay, our defaults haven't been working. We're just sort of getting picked apart. Let's actually just group up in Banana and then execute into the B-bomb site, right? With numbers. Just literally try and keep things as simple as you possibly can on the T side of Inferno. But it just doesn't work out for them as they start charging forward. Sharks just find the kills necessary. They have the rotations come through, and they're just able to keep the numerical advantage throughout the round. So great work coming through from the Brazilian side. They've really come alive here on Inferno as well. This is a good showing from them. Both of these teams, they're desperately fighting, and they want that spot against Lyngby Vikings in the promotion match. That will be the next match played. That'll be a best of 3 as well. Whoever wins this best of 1, they book themselves a date against Lyngby Vikings in that next game. Loser, well, they're eliminated from the Pinnacle Cup already as early as their first game, and it's so brutal. BO1 opening match, single elimination. It doesn't take prisoners.
Yeah, and the worst part about this series is the fact that one of these teams has to go home. I mean, Nordavind and Sharks, both teams that I feel like could contest for the title of this tournament, but sadly, one of them's reign is going to be ended early, and so far, it looks like Sharks don't want to let that be them. Maybe there's no choice, though, because as I say, they get a couple of kills. The HW and Super bring it back to a 2v2. It's up to a couple of M4s, and, well, they're isolated, completely split apart. Super's been able to recover himself in M4. They know where one player is in towards CT. And now they should have a good read on what the situation is for the Sharks defense. Maybe 1A, 1B. But again, I don't know if they realize this, but the bomb is down Moto, and Lakozi's creeping ever so much closer, trying to get himself some pre-map control. And, well, he's going to be able to find the kill. VHW, though, new recruit, he's found 3 kills in this round. And, well, he's still got to try and find 1 more if he wants to pick up the round for the home team. Nordavind. 1 bullet could change the story. VHW had it lined up, but JNT eases the worries of the Sharks defense as they are going to tie this game up going to the 13th.
Wow, what a run of form here from the Brazilian team. I mean, they've won 6 of the past 7 rounds. Really looking good here on their CT side now. I mean, they've got cash on everybody as well, enough to at least buy up for 1 round if they lose. Nordavind, they need to turn this ship around. I mean, generally speaking, 6 rounds is probably your bare minimum on the T side of Inferno. But considering that they picked up those 6 in the first 7, they're definitely going to be wanting more than that. Mertz does have his AWP, his favorite weapon, and there's a fight towards top banana as well, watching it play out on the minimap right now. I mean, there's just so much action going on as Nordavind, they continue now to show presence top mid, as well as banana. Interestingly enough, right? I mean, normally we'll see teams prioritize one or the other, but Nordavind, they're sort of splitting their resources across the map right now, and VHW has been able to find the opening pick. Lukazi, oh my god, that HE grenade will get the trade, but H, yes, he takes Lukazi down. What a good kill for him to find, really quick on the trigger.
Nordavind, well, looks like they may have finally been able to get themselves back to winning ways. Still a couple of CTs to try and take care of to at least get themselves that round and put the advantage, rather the lead, back in their hands, but well, being able to turn it around eventually is better than not being able to turn around at all, I guess. And it looks like they might fake over towards B. The problem is they might be outthinking themselves. And I think Merbit's going to realize that here shortly because he's going up towards B and he's spotting absolutely nothing. And now we can see Nordavind starting to slow down towards brackets.
Yeah,
Merbit,
exactly.
He's about to clear out all of B.
He's like, guys, something's going on here. Like, I haven't seen any contact whatsoever. The information will be there that he hasn't actually cleared out family and Dark Corner yet as he starts to make his way through Church. But yeah, so Sharks, I guess their school of thought was, let's stack up on A, let's go for the gamble. If they don't come to this bomb site, then we save our guns, right? But a really important round being won here by Nordavind through the way of their trades. And I guess you can't really fault Lukazi in that situation, you know, trying to get the trade back onto his teammates after VHW found panic. Then Lukazi gets aggressive, and he nearly gets the kill, but because he hangs around for an extra second to throw that HE grenade, he falls. And that's kind of what forces Sharks into this awkward position where they have to make some tough decisions on the rotations as to where they want to set themselves up. And Nordavind, they take full control, they capitalize, and they get themselves back to winning ways.
Yeah, and I guess this is good to see if you're a Nordavind fan. I mean, it was looking really scary for them for a second there. But as I said, coming into this game, Sharks, they are a team that really rely on having the momentum to keep themselves in winning ways. And, well, since Nordavind are able to shut that down, feel like we might see more to come, right? Sharks, we did see them flip-flop in this half, so I can't count them out just yet. But, again, when that momentum is gone from Sharks, I feel like it's just not as great team play, not as great coordination. So maybe they can change things around. Coming into this game, coming into this map, coming into this round, there's still a lot left to see.
Yeah, I think there's a lot left to be seen here, and I don't think the action is going to be ending anytime soon. I mean, considering the way that these two teams have been fighting here in the first half, I think we're going to be in store for the exact same in the second half. So don't go anywhere, guys. Single elimination, best of 1. Every single round matters. Nordavind continuing with this default where they're sort of contesting apartments and they've taken top and under control simultaneously. In fact, not only that, there's going to be a flash for a contest. Oh my god, Supra, you're ridiculous. Finds the kill. There's 2 more players here towards this B bomb site, and I think that Nordavind have got that info, right? They would have seen the AWPer, they kill Reelson, and then they hear the M4 shots as well. And you can see that's why they now want to force the issue in towards A as quickly as they possibly can. They've got 2 players who are going to be coming out of apartments. There's a crossfire setup here, an interesting one at that as well. Lukowski along with Panic to try and lock down the defense, but the util usage is completely drawn them into a confusing hold. Lukowski trying to keep a little bit of, some information here towards the A bomb site, but it's not going to be the case. He ends up being taken down. JNT left alone has no choice but to save Nordavind. I love that so much, man. Great decision making from them based off the information that they retrieve towards B. They react without hesitation and they get themselves on towards A.
Yeah, and JNT's scratching his head as to where his team has gone. Hey guys, that 2-lane setup, we did that in Prague, right? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they weren't accounting for that exact util to come through from apartments, right?
Yeah, I mean, Nordavind, they just play that super well, right? They find all the trades necessary, even though Zevi comes in on that AWP for March, tells him, hey, I got your apps, don't worry about that. Might have been a little bit of a falsehood. And I feel like Sharks, they were kind of overwhelmed for the time being. Maybe the comms were a little sloppy, because even though Zevi was in library holding for that apps jump out, you could still see Panic and Lukowski over towards lane. They were kind of panicking, right? They were looking over towards ops. They were looking out for that, the jump out through the smoke. They were looking out top mid. And they just had to take so many fights on so many different fronts at one time that I just feel like it's an impossibility for Sharks to win that.
I mean, it definitely was going to be tough in the end, considering the situation and the setup Nordavind had figured out. And now it's going to be the final round of the first half. A good opportunity for Nordavind to go up 9-6, considering the guns that Sharks have at their disposal. A couple of pistols. It's going to be aggression in towards mid here once again. Mertz completely blinded up, hits the timing shot onto Lukowski, and that's going to be sending Zevi packing. That's a problem, Matt, because that's one of the rifles that's now been dropped as well. Towards top, bottom mid, that's not retrievable. And it's also the heavy hitter of Lukowski, who's been taken down 16 frags in the half.
Yeah, insult to injury there, right? Lukowski, he tries to make a hero play. It worked once before. He hasn't done it in a while, so he's just kind of testing the waters, seeing what Nordavind are giving them for free, but unfortunately, he reads it wrong. If he would have walked down alt mid, probably could have found a little more success, but again, the HS is also posted on that, but now it's left that one-man solo on B. JNT with the AK that's been brought in from last round. He's got it all to do, and not even as many teammates around him anymore, because Mertz has found another 2K from him so far. Looking for more, as it's just going to be a B hit. Basic stuff coming out from Nordavind, but JNT, he's got a lot on his plate.
Finally, Mertz starts to come alive here on the T side of Inferno. He's been very quiet throughout this half so far. Now he's been able to pick himself up a double kill. Only 1 player on Steve on side. JNT, oh my god, he stands no chance. The util usage is perfect from Nordavind. The double molly combo into oranges, the new box flushes him out. The flashbang afterwards means he has no idea what's coming through or where he's going. And Nordavind, it feels like they've shifted back into gear here. And this has been a half of momentum, right? We saw Nordavind win 6 of the first 7 rounds. Then Sharks won, 6 of the next 7 rounds. And then Nordavind come back as well to win the last few of the half. So great work in the end.
Yeah, again, that's a big thing the team should be working on when they're playing against Sharks, right? Because, again, this is just kind of case in point. If you can shut down that momentum of Sharks, you can get yourselves into a nice little groove and start to force them into some uncomfortable situations. You see, they lose 2 rounds. They're on a weird bye. They feel like they have to make something work, but in reality, they don't. Lukowski, he goes all the way down middle thinking, look, we're at such a disadvantage. We need to try and find ourselves an opener. And look how that turns out. Mertz posted up, gets the easiest kill of his life, and then Sharks, it's just kind of all a downward spiral from there. People swing in one by one, trying to make that hero play that they desperately just don't need.
It's unfortunate. I mean, Nordavind, they end up finding all the kills, and in the end, they get themselves a 3-round lead to take into the second half. Now on the T side, Sharks, what you got in store for us, lads? They got a smoke, a flash, a P250 on JNT as well. And they're just going to be posturing themselves passively across the map right now, waiting to punish any aggression that might be coming through from the CT side. Speaking of CT side, they got a smoke flash and HE combo on Burbot. So a lot of util for somebody who's holding a forward angle right now. Would hate to see him die with that util on his belt.
You and utility, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it, especially on in the pistol rounds. I think it's often an overlooked factor That nade. Oh my god. Oh no. No, it bounces off the half wall. Things you hate to see, man. If that had just been able to get over the wall, that would have done so much damage. When Merbit watches the demo, he'll be like, I can't believe how close that was. Now, we're going to see him dropping his smoke as Sharks. Are they just going to be charging forward at the moment's drop of some information? Oh, my word. Yeah, Sharks, they're just going to be charging through right now, smoking towards CT. They're not wasting any time or asking any questions. Super was able to avoid the flashbang, but he can't connect on any shots. So it's going to be a 5 versus 5 post plant. The reboost does come through though, and Supra, he still can't hit his shots. Oh no, not like this. Finally, Mercy's able to get one back through the smoke. Now they're going to be having a fight in towards the back of Church, and it's all the kills going the way of Sharks.
Yeah, Lakowski is not someone you want to challenge on the pistol rounds. He has made his impact very, very clear every time we've seen him with a USP Glock in his hand. Man, he is just unstoppable with that weapon.
Seems like Sharks are unstoppable in the pistol round. Oh man, I'm a big fan of that pistol round as well. They show some presence towards mid, a little bit in second middle as well, just so that Nordavind, can't tell for sure that it's going to be a B hit. So there's 2 players there towards B, and they're quite comfortable with 2 on B because Merbit's got the smoke. So the players, all right, he drops the smoke and then essentially buys time for the rotations. But no, Nordavind, Sharks rather, they just burst out top banana, smoke CT, and with all 5 players, they charge into the B bomb site, completely overwhelming the defense. Sharks kick off their campaign with the perfect start here by winning that T-side pistol round. 3 AKs into Galil rather. Max 10 for JNT as well. Going to be a force back in response here from Nordavind too. And they're setting themselves up with quite an aggressive crossfire towards top mid right now. MP9s, Desert Eagles to try and get the job done while Super is all by himself towards Banana. Got a bit of a one-way to work with here, just spotting the slightest of angles. He's hoping that he's going to be able to do enough to send Sharks away from Banana in towards mid, but doesn't have any util left, so it's going to be very tough for him.
Yeah, well, Sharks, I mean, I feel like this is their round to lose, even though they're going to be coming into a couple of MP9s, Deagles. I mean, they're taking their time. They're playing this well. They're really getting into the heads of Nordavind. You can see that was, well, what was once an A stack, right? 4 men over towards brackets is slowly starting to move towards B. So they're kind of toying with the rotations of Nordavind. But I guess the problem is maybe they've taken too long because Nordavind, the contemplation, it's going to work out to perfection because now they have 3 men to defend this B bomb site. One of the MP9 boosted up. Merbit almost takes down JNT to the smoke. My bad actually will be able to take care of him. 4v3. Oh no, things are turning absolutely horrible. The Deagle claps back with one as well. 5v3. Supra looks like he's going to go through this. Everybody's going to go through this all together. Everybody working together. And Makosi can only bring back 1, and it goes to absolute terror for the side of Sharks as Nordavind win the force.
That is a disaster. What did we just witness? I mean, Sharks had everything going for them. The only problem was that they took too long to get into the B bomb site. And as you said, Nordavind, they had that heavy stack towards top mid, towards brackets. But then all of a sudden they decide, okay, there's been no presence here whatsoever. There's some presence towards B. Let's actually just rotate everybody. Let's, call it a day, cut our losses and see if we can rotate in time. They get across to B. They take all the fights. They find all the frags. They keep 4 players alive. They saved 3 rifles. My God. What a way for Nordavind to win their first round on the CT side. Just 6 more rounds here, and they booked themselves a date against Lyngby Vikings in the winners match, which will be coming up next after the Sharks will be eliminated in their first game, losing a BO1. Their road comes to an end. That's got to be painful.
Yeah, and I mean, we say 6 more rounds, but I feel like that's going to be way more contested than the eye may initially seem. But I don't know about this one. It's just going to be a couple of Deagles, a Glock on the back is heavy. I mean, they're not even able to get everybody on the upgraded pistols, and they're still going to try and send some aggression down middle. Mercy spotted out panicking towards pit, but little over-aggressive, going to give up the opening duel, and that's a little bit of an entryway for Nordavind into this round, rather for the Sharks, because they found 3 on the Deagles. It's just the 50 cal pistols that are making it work, and we might be the flip-flop and kind of round situation again, man.
Yeah, what on earth are Nordavind thinking? Seriously, I mean, it's they've got the full buy round going up against the Force from Sharks. They've got themselves to double digits on the CT side. Mert, he just charges down middle. There's an aggressive fight in second mid. Another repeat from top mid as well. Like, I understand the setup. I understand the logic is just to try and overwhelm aggressively on the defense. But, oh, man. I think they have to call it a day here. I think they have to just take these guns into the next round. It's going to be another boost up. Reels in, actually doesn't spot the boost. They find the kills. Oh, Panic finds Supra. And that means Merbit will be taking the AK into the next round. So nearly actually finding the kills to try and get back into that retake. But I just don't agree with Nordavind's approach in that round at all. At all. Anti-force buy. You don't want to be giving those fights to the Desert Eagles downrange. You don't want to be giving them the opportunities to have those engagements.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you there, but I feel like that's kind of common. Nordavind, they didn't really have any business winning the last round, and likewise for the Sharks in this one, but I don't know. I feel like Nordavind might still have something up their sleeve. The money, it's not awful, and we can already see Merbit forcing everything he's got into this round, so the buyback really, it's going to be on the cards. A couple of SMGs, M4 on the back of HS. Okay, yeah. A couple of FAMASs in the lying ground. What is going on? That FAMAS has actually gone to different people 3 times now. Okay, looks like we're finally going to settle in with what should be the actual buy. It's a Deagle. Dude, guns are still being exchanged. An M4, a Deagle, a FAMAS, an AK, and a UMP. Man, this... I don't know if this is the buy you want to be looking at on what should be your quote-unquote first gun round.
It's definitely not a first gun round, that's for sure. I mean, Nordavind, they got the job done with the force buy a couple rounds ago. Let's see if they can get the job done here once again. Sharks, they can't afford to lose this, man. This is such a big round for them right now. Win this 10-9, anti-eco, scores are level. And at that point on their T side, I think they'll be very comfortable with that position. So let's see.
It looks like they're going to test the waters at bracket. They send some presence up car, and then they completely change their forces over to middle. Here's what my question is, though. JNT, he's that A lurker, and he has been, like, so very slow coming into the apartments. I mean, just now he's getting ready to make some contact in towards the A apps, and I mean, he's been lurking over here towards the entire round. Sharks, they don't really have too much to work with. This is kind of them going off on a whim. The problem is, for a second there, they were about to walk into a stack, but there's still 3 men over towards A. Deagle, UMP, and a FAMAS. All moving back towards the bomb site. Oh, that's not a UMP. That's an M4. I don't know if I like this push from Sharks. If it's going to be A, they might be making a fatal mistake. 29 seconds to go. They have to commit. In comes that full util take, and, well, Molly coming up in the defense is going to slow them down ever so much more. One mistake in this situation from Sharks and the round might be done. Nordavind are playing this to perfection. Not really committing to too many tools. The UMP's rotated and taking the perfect fight. The FAMAS picks up 1 with the trades. They are superb for the Sharks side. But as I say that, H just picks up 3. Now 1v1. 9 seconds. The bomb's got to go down. And Taps is sprinting in from lane. Supra can't find it. The fake bomb plant gives Sharks their 9.
Are you kidding me, Panic? You go for the fake plant in the 1 versus 1 with 8 seconds left on the clock? You are crazy, and it was the correct play to make as well. HS with some serious heroics nearly does enough to keep his team alive, but he just can't get it done. Just can't get it done. Oh man, Supra, he thought he could deny the bomb plant, but it wasn't the case. It was a fake. And Panic, he lands the instant headshot to find the kill as well. It's going to be a force back and response here for Nordavind, but Sharks. My God, I was stressing for them, but they get the round in the end. Man, and this is another force buy, like I said, Anson. There's a lot of damage that's been taken in towards Banana. I mean, these force buys could actually cost Nordavind. Like, I understand why they're making these force buys. Yeah. I get the logic, but I'm just not sure I agree with it. I guess their school of thought is we've done so much economic damage. We've come close with the force buys already. But it kind of feels like this is where things can start to snowball out of control, especially considering this is a BO1.
Yeah, I mean, soon they're going to have to take that save round, right? They're already down a man in this round. You might as well just stack all your forces up towards B. Completely honestly, if you stack up B, they go A, you might just want to save. I mean, you're going into what has to be a save next round. No ifs, ands, or buts. It kind of just has to be. This one, you're giving up the tie game. Next one, you're giving up the lead. You don't want to be staring down the barrel of a 12-10 deficit because you refuse to take that save round. And yeah, it looks like it's just balls of steel on Nordavind. They're just holding their ground over towards B. Let the new recruit in VHW try to make some magic happen with the Deagle, but still, you're going into a save. Keep your weaponry. See what you can do in the next.
That's going to be the play. Sharks going to be leveling up the scoreline here, 10-10. Not only that, they're going to be keeping 5 players alive as well, which is going to be giving them a nice boost to their economy. And a boost they'll be desperate for as well, considering they didn't have that buffer behind them. Okay. This is exactly what I expected, and I even said it, that this is just going to be a super closely contested half. Both of the halves will be. The entire map There will not be any easy rounds. I didn't think either team would dominate yet.
Yep.
And it has been super close, man.
I'm with you in that. I mean, Sharks, even though coming into this matchup, anybody could say they're the underdog, right? My ignorance led me to change my answer a couple of times, but anybody could have really said that Sharks are the underdog coming into it. The problem is, Sharks, when they get their momentum going, as I've said previously, they just really don't stop. They don't know how to stop. But, I mean, the problem is, right? Sharks, I feel like they have some of the highest highs and the lowest lows. When they have that momentum rolling, they seem unstoppable. But when it's cut off, when the opposition's able to get them to a point where they're uncomfortable, it feels like they just can't find themselves a way back into the game. I mean, we've seen differences in the different teams they played. Extremum, they dealt with it perfectly. You can see they take them down like 16-8, 16-7 on the maps they know how to play. Then Sharks, they go up against a team that's arguably more at their caliber, and they're just able to dominate.
Does feel that way. I mean, as you've mentioned throughout the series a number of times, and I couldn't agree with you more, it's all about the momentum, man. Like, once they've got that behind them, as it tends to be with Brazilian teams, like, they're just so tough to stop. They get so much synergy, they get so driven, and they just get so confident.
Yeah, I mean, confidence is key in a game like this, right, Sharks? They don't really have time to be passive. Or not even passive, but they don't even have time to be weary because, again, best of one. It's not like you can go into map 1, be scared, figure out what you guys do wrong, and come into map 2 saying, okay, this needs to change, right? You have to bring it all into the table right here, and that's exactly what Sharks are doing. Looking to pick up the lead for, I believe, the first time in this game. JMT. Oh, wait, hold on a second. As soon as I was about to call them out, Nordavind are going to bring it back, though. 2v3, and HS is on the flank. Lakosi, did he hear him? No, he's been able to creep by enemy lines, moving up towards lane. Lakosi still not ready for it. The bomb planted in what they think is a perfect save haven, but I love this from HS. Not overextending, but that actually might be the undoing of him, because now we see one of them starting to back up towards the site. Oh my god, it's shenanigans coming up from lane. HS finds one, almost two. Mirabit, 1 versus 2. Make that 1v1 as he finds the double dink on the Lakosi. This is the best opportunity that Nordavind have to shut down these rounds, to win one of these buys. No. And the save coming in from last round. It's the save weaponry that really saves them. And Nordavind, okay, I was a little scared there, but Nordavind, they're able to stabilize, get themselves an 8K, and pick up a round that they, again, have no business winning.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh man, Sharks. I mean, they have now lost to essentially 1 Force Spy and an Eco. Those are the 2 rounds they've lost in the half so far. They've lost to a Force Spy and an Eco. I mean, yeah, I guess the previous round was like, it's still upgraded pistols and some armor. Look at these shots from VHW. Crazy. And then HS as well, you commended the way he played that situation. I mean, that was a tantalizing situation, to say the least. Merber with the 1v2 clutch finishes it off. We don't see too many highlights CZ frags anymore. That was a really nice kill onto Lukazi that he had, man. A really important kill. Headshot, follow-up, bullet combo.
Yeah. Here's what I love about that round, right?
Yeah.
The reason HS plays so slow is because Merbit, they're very disconnected on that retake. Merbit's towards Arch with an MP9. He's distracting that pit player. HS, that's the experience really raining through. Normally in that situation, you're like, okay, I found timing, right? I know that I can get this free kill into the bomb planter. The only issue is, if he commits to that swing, he's in the open to the pit player, and that's why he's waiting. He has Merbit distracting that pit player so HS can go in and catch an unexpected kill. And that was a big lopside for the Sharks offense, right? I mean, rather the post plant, because Lukazi, he's giving them the all clear towards lane. They think that's just a double man archery take, but no, they were completely misread.
Precisely, Ant. Precisely. 10-11. Oh, man. What a way for Nordavind to get back to winning ways and also kick off this gun round with the HE frag onto a JNT. Sharks now, desperately trying to surge their way forward. Merbit, oh, so lucky to still be alive. Not only that, but his HE does so much damage. Oh, such fine margins right now between these two teams. Super is going to force the issue. He needs to be careful. He should get traded out. How's he still alive? Not only that, he finds all 3 kills. Oh my god, Super should have just been good for the 1, but the flashbang that came through to support him is a god flash, man. An absolute godsend flashbang. It's only Lukazi left. Nordavind, they're breathing life back into this game here, Ant.
I was about to scream my head off at Super. I was going to say, I mean, like, he spots out one man holding, right? but he just completely commits to the swing, right? He goes up, gets one, gets traded. Now you're looking at a one-man B-hold where Sharks might just be able to absolutely overwhelm the opposition. But
Yeah,
somehow the trades, they're just not there for Sharks. Again, this is where it like really hinders them to not have the momentum. The team play just seems like it's so not there. And Supra's going to be able to combine for the ace. A beautiful round from him, winning it single-handedly for Nordavind, keeping the lead rolling and sending Sharks packing to an eco. But as I was saying, right, I mean, I don't even want to say Supra plays that well because, with all due respect,
I
he
know.
doesn't. He goes up, finds a kill, which is completely almost irresponsible of him. But the trades are just they're not there. Completely at nowhere to be found, and he finds everybody completely isolated.
There was something super chaotic going on in the Sharks camp there. Like, I agree with you. I'm not sure what it was. There was something chaotic
Supra's got
amongst the comms because, as you say, Supra, he should have even been heard. The audio cues should have been there that he was pushing forward. Like, I don't know how Panic or somebody else didn't actually realize. I agree with you. I don't think that was the right play to make. Like, Supra could have actually lost his life there without even finding a single kill. That's how aggressive he was. Remember, kids, just because you got the triple kill doesn't mean it was the right play. And right now, it's a one-man advantage for Nordavind in this anti-eco round, a round that they need to make as clean as they possibly can. So clean, you would find it in a surgeon's, like a surgeon room. That's how clean it has to be. Spotless.
Oh, I don't know if that's really the case, though, as HS looks to take a fight on like 4 different fronts. Everybody swings in, but he's still got the HW behind him to clean things up. Quick 3K, actually a 4K. I thought HS had gotten one, but no, apparently he didn't. Nice little quad kill there from Nordavind, only dropping one man on that anti-eco. And now, what was 1-6 rounds turns to 3. Nordavind, they are 15 kills from locking themselves a date with the Lyngby Vikings.
Oh, man. I mean, that would be a very exciting prospect. Not to say Sharks and Lyngby Vikings wouldn't be either. I mean, actually, Sharks versus Lyngby Vikings, can you imagine that game? Like, two completely contrasting approaches of Counter-Strike going up against each other. I feel like that would be such a spectacle. But Nordavind and Lyngby Vikings would also be so damn entertaining. And Mertz, again, his over-aggression has cost him, and I just never enjoy seeing CT AWPers make that play when they don't have the early angle. It just feels to me like it's not worth the risk because you know that the T AWPer the T player will always be there before you. And now it looks like Shark's going to try and turn up the pace after finding that opening pick in the round. It's all on VHW. Able to find a kill, but surely he just gets converged on here. Able to find a second. Great work from the young gun.
There's a universe where he actually just spins around and gets that third, puts it in a 2v2 or a 3v2. It's Nordavind, or either Sharks are unable to find the trade, but it looks like that 2K he's found is single-handedly giving them a little bit of pep in their step. Supra almost catches heavy on the over-aggression, but now with his position known, the anonymity completely thrown out the window. Nordavind looks like they're probably just going to go for this save, maybe try to bring the AWP back into the next. I mean, they know it's dropped in towards Moto. Yeah, Legion. He's not Legion, I'm sorry. He's Supra. He's going to pick it up. They're going to back up towards B, take that save route, and give it 11 to the Sharks.
I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't mind you giving a bit of extra love to their partners as well. So, no harm, no foul. Merben and Supra, as you mentioned, just going to save these guns. They'll comfortably be able to buy up in the next round. But Sharks, as we would have expected, right? It's not like Nordavind charge ahead and like get themselves in a very advantageous position. The game still kept in close proximity as Sharks win a round back, reducing that deficit to just 2 rounds. Lukazi's up to 22, Panic's on 21. Between the two of them, they are doing a lot of the heavy lifting right now for the Sharks side.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? I mean, if Sharks convert this round, they're still not really out of the woods just yet. I mean, the loss bonus will carry Nordavind through to another complete gun round. So Sharks, just to get a tie game, they have got to fight tooth and nail through multiple rifle buys, through multiple gun rounds for this Nordavind squad. And I don't even know if they're going to slow down their pace. I mean, sure, they drop a round here and there, but still, 13-11. I feel like the momentum is still somehow in their favor. Sharks, they've slowed it down once again. I mean, Sharks, I feel like the most success they've found is when they've been able to do those fast, coordinated plays, play together and catch Nordavind off guard. But maybe that's not going to work anymore. Nordavind, I feel like they're ready for everything at this point. They're taking control of brackets and they have control of car. They're really putting a man everywhere. They don't want to let anything be given to the Sharks side for free. Even in the 5v5, usually you'll see one of these teams, or rather one of these positions, given up, right? 3-man stacking towards bracket, and you give up car in favor for it. But no, it looks like now they're sending presence both areas. They want to make sure they have the information on what's going on. And still, Merbit solo on B drops a Molotov and was still hesitant to get out of there. 59 seconds to go. And Sharks, I don't know, they're taking a lot of time here in Nordavind. They've got a lot of util left in their arsenal, and if they use this properly, they can honestly stall Sharks out.
Oh, but they're going to get aggressive. Super off the back of the flashbang. He's going to be spotting them out, and he actually takes an extended fight there. I don't think it's necessary. If you can't find that first kill, you have to get back. Now it's Mervin on the off angle, completely blinded up. He's been spotted out, and he will definitely be taken down here. Man, Mertz at least able to get a snapshot there back, but I don't think he's going to be committing to this one, although it actually looks like he's made a call. His teammates were saving, by the way. They were already committing to taking their guns into the next round, but looks like Mertz has taken some charge, and he said, we are going for this retake. We are having a crack at this.
HS, he can molly off Emo if he places it there. They've got a smoke for Banana. You're looking at 3v3 towards the actual site itself with very, very isolated fights. And there goes one. Reels in, he's taken down. There's kids in CT side. In comes those smokes. In comes the flashes. In comes the mollies. They clear out Pool. They get the kill. It's 2v3. They're committing to this retake. Coming through the Banana smoke. Can he find one? Yes, he finds two. And Lukowski alongside him gets another multi-kill. Sharks. Little scary there for him. Sitting in towards Pool. Wasn't that much of a safe haven for him, ironically enough. But they're able to capitalize in the end and make sure that retake doesn't go to absolute chaos. Now, one from tying it up.
What a sick sequence that is from JT in the post plant, man, just to secure the round for his team. I thought this was one of the most beautiful retakes I've seen in recent time. The util usage was phenomenal, the spacing was good, but then they actually just couldn't find that kill onto JNT because I think it was Lakazi towards Dark Corner. He was forced back by the flashes, so they just had to kill JNT and they pretty much guaranteed win that round. Man, Nordavind, they dropped the ball. It means Sharks draw within one, and now it's going to be an eco round for the CT side. So we should have the scores level here once again.
And, here's the thing. Nordavind could easily force a buy into this round, but I love this more than I would if they would buy in. Because now, with them taking the save, they're adding another tier to that loss bonus. They're keeping all of this money, and they're going to be getting maybe $3,000 more in their bank accounts. They are really gearing themselves up to be able to buy for most of the remainder of this game. I love this from Nordavind. This is definitely territory where, we've seen Nordavind force on buys that are pretty much weaker than this, but this is territory where 90% of teams you'll watch, they will go for this force buy. They'll try to throw a buy in the mix,
it's true.
Catch them off guard. I love this from Nordavind.
I agree with you, man. They're playing the long game. They also can invest something in the round. Often this will be a force buy for teams on the CT side, right? Like upgraded pistols, armor, and a bit of light util. So they still have pieces to work with. Why force the issue if you can afford to actually, just bite the bullet, save, and have a proper full gun round in the next? I'm right there with you.
Now, as we previously mentioned, it's the eco, couple of deagles and a CZ, a little bit of util, and a dream for Nordavind.
Right now, and we've seen them do some work in their force buys before, and I thought JNT might lose his life there, but he finds both of the kills, and that pretty much seals the deal.
Yep. Might as well go for this, though. Why not? You're going into a full gun round in the next. The deagle and the CZ isn't really going to help you out very much. You get an AK, woohoo. If you don't, oh well. Not really worth saving the pistols, but they're gonna do it anyway. Nordavind, maybe they're just taking some weird positions to get these exit kills, because again,
yeah,
it's just not worth it to keep these pistols.
Merbert, he'll spend $350 in the next round to buy his head armor. That's worth it. They got util, that's worth it. So I guess there's definitely a case to be made here to save these, well, not so much the weapons as so much the util and the armor. 13-13, the imminent scoreline here. Sharks continue to fight back. This would be devastating if Nordavind lost this map, right? And this match. Considering it's kind of felt like Nordavind have been in the driver's seat throughout the most of this match. I don't know how you feel. It's almost like Sharks have always either been level or playing from behind.
Yeah, no, I'm entirely with you. I'm glad you brought that up, because Nordavind, I'm pretty sure for the most of this map, have had the lead, right? I don't think they dropped it once, right? Even when Sharks were one round from grabbing it, it was an eco to come out of the hat.
Yeah, and then went 6-6. Yeah, exactly. They never went ahead. You're right. And now there's a chance for Sharks. Not only that, but if they win this round, there's no money in the bank for the CT side. So 14-13 very quickly becomes 15-13. Oh, man. Both these teams probably going to be sweating right now. And I'd say Nordavind more so than Sharks, and
yeah, no, 100%. The momentum is what was once in their favor is now completely absent, right? But that success that they've been finding in the initial rounds, or rather not even the initial rounds, because they didn't find it in the initial rounds either, but success that they had found a couple rounds prior on that opening side, it's just gone. Nordavind, feeling like that all that momentum, that magic, that perfect play, it's just not been here in the past couple.
Let's see if they can turn that around. There is the AWP for Mertz. They got rifles across the board, util as well. And they can get themselves the lead here once again by winning this round.
Yeah.
What is the approach, Ant? Let's go.
As you said, this could be it. This could be do or die for Nordavind. This is a round they just have to convert, but for Sharks, it's just another trip around the block, right? Another tie game. They've been here before. They've fought from disadvantage. They're going to be going into the next round with a full rifle, whether they win or lose, but I don't think they're going to be losing because Lakowski's already taken off 2 heads over towards HS and BHW. They've been taken down, and the rest of them, well, they're just going for the save. They're just going to keep their guns into the next. They realize their weak economy, and they realize they have forfeited the lead.
What on earth did we just witness? I love that so much from Sharks. They just keep things so simple. So damn simple. And then they end up bursting into that A bomb site, right? I mean, flashes through apartments. It's not like there's any crazy methodical or structured Counter-Strike coming through from them in the end. Just a flash over the top. Lukazi, he bursts out and he gets himself the kills.
Yep.
Easy peasy.
They're not even going to let them save. Maybe that won't be an option. Or no, it will. JNT's going to come up and clean them both in through that banana place. And now it's up to Merge 1v3. He's got an op. He's got util. This would be so valuable. Invaluable even to save into the next. But I don't know if JNT is going to be too keen on letting him get away. He's very weary of him being towards the B-bomb.
Oh,
the leg shot comes out. JNT actually going to be taken down. So, breath of fresh air for Mertz, who, well, needed to bring that op in.
But still, what did they do? What did they do from here? You know, do they commit to the force? Yeah, looks like they're going to be. Lose this round, Nordavind, and you probably lose the map.
And, I mean,
oh, man. But I just love this round so much from... oh, man, I love this round so much from the Brazilians, like I said. Worked out really well for them. They got 14-13. It's the first time they've been ahead here on the map. And they're now just 2 rounds away from sealing this best of 1, eliminating Nordavind and booking themselves a date against Lyngby Vikings in the match after this.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, Sharks, most of their success they've found in these rounds is when they've gone for those fast takes. They've gotten the quick opener. They've gotten in their face. Not really shown that they're scared. Now, I mean, you can kind of see it's really paying off for Sharks because they finally, as we've said, been able to get themselves a lead. 14-13, 2 rounds from closing. And this round means so much to Nordavind. It means almost nothing to Sharks in the sense of losing, but it is an all-reward, no-risk type of round where your only objective is to get kills. Whether it be winning or not, getting kills is detrimental to Nordavind, even if they win. If you take the recons out of their hands, their bye is worse than it is now.
Oh, God. Sharks just going to look to keep things simple right now. Bursting themselves in towards top mid. Numbers still in play here for both of these teams, but Nordavind, they've been forced back into the extremities of the bomb site. Now we're going to be seeing the util coming in here for Sharks as well. Oh man, a good smoke from HS will be keeping them at bay. They want to go through it. HS tries to force the issue, getting up close and personal. You'll only find one. Now Mertz with an orb. He's just awkwardly switching back and forth. He's literally on top of somebody right now. Himself and Reelson exchanging a breath of air. Super will find one that gives the information. His players on the bomb site counter. Earth will Super find a second, putting that UMP to great use. Finally, Mertz has given his position away, and unfortunately, he hasn't been able to find a kill. Oh, the flank comes through, the double P comes through, and the double kill comes through. JNT and Zevi finish off the 2v2, and Sharks get themselves to map and match point.
And somehow, it's a 2v4. Sharks drop nobody in the interaction after that. I mean, on the bomb site, they play pretty much disconnected after the opening couple of kills comes out from Supra. Maybe an overextension over towards Pit where he really could have just held his ground and waited for the rotations to come in. I mean, there was a flank coming in top middle. His teammate was close towards Arch, but he goes for the swing. And maybe a little bit of overconfidence goes a long way in the favor of Sharks because now 5 kills will lock them into that next round or lock them into that best of 3 coming up later today. And it's a horrible buy coming out for Nordavind. Couple of MP9s, couple of M4s. No op's going to be brought into this one. Super, I mean, last round he had a UMP. This time he'll at least have an M4, but missing that one-shot weapon, it might be something that we shouldn't be understating.
Oh, God, I just feel so damn bad for Nordavind right now. I mean, they've fought really hard here on Inferno throughout, but Sharks, they've just come alive when it's mattered the most. AKs across the board here for Sharks. One more round to finish off the sequence and finish off Nordavind. Put the final nail in the coffin, bury them, and get themselves in towards that next match. Double smoke actually used there by Sharks in towards Banana, so a bit of util forced out by the CTs.
Well, Sharks, they're taking their time with this one. They don't want to run straight into the MP9s. They know it's a very weakened buy. They don't want to give anything up for free, but I don't know if they're going to have a choice because Super's going to be flashed in towards Banana. Pick up one traded by Reelson, though, which leaves that B-bomb site super, super weak. And I mean, Nordavind, they have been notoriously playing a two-man B setup, and Sharks seem very well aware of that possibility because they're just going to be committing to this. They spotted out Murbit on the SMG. They're going to keep pushing him down the rotations. Where are they? Nobody's even moving just yet. No CT smoke or anything. If that rotation came in earlier, there was a legitimate chance for him to hold up this bomb site, but maybe I'm counting him out a little too early because he's been able to kick up one. 3v3 with VHW coming in on the... Wow, no CT rotation. Zevi found the headshot. It's HS and Mertz. They want to bring this one back. It's all they've got. They got a couple of smokes, a flashbang, and at least one of those smokes going to be dropped over towards Banana. An angle they won't have to worry about. That second smoke not going to be helping him out too much. I mean, a smoke, I feel like other than a banana smoke, doesn't really help you on the retake. But let's see what Nordavind have got for it. Well, that's going to be nothing because Lagazi picked up another headshot. 1v3 for HS, but again, Lagazi on the trade. A 3K wins it for Sharks, 16-13.
And it's their hallmark playstyle that wins them the map as well, Ant, because you notice how they just get the job done on their T side. It's 4-1s, bro. It's 4-1s. That's all they're doing. They're keeping things so simple throughout the entirety of that T side, especially the rounds they're winning. We're taking a break. And no, actually, I'm just tripping with the graphic. Okay, so apologies, excuse me. We're taking a break and now we're straight back again. But Ant, Sharks just look so damn good on that T side. The way that they play as a unit, that's their strength. That's their hallmark, right? We always talk about that when we cast their matches. Watch this team's team play. Watch how they work as a group. And Nordavind couldn't contain them, so they have now been eliminated from Pinnacle Cup. And Sharks will be going up against Lyngby Vikings in 23 minutes.
Yeah, we said that would be an absolute killer matchup to see, right? I mean, we were talking about it earlier in the half. We were like, it's unfortunate. I mean, because Sharks versus Lyngby Vikings would be such a cool matchup to see. And I was like, yeah. But then, I mean, somehow they just bring it back. Like Nordavind, they were up, 13-10? They find no more rounds. Sharks, they just bring the heat, they bring the pressure, and they don't let their foot off the gas. And again, that is really what just kills it for them. Their aimers, when they're hitting their shots, are absolutely insane. Lakosi, the amount of multi-kills he got, man, if you took a shot every time Lakosi got a multi-kill, Hayes, let's just say you might be having some tech issues coming into this game because he has been an absolutely stellar performer for that Sharks side.
Yeah, well, and we do still have a best of 3 to cast coming up after this, so let's just slow down there for a second. Let's have a look at the brackets before we do disembark and take a short breather. We can get an updated look here of Group A. Lyngby Vikings bested NAVI Junior 16-4. That was boys against men. Nordavind and Sharks was certainly a much closer affair, and in the end, it was the Brazilians who came out on top, winning that 16-13. So now we have a best of 3 and a best of 3 to see who will be progressing through to the next stage and who will be falling short here in the group stage.
Yeah, and it's going to be an absolute derby. I mean, the Brazilians versus the Danish, the fast playing versus the very slow, methodical, passive, smart playing CS. So this will definitely be either a game that takes 2 hours or, I mean, it'll be a very interesting one, competitive, thick and through. But I think I really think that's what we're going to be seeing coming into that series.
Couldn't agree more, Ant. I'm really looking forward to that matchup, guys. We're going to be taking a breather. When we return, we will have that match, the last match of Group A. It is going to be Lyngby Vikings taking on the Brazilians Sharks. Be sure to join us for that match. We'll be returning in about 15 minutes. We'll be live with the pregame. We'll see you guys then. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pinnacle Cup. We are here with the matchup between Lyngby Vikings and Sharks. The two winners of their respective opening games will now be locking horns to see who will be progressing through to the playoffs and who will be falling short in the group stage. It's going to be a phenomenal best of 3 between the Danes and the Brazilians. I'm sure you're super excited about this game as well.
Yes, sir. Banger of an opening group we've had so far. Lyngby, Vikings, NAVI Junior, Nordavind, and Sharks, all teams that, well, coming into it. We could have thought that they could contest for the crown of this tournament, but Navi Junior, they came up very, very short in this group. However, I think the most unfortunate matchup is Nordavind and Sharks. Again, said on the previous match, those teams definitely could have been at it like semifinals, quarterfinals, very late in this tournament, but matched up in groups. I mean, only one of these teams can progress. And,
Yeah.
we don't do this often. Hayes, what are your predictions here?
Oh, God. I mean, as we saw, Sharks were able to beat Nordavind 16-13, even though they were pretty much behind throughout the entire map. Then they switched on when it mattered the most. As you said, Lyngby Vikings dominated Navi Junior. Now we have Sharks versus Lyngby Vikings. I think this is going to be a very 50-50 game, and I think we're definitely going to be seeing all three maps. They'll probably win their own map picks coming into the series, and we'll have overtimes. This is going to be a brawl between these two teams. I can feel it already, and I think Lyngby Vikings will win this 2-1. But that's saying before I've seen the maps, by the way. I haven't seen the maps.
Yeah,
so,
okay, that's fair.
I'll wait until I see the maps before I make a final call. But I'm going Lyngby Vikings 2-1. What about yourself, fans? While we
I'm
look
gonna
at the
wait till we see
rosters
the
as well.
maps. Yeah. No, I honestly think we're gonna see Lyngby Vikings 2-0, quite frankly, to be completely honest with
Okay.
you. I mean, Lyngby Vikings, the way they dismantled against Navi Junior, which again said in the current day, they haven't really played much, so I guess that could come into a factor. But I mean, that's different. 16-4 is just an absolute dismantling upon them. And Lyngby Vikings, they're a team that likes to adapt. So I feel like if Sharks throw something at them, and again, I keep saying over and over and over again, it's the momentum for the Sharks. The thing is, Lyngby Vikings, I feel like they're different in the sense that they can really adapt. They can shut down that momentum faster than I feel like any of the teams we've seen so far can, right? Extremum, they didn't let the momentum get there to begin with. Lyngby Vikings, I think we'll see some of that momentum, but I think the adjustments late game are really what's going to set them apart in this group, and I think that's why they're going to take this 2-0.
All right, well, it's going to be interesting to see how it ends up playing out for them. Let's jump into the rosters here. We can see the lineups for both of these teams here going into this matchup. I mean, we did see both of these teams in action earlier on, but just to get confirmation once again, Lyngby Vikings, the Danes, led by Bird from Sky, followed by Manx Christo, of course, who's playing in place of Yensi here today, and he had some serious impact against Navi Junior earlier. The previous North Star, definitely an individual to keep our eyes on, and then Rawls and Dafu to finish off the roster. Afterwards, we got Sharks, who we just saw previously in action against Nordavind, and I mean, they were also looking really hot. And obviously, I think we're running through this a little bit quicker just because we're going to be jumping into the game sooner rather than later. But yeah, whatever happens is what's going to be the case. I mean, and the Sharks team, they're scary.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we saw it last game. Everybody was doing their part. Everybody was having an impact. We saw JNT have his moments. Zevi, Panic, Reels, and Luke Housie. I mean,
Yeah.
again, Luke Housie, no surprise to say that he kind of shined among the stars of the Sharks roster, but still, everybody had their moments again and again. Everybody hit their shots, played well as a team. That's kind of why they came back from just absolutely nowhere. As we said, they were down for that entire game, but somehow, some way, they still brought it back and won that game 16-13. And heading into the vetoes, kind of excited to see what we're about to see brought out here.
I know, you and me both, man. So let's actually jump straight into the veto. We can see the maps that we're going to have here in the series. I mean, we've only done best of one so far today, and now we're going to have the juicy best of three, the feast, if you will, where we get to enjoy the entertainment that will be on display here between these two teams. Oh, man. I mean, I haven't cheated. I haven't looked at the map pool yet, so I literally have no idea what we're in store for.
Either.
I'm kind of excited to see. I'm thinking we'll see a Vertigo here. I know that Sharks, they don't mind playing the map. Lyngby Vikings, they tend to pick it more often than not. Interesting Sharks ban overpass. There we go. Mirage actually picked by Lyngby Vikings. I love that. Let's go. Keen to see a Mirage. And there is a Vertigo picked by Sharks. That's a ballsy one, and a map that they do like, though. So they're sticking to their strengths. Nuke banned by Lyngby Vikings. I guess that's a bit surprising because they love the map, but we know Sharks are super strong on it as well. And then I'm going to say the Ancient is either banned in the second phase or it's the decider of the series. And now I will head over to HLTV to go and see what's going on because Overpass can't be banned and picked. That's not how a veto works. And Ancient is actually the decider of the series. And so we have Mirage, Vertigo, and Ancient as the map pool for the series.
I'm going to say it now. Caster's Curse. This is getting closed out in 2 maps by Lyngby Vikings. My biggest question, right? The Lyngby Vikings, they have been so confident on Vertigo. They played it earlier. They dismantled Navi. Mirage, that's the pick of Lyngby Vikings, which might catch me by surprise because I mean, why don't the Sharks pick Nuke there? The Sharks play Nuke a lot, right? They are very comfortable on that map. I am so shocked that we don't see a nuke pick there. And I really think they're giving Vertigo to Lyngby Vikings. I think they're going to regret doing that. I really think they're going to regret going for that Vertigo pick over the nuke pick. Maybe,
I mean,
again, the veto was a little messed up. So are you sure that nuke wasn't insta-banned by them?
we can get some confirmation, I'm pretty sure. What I will say is that Sharks have been really good on Vertigo as well. I mean, the only team they've lost to so far has been Extremum. They beat Endpoint, Galaxy Racer, and MIBR in recent times. So they have had good results on the map. But as you say, like, we know Vertigo tried and tested, not just because of today's game, but because of all the games we've seen from Lyngby Vikings in the past. And you and I, we've actually had the pleasure of casting a number of Lyngby Vikings matches over the past few weeks. We know they love Vertigo, and we know they're very good at the map as well. So I'm actually tending to agree with you. I'm scrapping that 2-1 prediction. I'm jumping on board here with you as well. I'm thinking we could see this 2-0 in favor of Lyngby Vikings, considering that we have Mirage and Vertigo as the first two maps in the series. Don't know how Sharks are going to be performing on Mirage. I must say that's going to be another interesting point of contention. Having a look at their HLTV stats, they've played it twice, so not much to go off at all in the past 3 months. Lyngby Vikings, on the other hand, I mean, they're just sort of flexing their strengths, right? And it's like, we can pick Vertigo, we can pick Nuke, we can pick Mirage, we can pick Overpass. Like, this team is actually coming together with some serious strengths, and we're going to be jumping into the match here now. Best of 3, kicking off on Mirage, Pinnacle Cup II, winners match of Group A. Both these teams looking to book themselves a spot in the playoffs, and we're live with the pistol round.
Yeah, and coming into it, I mean, in Lyngby Vikings, I do like this Mirage pick. It's a map they're comfortable on. It's a map they know. And it's not even surprising to see them pick it all in all. The Dust 2 ban, I guess it's warranted. I mean, they do play Dust 2, but again, I don't know, man. I feel like this is Sharks, or not Sharks, this is Lyngby Vikings series to lose. And this might be the same coming into the pistol round. Panic, though, oh my, he's going to make it the CT's round to lose as he opens things up on a Christo. Nice headshot to start off the, well, map and series. However, Lyngby Vikings, they don't seem too frayed off by it. Smokes come in alongside that. Molotovs, util, absolute galore. But the bomb site, it's theirs for the taking. When will they get the bomb down is the question. Mank swinging and connector. Panic's hit another nice one shot. Now, 2v4 is Dafu's gone
Very
1
nice.
for 1 in CT. Panic has a
Very
third
nice.
kill, and it's rolled to the 1v4. How is
Oh,
he
disaster.
in CT?
Yeah, but it's a problem because the vent hasn't been shot, so he has to give the information away as to where he is by opening up that vent, and he didn't have a choice because there's no time for him to rotate all the way towards CT. So nice pistol round coming through from Sharks, just finding the kills necessary, right? They find the initial frags, which kind of stunts the execute, stops it in its tracks, and then they continue to find the kills as Lyngby Vikings make their way forward. So Sharks will pick up the first round here. I mean, that was a hallmark pistol round coming out of Lyngby Vikings. They like to play with their executes. They like to use util. They like to play with numbers. But they get shut down on this occasion.
And as we said, this is pretty much a clash of just passive versus aggressive, right? And the question is, who's going to come out on top? But we both made it very clear. I mean, I feel like the passivity is going to be able to win them the day. However, there's a very long time before we can say whether that's going to be the case or not. Because coming into it, we got a force buy on our hands for Galil's Deagle against a couple of Augs. M4 and the FAMAS. He's already sprayed down 2 with the AUG. And it doesn't even look like it's going to stop anytime soon. JNT towards under. Almost finds 2 on that FAMAS. 1.5 though. He'll take it to the grave. Alongside that, it's up to Dafu. 1 versus 5.
Oh,
and well,
okay.
off of the team kill, I consider that a good force buy from the side of Lyngby.
I mean, at least they find 3 frags. I'd say like that's the bare minimum type of thing with your force buy, because you are playing for the round win when you force up, but they will be content with the 3 kills. As you say, Sharks take quite a lot to get themselves across the line, which means their economy is still going to be in the toilet coming into this round. Is going to be an eco, though, for the T side. And at this point, they're just going to be looking for frags. Can they find 2 kills? That would be considered a success.
Yeah, I'm completely agreeing with you, and I really want to see what they have in store for the ecos here. Couple of Deagles, couple of Glocks, a little bit of utility. And, well, they're playing it slow. Very, very passive, which is kind of surprising considering usually what we see teams do on ecos, right? We'll see Deagles go as a group together, try to overwhelm those SMGs, M4s, get them, get guns, get trades, get, somewhat of an even standpoint. But Lyngby Vikings, it looks like they're confident in leaving everybody pretty much solo. In fact, I'm super surprised to see Bird from Sky completely alone top middle with the Glock and the bomb, right? Sure, he's playing a passive angle, but if they push up and spot him, there's not really much he's got to defend himself. And Dafu, he's got nothing to defend himself because he's been taken down by the Yog of Panic over towards CT. Quick 5v4. Still looking for a kill, though. Completely flashed off of the angle. Has to back away, being Christo. Now 4v5 ensues.
Yeah, Lyngby Vikings just sending some feelers out across the board right now, trying to get some information, poking and prodding. Maybe seeing if these upgraded pistols can find a frag or 2, but for the time being, Sharks have been pretty resolute in their defense. not offering up too many fights either. And now as the time ticks on, Lyngby Vikings will be grouping back up towards the safe bomb site. They have a smoke flash combo on Bird from Sky. Where is he lining that up? Looks like it's going to be top con deep jungle. Undecided. I mean, there's two players here for Sharks. They've got Panic and J&T, and a third player not far away either. So they shouldn't have any trouble in locking down this defense right now. It's more about just trying to get across the line. Cleanly, Christo, that's disgusting. Panic also going to be able to find the second kill. Christo, unfortunately, can't find this frag nearly as cleanly as he found the first two. And Panic will finish it off with the USP. Oh, man. Okay, so 2 kills come through in the round for Lyngby Vikings, but they actually were nearly able to get more than that.
It's so unfortunate they don't clear underbelk, man. If they just have their deagles out, clear underbelk, I honestly think that's it. The most, a 1-for-1. Now you're looking at a 2v2, weapons to their hands, bomb down. And I believe they didn't even end up throwing that smoke and flash combo, so they could have cycled a smoke towards CT or maybe even towards that jungle cross, played around it. But it's a lot of if, ands, or buts. But coming into this round, I mean, they obviously weren't able to win it. Now, going for that mid pick on the EWP, Christo posted up, and it looked like for a second we were about to see a reswing. In fact, we will, but it'll be behind a smoke as its cover. Flashbang comes through, and he's got teammates lower middle, but he doesn't have them alive to help him because Lakosi and Panic, the mid take is perfect. Manx, though, looks to chip one back. Lakosi goes back up catwalk. They're able to do nothing on B. Savvy and Co. hit the floor. Rolls adds another to the tally. And how? Sharks, they open it up with 2 kills untraded. Then after that, it's all Lyngby Vikings.
Man, that was just so sick from Lyngby Vikings. Are you kidding me? How did they turn that around? It's a 3v5, and now it's a 2 versus 3 in their favor. A round in which they were down by 2 players. Really heads up play there from Manx, forcing the issue towards the B bomb side. He's the hero for his team in the round. Rolls also with some good heads up play there, backing himself into the corner. Meant that they didn't notice him in that position, so he was able to find the kill. And now there's a push coming through here from Sharks. They're getting a lot of info. This is just flanks on flanks on flanks right now, man. And this could work out for Sharks purely because they are just in such obscure positions right now. I mean, Reelson, he should definitely be catching Manx off guard. And there we go. Does spot him, and it'll be an easy frag. And off the back of that, Lyngby Vikings will now realize, yeah, we can't go to that B bomb site. It's been compromised.
That's a misplay. There are so many misplays there from the Shark squad. I mean, number one, trigger discipline, 100% there in the apartments, right? Because, I mean, they haven't spotted the bomb yet. And speaking of the bomb, it was down top mid that entire time. In the 2v3, we saw, I believe it was, who was it? I think it was Reelson over towards middle. He moves in underpass. The bomb was pretty much in his vision, right? If he goes on the bench to maybe spot up top mid, he'll see the bomb on his radar. They can just defend that bomb and make sure that it can't be recovered by the Lyngby Viking squad. Then after that, they go in apps. They know one man is gearing up to have his entire team come up towards B. And he doesn't play trigger discipline. If he plays trigger discipline, he gets a couple of kills. But now we're staring down the barrel of Rolls getting a 3K and Lyngby Vikings cleaning that up well. I mean, a round that on a lot of fronts, they should have had no business winning. They're able to convert at Sharks. They make a lot of mistakes there. Yeah,
they definitely did. I mean, they did after that initial heroic play towards middle, right? Like, I loved that play so much towards mid from Sharks. Like, that aggressive take in the first full gun round, that's making a statement and a half. But then afterwards, things sort of snowball out of control. As you say, a couple individual fights, maybe a few misplays in terms of information they could have retrieved. Reelson tried his best to stick the defuse inside the smoke, but he was actually never going to survive considering there's still 2 players left alive. And Lyngby Vikings, they're on the board. Not only that, but there's barely any cash coming into this round here for the CT side. Reelson with the Desert Eagle gets completely blinded up just before he finishes off the frag. He'll be taken down, and now it's looking like Lyngby Vikings will be taking commanding control. Not before Lukowski can find a kill. Zevi does as well. Okay. Sharks, they've still got some fight left in them here in this round.
33 retake will be going underway. Rolls just barely not caught off in middle. Panic, 1 inch more, and he could have had himself a free kill, but now with Zevi pretty much isolated towards B. He needs his rotations. He'll get them, but I feel like they're going to be coming in very much so late. Mank's going to find one, and then it's just a cleanup from there. Zevi, 1v3 again. Crucial misses. He's not even going to be able to get away with this top. Rawls, he's right behind him. He's ready to take it out of his hands. Knife out. Zevi, he's not even considering this to be a possibility, and Rawls is just going to catch him looking the wrong way. 2K from him will lock in that second from Sharks, or not from Sharks, for Lyngby Vikings. And, well, the Vi goes absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, the Force doesn't achieve all that much, does it? It seemed like it was getting a little bit interesting towards the A bomb side at one stage, but in the end, the kills actually just favored the T side. They keep a decent number of players alive as well, and they're starting to shift into gear now, are the Lyngby Vikings. We always talk about it. Momentum-based side are Sharks. Lyngby Vikings, they like their momentum as well. They like to get the ball rolling on the T side. Bird from Sky, he's a really good IGL and caller when his team is ahead, because he constantly keeps his team one step ahead of the opposition. So, it's really tough for the CT sides to adapt to Lyngby Vikings T side, because Bird from Sky, even when they're winning, is still thinking about what the opponents are going to be trying to change to counter what they've been doing. So then he will alter one or two small things and they'll just carry on in that fashion. So I'm keen to see how it's going to be playing out here throughout this match in general. As I say, Bird from Sky, he's impressed me over the weeks.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I mean, Bird from Sky, I feel like his impact goes undermentioned sometimes, because alongside being a great IGL, right, he can frag hard.
True,
there are
man.
a lot of games where he is picking up some slack for some of his teammates at the top of the scoreboard. This, not one of them, but still. And as you said, I mean, he's able to adapt. He's really able to just change those minute things and keep it going, find success on his offense, defense, whatever it may be. And, I mean, that's why we've already seen a quick turnaround. 3 rounds in reimbursement to Sharks is 3, and now tied up. One of these teams is about to take the lead, and quite frankly, might be the bias in me, but I feel like it's going to be the Lyngby Vikings.
I mean, they're looking good right now, just charging in towards the same bomb side where there's only one person to try and lock down the defense. So this is a perfect opportunity right now for the Lyngby Vikings squad. They use the util on the fly as well, which gives Sharks very little opportunity to react. The missed smoke though towards top connector. That's given Lukazi free reign. Oh no, who missed that smoke? Manx is going to be asking, assuming it wasn't him. Christo finally able to have an impact stepping out of Palace. He takes Panic down on the timing. And now the 4 versus 4 retake ensues, but still fresh util being dropped here by the T side. They still have another Molly Smoke combo here, but the big flank coming through from Lukazi is the key in this retake for Sharks.
And Bird from Sky, he's just posted up for it. Alongside that, he's changed his course towards Palace, but they're running out of time. They need to find something soon, and that's not it. Sevi's been spotted out. Rawl's going to go for the repeat, though. The over-aggression is actually what's going to get him killed. Now, Christo, he's got to be ready for somebody to be behind him. They're coming into the bomb site. He's at least able to convert one. Lukosi on the trade, though. 3v2. Things are getting a little hectic here, and it's only kills favoring this T side. After that, or actually, no, it was the CT side, but Dafu shuts them both down. The 1v3 will be won only because of the time. Lukosi, he takes so long getting into Palace and so long to find that kill. If he gets Christo before he finds that off frag onto one of the site players, then the outcome entirely changes. You're looking at a 2v4. Trades come in for the side of Sharks, and that's a 1 round. The retake goes their way. But no, they play it so well. Christo, I don't know if he's being weary of somebody coming behind him, or if he just knows that he needs to be right there to swing alongside his teammates' contact. But still, that was beautifully played by the Lyngby Vikings, and because of it, they're at a 4-3 lead. Lukosi, he saved the optic to Zevi, but it's a save round coming out from the Sharks defense.
Oh man, such small margins in that previous round, as you suggested. Unfortunately, the timing's just not working out in the end. Zevi, he should have been spotted there by Manx, right? Gonna be trying to force him off the angle with the flashbang. Zevi with the AWP, definitely been spotted now. Lots of information there for Lyngby Vikings as well, because they would have known that the AWP was saved from the previous round. It's an eco here for Sharks. So they've got a couple upgraded pistols around that AWP, but Zevi's gonna have to be the hero here.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, Zevi, AWP, only gun on the round, and they're confident enough to let him almost solo towards B, right? He's got that aggressive angle. I assume he's going to take contact, and you got Lukosi to flash him back in, try to keep cycling those and getting kills, but I don't know if it's going to work out too well. As we stated before this game, Lyngby Vikings, a very passive team. They like to play smart, slow CS, and again, that's why it's working out. Panic, he's going to get taken down, lingering along, or rather, staying too long in towards connector. 4v5, mid-control is in the favor of Lyngby Vikings, but I don't know if they're completely aware of that fact, because Bird from Sky has yet to actually go for the peak. There still could be one there to his knowledge, but in the 4v5, it looks like they want to stack up towards the B side of things. All 3, soon to be 4 of them, going to be playing towards this side of the map. Zevi's op's been spotted upon Christo post up, and he finds the kill too. Zevi's off, only able to get one, and now it's up to the Deagles to try and make something work. Lukosi, oh no. We've seen him on the Deagle before, but he's only able to get one. The shenanigans are going to be reined in for the time being. Now 1v3. JNT's picked up the op, spotted the arm, but he's taken the shot, and he's given himself away. 1v3 picks up a kill, though. Bird from Sky falls on Catwalk. He's been gifted an opportunity, and there's another 1v1 isolated. It's Christo in the op duel. JNT's on 1 HP, and Christo takes the right fight because Lyngby Vikings grab a 5th.
My God, thankfully Christo was the player who actually tagged JNT down, so he knew he was low and he could just pull out the Glock to finish off that round. JNT nearly goes absolutely huge with the AWP. I love how he forces the issue here onto the catwalk player. He knows that Lyngby Vikings will never expect that. Then he tries to fake as though he's making his way back towards the smoke, repeaks the same angle, catches Dapper off guard, and then Christo's just like, enough of this, I'm done. Pulls out the Glock and finishes it off. Rock out with your Glock out, that's what they say. And it is going to be Lyngby Vikings continuing their run here. That was an eco round from Sharks though, and so the fact that they find 4 kills, that's mission successful.
Hayes, you always find the right things to say that just kind of make me, that put me in shock.
Oh yeah? Today? Alright, well I'll whisper sweet nothings into your ear all day long. Dafu, he's gotten himself the opening pick, and with that, they've sent Sharks packing, man. Just to burst into the B bomb site. This is what Lyngby Vikings do. They'll play methodical Counter-Strike all day long, but don't question it for a second. They've got that gear, and where all of a sudden they are just ravaging your bomb site within the first 15 seconds of the round.
And I mean, I don't know if that was beautifully done by the Lyngby Vikings or if that was just poorly played by Sharks. I mean, somehow they're just able to jump out onto the bomb site with a man bench, and there's no trades, right? The closest man's in market. It was a very disconnected B setup, and Lyngby Vikings abuse it to perfection. They've been playing slow and methodical this entire game. I'm actually really glad to see them do a fast play like that, because now the Sharks, they got to be worrying. What are the Lyngby Vikings going to do next? They're not scared to go fast. They're not scared to play slow. They're not scared to try and catch us on our over-aggressive peaks. They're not scared to abuse our weakened bomb sites. It seems like they know everything. Sharks, the momentum, it's completely against them. In fact, it's in the favor of Lyngby Vikings, who have picked up the past 6 completely uncontested as Sharks. After that save, they're going to be buying one man back into it, so it'll be a full investment, it seems. And they've got another chance to try and bring this scoreline just ever so much closer.
Dominant run here so far from Lyngby Vikings on their map pick. Sharks will still have enough money to survive coming into this round, especially considering they saved a bunch of guns from the previous round. What's going to be the face that Lyngby Vikings show in this gun round? I mean, look at how much util they've drained here from the CT side already. I mean, they did throw 3 smokes to make it happen, but it looks like it's going to be a double pump here. And what that means is they throw all that util into A. They fake as though they're execing. They show no presence. And then Sharks be like, oh, guys, it's a fake. None of them are here. Let's rotate B. And then another exec ends up coming through. 2 smokes. Top con, deep jungle. Manx leading the charge. Already going to be forcing one back into CT. And there's actually nobody else here in the safe bomb site right now. So Lyngby Vikings will be taking control. But again, it's another fake. They've even faked me out here. Reelson, he's still keeping some control towards B. But he gets traded 1-for-1. And that's going to be taken control here by Lyngby Vikings towards this B bomb site. Oh, beautiful. Man. This was gorgeous.
And Manx, he's still keeping the pressure over towards A, though. JNT going to ease their worries. 4v3, so the retake will come in. However, with only a grenade and a flashbang, they're just going to have to win the aim duels, which they're most certainly not favored. And in comes that flash, but they've got a nice setup coming in from Ska Pillar. No, they don't. It's 1v4. Christo put in a clutch situation. Sharks so desperately trying to bring this one back, but picked out of the sky is JNT. 1v2, and he's fighting another 1v1. Christo, the new recruit, he spots out Lukosi. Nade comes in. He's been dinked up through the wall. Not on the bomb. Lacozzi's not sticking it. Christo misses the shot. Is there time? There is. Yes, Sharks is their worries, and Christo can barely not do it, but still, only one man left in the Lyngby Vikings. The momentum is finally ended.
And I thought you were going to be ending up in another highlight video there, man, because Christo just nearly goes absolutely crazy.
Damn.
With the clutch attempt. It was ever so close, man. This is the second kill, the flick to take down JNT jumping across. This one as well, like, Lukazi's like, what? I didn't see him on the angle. Zevi's going to be asking some questions. Lukazi has to tap the bomb a couple of times. I mean, Christo, the only unfortunate part from him is that there's still so much time left on the clock in the 1v4, right? So he has to buy so much time, giving Lukazi that opportunity to tap the bomb multiple times. And Sharks finally back to winning ways. Not before the Lyngby Vikings can afford another gun round here, though. I mean, it's not like they've broken their economy. And in fact, they haven't broken their spurs either. My God, that's one way to open up the round.
I was about to say, here's where my theory is about to be tested. I said coming into it, right, when Sharks get that momentum, Lyngby Vikings, they should be able to shut it down with how they play Counter-Strike, right? And, I mean, that's exactly what happened. Sharks, they were playing passive that last round, right? The one that they won, that they almost lost the one before, and they were playing very, very passive. This time, they change it up. They go for an aggressive ramp pull in Lyngby Vikings. They don't let the momentum go in their favor. They stabilize, they let Sharks make their over-aggressive plays, and they punish it hardcore. Lyngby Vikings, coming into this matchup, they know what they're dealing with.
Absolutely, man. Looks like it's going to be another fake here from Lyngby Vikings. Just showing some presence in towards the same bomb site. Dafu's going to be leading the charge here, but Sharks, they're like, nah, we've seen these fakes before, and Zevi will be taking Dafu down, and off the back of that, now we'll be seeing the activation coming through towards the key bomb site. Lukowski mows down the first. He takes the attention off of Reelson. This should be an easy cleanup here on the defense. Should be being the key word here, or phrase.
Seems like they're weary.
Yeah, they're wary. You can see that Rolls is like still holding this angle right now, and he will be dropping into it. That does actually hit the prolonged spray. Oh no, not like this. Cristo finds a pick as well. This is spiral out of control. All of a sudden, I think Zevi's been spotted on the cross, but the bomb still be dropped on the platform. Zevi didn't see it though. Zevi didn't notice, so he hasn't actually been able to hold the line. A smoke will be dropped, and that will be giving them enough cover at least. With time left on the clock, though, Zevi, he has lurked his way in towards this bomb site, scoped up, not giving any information away, comes around the corner, the smoke sort of giving him cover right now. Lyngby Vikings will spot him out, though, and unfortunately, the timing does not work out for Zevi, and Lyngby Vikings are straight back to winning ways.
Yeah, they just shut down the momentum. They let Sharks get absolutely nothing off of that initially one round. In fact, I feel like the momentum is almost in their favor, but look at this beautiful setup, right? It's pretty much anti what the CTs do. They post up on the angle, they have a rifler get close, and they just do the bait and switch. But this time, Lyngby Vikings, they do it on the offense, and it works out just fine. I mean, that's one that we might be seeing in a couple of league matches at the lower levels. People might be wanting to implement that. Cristo, though, what can he implement into this round? It's only a nade, I believe. Oh, no, he's going to get a kill. Lukowski, goodbye.
Man, you know, Yensi, we've cast him a few times, and like you can see that he's got so much potential, right? Like I have no doubt that Yensi has what it takes to be a top tier AWPer, you know, in his future years. But Cristo, he has been he's like taken like a duck to water in this Lyngby Vikings team. He has been having so much impact in these games we've seen out of him, and
you know, I'm gonna bring out my inner thorn, right? And I'm gonna say it. I did not like Yensi that much. I didn't. I mean, I don't know if this is a permanent replacement, but I feel like it sure should be. I mean, look, Yensi, he had his star moments. I won't take that away from him. He most certainly did. But the problem is, those were just so infrequent. And like a lot of times when I'm watching him, he's missing crucial op shots. He's not able to come up big when his team needs him. He's not able to get those impactful kills. And Cristo, I mean, I just feel like it's completely on the flip side, right? I mean, case in point, he almost just had his 1v4. He's been getting some absolutely beautiful openers, not missing a single heartbeat on the AWP, being huge when his team needs it the most. I feel like where Yensi wasn't able to succeed, Cristo does, and he does it tenfold, alongside what Yensi did well. And I mean, look, Lyngby Vikings, they are killing it too with him, 14-7.
I mean, I agree with you that Cristo has definitely been having some better form here than what Yensi was able to display in his time in Lyngby Vikings. As we've mentioned, we don't know whether it's a permanent change or not. What I will say is it's a tough role for Yensi, man, because he has to be the star AWPer. There isn't really a star player per se in this Lyngby Vikings team. You know, Manx, Rolls, and Dafu, they all frag. Like, this is the thing, they're all solid, but I wouldn't say any of them are like absolute monster star players. You know, maybe Rolls out of the group would be the most star-ish player in that group, but I feel like Yensi had that pressure on his shoulders to be always trying to dominate the server, always trying to be taking over, always having to be the AWPer who's having an impact. And maybe that's just, you know, what wasn't a position he needed to be, maybe an AWPer with a bit more less responsibility and a little bit more free reign to play his game. You know, he's got that crazy play style. He likes to be aggressive. I think he needs to be given that ability to make those plays. So I think it might have also been like a role thing, you know, not working out too well in that regard. Cristo, he seems to be taking it on quite nicely. Let's see what happens here in this next gun round.
Double up setup being brought out on the defense. I believe this is the second time we've seen it from Sharks. The first time they didn't get the opening kill and just saved into the next. This time, let's see how it pans out, because Lyngby Vikings, they are on an absolute roll, and in comes a very, very fast take. 20 seconds into the round, they're already sprinting out. JNT, though, he's going to find Rawls on his aggression, 4v5, and it looks like he might find more. No, Christo, speaking of him, yet again, already 15 kills in the game, looking for more, too.
Man, look at this.
Beautiful. Pank, though, trades out. 4v3, Bird from Sky, the IGL now taken out of the equation. Alongside that, there goes Christo, 2v4, Dafu and Manx. We said sometimes they come up big. Let's see if they could do it when it's needed the most. 2 in jungle, 2 in CT, or rather 1 in CT. Panic, though, great jiggle. Spots out Manx, but he's got a smoke to drop at his feet, so we can buy some more time. But the bomb is still yet to go down. Lyngby Vikings, the timer is still ticking in the opposition's favor, and it's only going to continue to look that way because, well, from Catwalk, Lakozi's going to take one with the AUG, 1v4 from Dafu. And I don't know if he's going to have too much. I don't think he's got too long for this world. A flashbang and a dream is all he's got, but what he really has is a couple of M4 bullets to the chest, and what Sharks have is a 5th round.
Oh, man. I mean, that's just... I'm not convinced by that round from Sharks at all, right? Like, they get 2 kills through the smoke, and Lyngby Vikings are, like, basically in a 4v4 taking full control of the bomb site, so I think that Sharks get really lucky to find those 2 frags through the smoke. At least, though, I mean, it's a round 1, and when you see the scoreline 8-5, you don't really, you don't care how the round came. What matters is that you get the points on the board. So, they've also broken Lyngby Vikings' economy, which means if Sharks can win this round, it could definitely be an 8-7 halftime scoreline, man. Like, that's definitely a realistic prospect at this point.
I mean, yeah, 100%, especially with the buys they've got left on the cards. Even if they lose this one, should be able to get a couple of nice rifles coming out into the next. Maybe the AWP coming out from Panic or Lakozi. But, I mean, Sharks, even though I'd arguably say they've kind of been getting dominated around the board, they've been able to keep it close in some regards, right? The economy is close. The scoreline's closer than it may seem, right? And now, look at this from Sharks. Once again, they're trying that ramp take. This time it's going to work out successfully. Sevi and Panic going to spot out nothing and continue their aggression. Panic gets all the way deep with an off angle. But in reimbursement, Lyngby Vikings have taken control of middle.
Playing this one out a lot slower than what we've seen throughout this half so far from Lyngby Vikings, but Sharks on the flip side of that, not playing for any information at all, so they got no idea what's going on right now towards mid. Lyngby Vikings, they're going to have free reign here in towards this B split they go. Lukazi's trying to hold down the line right now with his org. Zevi's got the AWP as well, and right now they're just finding the kills necessary. Lyngby Vikings haven't been able to get a frag back. They've gotten themselves into good positions, but good positions don't account for much if you can't find the kills necessary to complement them. And there we go. It's a cleanup, man. Sharks, they just picked Lyngby Vikings limb from limb.
You convinced now, Hayes?
I'm getting pretty convinced, yeah. I think that Sharks are fighting back nicely, man.
Now, what may have crept under our noses is the fact that Lyngby Vikings don't have money. So
yeah,
this
no,
is
I
gonna
mentioned
be like,
that though, man.
Oh, well, oops.
That's okay. I'm just saying, like, this could be an 8-7 scoreline, and it's looking very realistic at this point because there's no cash here for Lyngby Vikings. And if you consider the fact that Lyngby Vikings are up 8-4, I mean, the fact that the half could finish 8-7, that would be such a good halftime scoreline for Sharks.
And we saw the Pinnacle odds, 1.5 to, I believe, 2.8. But my real question is, what are the Hayes odds?
Oh, man. At this point, for the entire series or Mirage?
Mirage.
Okay, for Mirage, I think that this is Lyngby Vikings 65-35 in their favor. I back them to close it out from here.
I like those odds. Anywho, looks like it might be a quick B take with the pistols. They're able to get very far onto the bomb site before they're spotted, but Lakozi and Reelson, even though they're in a very defensive position and not even a favorable one, they're able to clean things up fairly nicely. However, going 1-for-1, it's a 2v3. Lakozi, JNT, and Panic trying to close out against the pistols of Christo and Rawls. Rawls once again on the flank. He has been such an absolute menace on this flank, but I feel like he's done it so many times that Panic's just ready for it. He's going to have to hit a couple of nice shots in order to get back into it, and Panic won't allow him anywhere close. Lakozi, JNT reels in Panic. Shut it down for a 7, and they bring it to 1 round going into that second half.
Nice turnaround there. Nice fight back from Sharks in the latter stages of that first half just to give themselves a fighting chance on the scoreline. I mean, generally speaking, 7 rounds, you wouldn't consider a success on the CT side, but you would consider it, like, enough to be competitive with, especially if you're Sharks and, like, you generally, you know, a hallmark of your game is that you have strong T sides. You've got the individuals who are generally good on their T sides. It's one of their strengths. Gonna have a P250 here on Panic. Smoke and flash on JNT. Panic seems to always be the guy who gets the P250, by the way. I guess he's just like the surgeon. He's so clean and crisp with the gun, and they're going to be keeping things simple. Smoke top con, flash over the top, find your kills, get the bomb plant, win the round.
Oh, Cristo. Nice juicy one zap on his Navi. It's been traded out in CT actually tenfold because Panic's found another one as well. 3 versus 4. He was a demon on the first pistol, and he looks like he's going to continue his fate here. Bomb now going down. They've got control of CT, not too much util, actually not any util for the CTs to retake this one, so it's going to be up to the aim duels. Dapu will win one, but that's all he's going to get. Now Cristo in the 1v3. He won, or almost won a 1v4. He got 3 kills in that one. Now, he only needs those 3 kills in this. Finds the headshot onto Panic. Uh-oh. Feel like I might be trapped in something here. 1v2, and they're both in towards CT, tapping the bomb. One of them's got to go for the swing. Cristo been given a 1v1. Now reloading his pistol. This is the opportune time to swing. They're both not going to commit together. He knows where both of them are. He can't find the kills. They're playing so smart, and the Cozy won't let him close. Hides for the perfect amount of time, and Sharks have tied the game.
Yeah, good, clean, smart Counter-Strike coming through there from Sharks. They recognize they had the numerical advantage. They just avoid taking any fights further there in the post plant. Cristo with a good attempt, some nice clean shots coming through from him, but Sharks just continue to find kills as they rampaged forward and they maintain full control of the situation. So they level up the scoreline here. 8-all, okay. Sharks showing some fight here actually on Lyngby Vikings map pick nonetheless. And that's a couple consecutive rounds they've won now. 4 to be precise. It's going to be a force back in response here from Lyngby Vikings. What they got?
Pistols, util, you know. Pretty much some basic stuff for your CT force by Cristo, though. The Opper keeping his level head over at 2K. He's still got his deagle, but no armor, no util to work with. Pretty much relying on his teammates if they want themselves a chance into this one. In fact, it seems like they really do want it. Oh, well, the observers caught something. The smoke has missed its mark. Might be big for the side of the Lyngby Vikings. It looks like this will be an A take, but they won't be getting very much on the side of the defense. Rawl's already been taken out of the equation. Cristo, no armor, 1D. 1 kill goes each way. Hold on a second. No. Okay.
Oh, no,
as soon as things looked like they could have been Lyngby-sided favor or whatever, Reelzen's going to close it all out. An ace from him, and Sharks have got a 9.
Yeah, I mean, just missed shots there, unfortunately, for Lyngby Vikings. Like, they did have an opportunity there to find the kills, but unfortunately, they just weren't able to capitalize on it. And now, it's going to be a full eco. Let's go. 4 players through connector, double flash over the top, burst into middle. That's the only pistol round I will accept right now from Lyngby Vikings.
5 USPs. How do they fare? That is the question. 2
Yes,
flashbangs.
they're doing it.
1 smoke. 2 nades go. Actually, oh my, 3 nades go bottom connector. It was attempted at hard read for the Sharks, but I don't know how far it's going to go. Flash comes in. One man sitting on top of the mid box, but it looks like after that they're just going to duck and cover. 1 kill comes in from the side of the CTs, but that seems like it's all they're going to get. Cristo, the Opper, left alone, and well, he'll have his op in the next round, but in this one, it's just going to be a 10th for the side of Sharks. Up by 2. They're starting to get away with this lead.
Bro, they read that like a book, man. Like, they were so aware that Lyngby Vikings were going to be bursting through connector there. They had the nades, they had the follow-up molly, they had the delayed HE, they had numbers. Everybody was watching. So it's a good cleanup coming through from Sharks in the end. Shutting down the aggression. 10-8 is the scoreline. First full buy round of the second half here. Double open play for Lyngby Vikings. But if they lose this round, things start to certainly get dicey at that point, Ant.
Yeah, this feels like it's a must-win from the Lyngby Vikings right there. Map pick, CT side, not off to a great start.
No.
And that's not going to change just yet. Shuri finds a lot of damage onto Lakozy, but no kill, no dice. Puts a 5v4 in welcoming Sharks' favor. Now they want to crunch 8 once again. The bomb making its way towards ramp on the likes of Panic. Lakozy may have caught timing onto Rawls. Goes up towards the stairwell, but he's got Cristo behind him. And as soon as things could have gotten out of hand, Rawls and Cristo even the odds. Pick up 2 for themselves. Now put things in a man advantage for the CT side. I just realized they have 2 ops. That's interesting.
Yeah, double open play here. Manx has got the second one with his towards Catwalk right now. Reelzen, he's in ladder room as well, so he'll be getting some good information right now. Sharks are slowing things down in this 3 versus 4. Good response here from Lyngby Vikings to find those kills towards Connect after they lost the first pick in the round. Reelzen will fall to Rawls as well. Good awareness from him there. Just constantly checking back and forth. Now Panic's going to try and force the issue towards the A bomb site coming through. The smoke has been spotted out by Dafu. He's going to have to fight this one. Molly's out. Yeah, he falls here for sure. I mean, there's still a chance in the round here for Sharks. Not a foregone conclusion. It's all about the timing. A couple flashes and an HE grenade here for Sharks to try and get themselves on towards the bomb site. Smoke top con as well. Panic. Oh, man. Plucked out the air by Cristo. That flashbang towards CT was too late.
He's just so solid, man. Cristo, he is not missing a beat. He cannot be stopped in the AWP. I'm just convinced, man.
Yeah, he has been very convincing. And now that we have a timeout, we can actually show our partners some love, Ant.
Yeah, I mean, trusty homies.
They are. Trusty, our partners, one of the big partners making this possible. When speed is the name of the game, don't let your playing experience be disrupted by slow payments. Nobody likes slow payments, and
Nope.
if you choose Trusty to make your payments, they will flow quickly from account to account with no cards, no app download, no registration. Try it for yourself. Make payments with Trustly at pinnacle.com/odds, where you'll find the latest in-play offers for even this game, Lyngby Vikings versus Sharks. Always remember, sports should be fun, so only play what you can afford to. And to keep you safe, well, we got all our terms and conditions. So go check out Trustly, one of our big partners, guys. Much appreciated to them for giving us all the love. And back into the game we go.
Now, here's the question for me, right? Sharks, again, momentum-based. How they respond here is really going to dictate the outcome of this first map, let alone this series, right? If Lyngby Vikings are able to stop the momentum and be able to keep a level head and, well, you know, keep their lead going, or rather bring the lead back, tie it up, then I don't know how Sharks can really respond, right? Again, when they don't have that momentum, it just seems like they're lost sometimes. So I want to see how they're able to try and adapt to this defense, adapt to get themselves more rounds and put the momentum back in their hands.
Would be interesting to see how that ends up playing out, right? As you say, certainly going to be an important point here in this map. Sharks now going to be gravitating in towards this B bomb site with all 5 players grouped up here right now. Manx downrange, watching with the AWP, will spot out JNT. That's a great way for them to kick off this round. Reelson, well, there's actually an AK if he wants to go pick it up on JNT's body.
Oh, that nade.
Nah, unfortunately,
Nothing?
they're not far forward enough, yeah.
Oh, okay. I looked and I saw that they were all in apps. So I was like, wow.
Could have been bad. But Sharks, off the back of losing that player, looks like they're going to be just considering this B bomb site. And they're going to be gravitating in towards mid now. But with 33 seconds left on the clock, their options are dwindling.
Bird from Sky, gonna be the first line of defense here. Actually, no, that's Rawls. Oops, didn't read the number properly, but oh, Rawls has got the read properly. Unlike me, picks up 2 coming up through that con smoke. Now 2v5, and they honestly might as well just cut their losses.
Yeah,
take the L,
over.
take their weapons, and give them the 10th tied up. Lyngby Vikings keep it competitive.
Oh, Zevi, you're gonna have to try and fight his way through this round. I wonder how much Lyngby Vikings throw at this right now, because it's not like they've got stacks of cash in the bank right now, so I reckon they're just going to save their weapons as well. Okay, 10-10, scores a level here once again. Lyngby Vikings starting to show some fight on their CT side now. They've strung a couple rounds together. They maintain the double orb setup as well. They keep 4 players alive in that gun round, which will be a healthy boost for their economy. And they're just starting to look a little bit more settled now on their CT side.
And yeah, this was beautiful from Rawls, right? He's got the perfect read. They hear him in middle. Rawls just mows them both down. And, you know, he has played towards, I'm pretty sure, that exact angle for a lot of this CT side. Almost every time he's been tested there, either he's been shot through a smoke or he has just been going off, right? Getting multi-kills, being that impactful player when his team needs it. But speaking of impact, man, Christos is to not be understated. I mean, 21-13, top of the server by a long shot. The new recruit is just absolutely annihilating.
He absolutely is. He is looking so damn good. And like I said, he's the star that Lyngby Vikings have been lacking. They've always had solid players, but they haven't had that one individual who can just dominate. And right now, Christo's proving to be that force. And who knows, Astralis, they might come knocking for an AWP one day if they decide that Dupree on the AWP is not the player and they want to replace somebody. Maybe they're going to be looking into the Danish scene for the likes of Mertz, Christo, Nikodoj. These individuals from the lower tier teams.
Maybe teams like Fury are going to be knocking down the door of Sharks to pick up players like Lagosi.
Would be crazy.
I mean, he's been looking pretty solid, man. I mean, he is
exactly
always carrying his own weight, let alone fragging out. Speaking of fragging out, though, I mean, who better to talk about than Christo? Another headshot on Zevi. This is a buyback from the Sharks, by the way. And look at how far up the CTs are going. Sure, Manx, Whip will give him a little bit of an opportunity, but Lagosi not going to get a second one. Bang. Panic, though, I'm sorry. Traded out by Dafu, 2 versus 4. They've still got a flank coming in, I believe, and the likes. Oh, okay, it is Bird from Sky. in from middle. They're just playing their time, biting their tongues, waiting for Bird from Sky to make his impact known in the apartment. Smoke's about to fade, dropping out though. Well, Nielsen's going to force the fight, 3v2, and JNT's about to come behind the flanker of Bird from Sky, but it might be too little too late, because JNT, even though he knows he's there, he's got to take a fight that he's just not favored in, though down to 3 HP. Will be able to convert the kill, 1v2, though. I don't think he's got much longer for this world, man.
I'd be surprised if he did. 3 points of health, 2 opponents. Walking up, he's been spotted, and that's going to be the end of his life. If he hits that shot onto Rolls, maybe there's some lights at the end of the tunnel, but it's not the case. 11-10. Lyngby Vikings, they've gotten themselves ahead once again.
And another beautiful opener from Cristo there, too. I mean, they really wanted to sell that A fake. The Sharks, you could see, I mean, they were gearing up for a B hit nonetheless, but they wanted to have Zevi throw something at the whim over towards A, stay alive, keep rotations, keep players on that A bomb site, but it actually kind of does the opposite, right? There was one man going up middle, then there's, I believe, one man pushing into A ramp after Zevi falls, 2 over towards B. And Lyngby Vikings, they've got a good stranglehold on that B play, but it's going to be tested once again, this time, though, with just the pistols. Couple of deagles, Glock on the back of Zevi. Not too much to try and rock with here. A bomb plant is the final goal. Manx, is he going to allow them to have that, though? Swinging in. Oh, my. Absolutely no choice but to give it to him. Slakozi's found a 1 deag out of hell. Molotov from Dafu picks up 1, and now it's up to him to defend the B-bomb site by his own. Picking up an AWP, though. Reels and gets another one. Oh, no. Lakozi's put a man advantage in C&T hands. Now Cristo and Rawls, they've got to bring this one back. Both A players, both big impacts. Can they do it when it's needed the most?
They're going to have to. Cristo with his ALBP finds the first. Lukowski, though, on the angle gets the trade. All important. Cristo's going to continue to edge his way forward. He knows where Lukowski is, but of course he's not aware until now.
Those are both of them are.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the info. Okay. So he's going to be edging his way forward. USP in hand, steps around the corner, and Lukowski, well, he's got that angle under control. Big round 1 there by Sharks. Reelson and Lukowski getting the job done.
And I don't know if I like that from Manx. I mean, he doesn't go in with a flashbang, just throws a Molotov, and I don't even know if that was his, but I mean, there's players set up behind it and everything. He must have, with how fast they got up there, he must have heard them from Catwalk. He being, I believe, his other B-site player, but I mean, Manx, it's just not been his day on that B or on that B-app speak. I don't know why he goes for it completely dry. That, all in all, is the biggest mistake in the round there for Lyngby Vikings, which now just sends them back into the USPs. Sharks, they're up against nothing but the default pistols to convert the lead.
Oh, okay, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too tough for them to get that done either. A couple of frags do come through here for Lyngby Vikings in the round. Manx with his second, but that's all he'll be good for in the round. And I mean, hey, 3 frags for an eco, mission successful. But Sharks, they're ahead once again here on Lyngby Vikings map pick, and 12-11. This game going exactly the way that we expected. A closely contested affair.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if I expected a closely contested affair on this map. Vertigo may be different, but I mean, Mirage just really isn't going the way I thought it would for the side of Lyngby Vikings. They've been adapting really well, but I mean, there's been a lot of, like, individual mistakes, I should say, right? I mean, Cristo has been absolutely dominating. Rawls, he's been doing well. I believe Dafu's also on a little bit of a hot streak, but I mean, Manx and Bird from Sky, I feel like they've yet to really arrive into the server, right? And I mean, that's kind of put a big burden on the other players of Lyngby Vikings because they kind of just been left to pick up the weight for a couple of their teammates, be it they've been doing a really good job, and it looks like they're going to continue to do so because with Cristo posted on a ramp, Rawls, he's all the way in Palace. Maybe they just try to sell a fake B with one player, but that's not going to work when Cristo's hitting shots like that. Lakozi, he's going to already hit the dust. Big impact player for the T side, and Rawls, he is right behind him. 2 mollies, though. Yeah, Cristo, how does he get away from that? It's 13 HP. They don't hit a single shot. The Molotovs try to do it, but they just can't. They don't burn away in time, and oh, here comes the farm from Rawls. 1, 2, looking for the third. He's trapped in sandwich. It's Reelson left alone. And now it's JNT with the op in towards middle. Sharks, they can't keep the momentum rolling, and Lyngby Vikings, after the full USP eco, are going to tie the game.
Wow. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, I suppose. A really good way for Lyngby Vikings to get back to winning ways. Just winning their gunfights out, shutting down Sharks towards A-ramp, finding the kills necessary. And Sharks can't get anything but damage in response, but damage doesn't equate to frags. Oh. And Dafu, well, he looks lovingly into JNT's eyes before he puts him to death. And the scores are level once again, and there's no cash in the bank yet for Sharks because of all that damage done in that USP round.
And yeah, I mean, they're taking a bye. This is actually so weird from the side of Sharks. They're going to be calling a timeout, but look at this bye. It's completely dismantled.
Yeah, I'm checking their round loss bonus. They have 1,900. So Lukowski, what he would get 3,400 odd, 3,450, 3,500 around there. I
The problem
mean,
is this is a force. Realzen's
yeah,
bought
I know.
up.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if they had to save, would they be able to buy in the next round? Not fully.
I mean,
They
better
would
than
have
a
a couple
couple of
players sub
CZs.
4K. So I guess their thought process is, let's try and force straight back, boys. We're gonna have to double save, force up. If they lose around 13-12, then they eco 14-12. Yeesh.
JNT, he's glass cannoning on this one. 12 and 17. He's really yet to make his impact known in the server. I mean, when he was playing against Nordavind, everybody was having impact for the side of Sharks. Everybody was coming up big. Everybody had those clutch moments. JNT, though, in this series, this game so far, it's unfortunate he's really yet to make his impact known. And maybe that could change now. It's going to be an A crunch. 3 from Palace, 2 from Ramp. Smoke comes out in reimbursement, but Lyngby Vikings, little do they know that creeping behind it are a ton of sharks in the water, swarming in like jaws, ready to pounce. Rawls, though, is he ready to pounce? Most certainly he is not. Only gets a little bit of damage in JNT, actually JNT. But the AWP will be able to convert one. 4v5 in the A bomb site's been lost. Nobody retaking it from CT yet. In comes some nades, so much damage, but no kills just yet lining the feed.
Exactly what I was going to say. So much damage has been done here. Weapons picked up as well, at least one. Lyngby Vikings, they're going to be stressing a little bit here. Retaking through CT with all 4 players. Bird from Sky is going to be dropping a smoke on the bomb. Xavier up close, he should be dealt with here. Nice shot from Christo to take him down. And now a couple of frags start to come through for the CT side, but still a lot of work to do here. Diffuse
What is this
just being stuck inside the smoke right now. Daffo is trying to keep his teammate alive. Bird from Sky, he'll be able to complete the defuse. Panic, he gets the frag back onto Daffo, but that's not going to matter, because Lyngby Vikings are able to win the round, and that's just so backbreaking for Sharks. They're nearly able to get the force buy done. But, I mean, actually, you got to commend Lyngby Vikings on the retake there, right?
Yeah.
And coming through from CT, so cool, calm, and composed. Everybody knew what the plan was, and they get the job done.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful. I'm glad you mentioned that. Lyngby Vikings, that's another one of those retakes that you don't see too often, right? It's either utter chaos, like completely split up and maybe just dismantled retaking sides, or not even going for the retakes in general. And that just kind of leaves Sharks speechless, right? Sure, 1-for-1s go their way, but in the very end, the defuse is being stuck in the smoke right under their noses. And now, I mean, they're left to nothing but a couple of pistols, the AK to give up 14 rounds. Lyngby Vikings, they are inches away from taking their map pick. And, well, Sharks on Inferno, we're only allowing the opposition 13. Will that be the same situation here? 1-for-1 in the apartments, looking for another one. Dap, who's had a killer game. There's a 2K from him yet again. And once again, he's left to his own whims over towards B. Has the rotation in the likes of Christo, but big, rare, crucial whiff from him. Puts things back in an equal standpoint. Oh, but there's a nice little shot under the shoulder. Traded out, though. Panic in the middle of the bomb site finds one. 2v2. And they're completely split up on this retake, though I think Christo spotted out the gun barrel. Maybe
No, I
not.
don't think so.
Waiting for Rawls. Oh, the tag coming through the wood. Now they're both kind of
No
distracted. It's Christo,
ways.
1v2. Nice little dink, 1v1. And it's JNT, 8 HP against the 100 HP Christo. Coming up from market. One bullet'll do it.
word.
And Christo finds it. The 1v2 3K clutch. The absolute young gun for Lyngby Vikings locks in 14.
Bro, that was just so cool, calm, and collected from Christo.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Calm, are you kidding me? I mean, the way that he just gets all those frags, he's got 28 kills. He missed that first shot, as you mentioned, a rare miss, and it cost his team as well, because his teammate got taken down by the player who crossed. Pulls out the USP, he knows that they're low, lands a great shot there to take down Panic, and then he's just so committed to this angle, he doesn't start to, you know, doubt himself or freak out. Just commits to the angle, taps JNT down, completes the defuse, 14-12. Lyngby Vikings, they go clear by 2. And Sharks, as they lose this round, there's no cash in the bank. Lukazi getting super aggressive, charging forward. Oh no, I was about to say he's going to catch Dafu off guard, but Dafu's aware, ready and waiting. Realson at least does get a frag back for his team.
That's a big kill nonetheless, but it's not going to be going very far because one man's traded out over towards A. Be it there's still a kill coming back in middle, but that's a 3v2, right? You have mid control, I guess, but the bomb, it's down at T-spawn. Now you've given up mid control. You don't know what the setup is for the CT side, and you don't even have any smokes to take over one of these bomb sites. You've got a couple of Molotovs, flashes to assist you out, but I mean, Dafu, he's gotten a 2K almost every time he's been tested on B. One more of those, and the game might just be done and dusted. No bomb plant pretty much means a map win for Lyngby, in my opinion. And look at this. It's not even like they have time. Bird from Sky, he is not letting them, he's not even giving them any sort of breath of fresh air to try and set up, right? He is right under their noses coming from underpass. He almost finds the kill, but no. Holds his trigger, tells Dafu to wait because, I mean, Let them have the bomb plant. Let them have the site. I'm right behind them in abs. They're taking so much time that I'm about to get them in the flank. 1v3, maybe still actually 2v3,
Oh,
2v2,
no.
and now JNT, oh no, actually catches the kill, and now they're both coming in from market. It seems so choreographed. Almost so obvious now, but wow, what a shot from Manx. 1v2, it's up to JNT. He had a beautiful shot onto the apps flanker, now left in the 1v1, spins around for a headshot. It's up to Manx coming in from market, now on the bomb site, playing ring around the Rosie, and
Huge.
JNT's got the headshot, the clutch to keep Sharks alive.
Wow, the
Into
2
this
versus
map.
3. What a massive clutch that was from JNT. The 2 versus 3, they get the job done towards the B bomb site. Bird from Sky, I think he completely overplayed his hand there in the apartments, and I think he should have been waiting. He had 2 players coming through market. They hadn't even gotten out of market yet into the bomb site before he was taking the fights. I guess he was compelled to try and deny the bomb plant, but he ends up giving his life away. And JNT, so damn calm in the clutch, man. He's got all the audio cues coming through to him, but that can still be quite chaotic. And he's actually just plays the situation phenomenally, working his way around the bomb site as he does, taking that peek from the broken wall side of the site, catches the first player completely off guard, and then the 1 versus 1 is pretty easy from there. Hits a nice shot to finish it off though. And it's going to be a force buy in response here from Lyngby Vikings. And if they lose this force buy, you know they could lose the map, right? Because this is 14-14. And then an eco after that means it's 15-14.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is getting scary. Lyngby Vikings, I mean, seconds ago, we were just saying this should be it. This should be their map, 3v1. I mean, game looked pretty much done at that point. Now, Lyngby Vikings, they're not even guaranteed overtime. I mean, we may have been counting it out a little too early, though. A technical pause might give the Lyngby Vikings team some time to talk things over, some time to maybe realize what's going on and change it around. I said this Lyngby Vikings is very big with their adaptations. Let's see if that lives up to fruition.
Oh, God. I'm nervous, yeah.
For those of you who are wondering, the coach has, the coach's team speak crashed, so
Okay.
we were just waiting for him to get back in. We're all good now. Take it away, Hayes.
Yeah, we're all good, and we're jumping into this all-important round. Pinnacle 2 winners match of Group A. These 2 teams desperately trying to book themselves a spot in the playoffs. Whoever wins this match will do exactly that. The loser, they will be eliminated. And I've been looking for some rugs. There looks like there's some nice rugs in that shop underneath there towards lowers. I think I should check it out.
We visiting?
We're visiting. That's where we can have our first date.
Yeah, I mean, you said you got that new apartment, right? You gotta furnish it up a little bit.
Exactly. That's the whole point, man.
All right,
You can help me choose. Let's go. Sharks, hoping to pull the carpet out from underneath Lyngby Vikings in this round. It's a force buy. 3 Desert Eagles, 2 rifles, some light util. I mean, surely Sharks win this round, right?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, only 2 rifles, couple of pistols. How can Lyngby Vikings bring this one back?
This stack is pretty crazy, though. I wonder if this is a gamble from Lyngby Vikings and they're saying if they don't come B, we're just saving for the next round.
100%.
Like we force up here and then we just gamble stack.
Maybe you have your Deagles going there to get something, but I'm not entirely sure if that'll even be the scenario, right? The only issue is for Lyngby Vikings, now even if Bird from Sky walks away with a free kill over towards A, it doesn't really matter. Because it looks like this will be an A crunch, right? Maybe that spam from Bird from Sky is just trying to keep them at bay, tell them, hey, go B. We're stacking it. Go B.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's
exactly.
been read well.
Util coming in towards the A bomb site right now. Yeah, indeed, Sharks. They're going to be splitting in towards A. Nice deep jungle smoke. Oh, Bird from Sky sees so many of them on the cross. He gets a frag as well. I wonder if that kill enough is going to be, or that kill alone is going to be enough to convince the Vikings to go for the retake. Bird from Sky continues to rattle off the shots.
They're not scared. The M4, the FAMAS, one flashbang. Seems like it's given them enough pep in their step to try and give this one the old go, but maybe for wrong reasons or maybe not. 4v3 from us, clapped back for 1. Very low HP on one of these rifles, still is able to pick up 1. Panic towards ramp. They don't know where JNT is, but they have the idea that he's in towards connector. Bomb going to be tapped. Are they going to string together? The Deagles just trying to bait each other out. 3v2 kills not going in the favor of Lyngby Vikings. This one just might be a save. Kills coming in galore for the side of Sharks. What was once a 4v2 turns 1v1. JNT and Bird from Sky cut their losses, keep their weapons, but Sharks walk away with a tie game.
What a round. What a ridiculous round. I mean, Lyngby Vikings, they go for the gamble stack. Doesn't work out right. Bird from Sky gets so much damage done, but Sharks, they take full control and they set themselves up. Yes, they lose a couple players initially, but because Lyngby Vikings didn't have their kit, they were just constantly working against the time. And you can see Sharks recognize they just had to play the time out in the round. It's going to be another force back here. My God, Lyngby Vikings, this is so ballsy. They could lose this map in regulation 16-14 without even having had a full buy in the past, like 3 or 4 rounds.
Well,
Oh,
I will defend this buy, right? Because if
yeah,
you
I'm not
save,
against it. I'm just saying this is so risky.
it is very risky, but it's like if you save, you're still not really getting too much. I mean, you have an AK to work with, extra FAMAS, MP9 on Manx, which we've seen MP9s in this game. They've gone absolutely dummy sometimes. Christo on the scout, we haven't really seen him on that sniper just yet, so I'm interested to see what he's got in store, but I mean, looks like this might be a B hit. Manx on that MP9. This, I feel like, is the best place for him to be able to get a multi-kill. Alongside that, Dapu, if they play this maybe jail, get right, crossfire fairly well, then they might be able to buy enough time for rotations to come in, hold it off well, and he's actually spotted out free. He's going to drop the smoke alongside that. An under window molly comes out, now jumping out of the window. They have to run straight into it. There's the MP9 getting one pank, though. Quick trade. There's Dapu picking up 2 on the FAMAS. How huge! Big! Traded out by JNT, but Rolls is crept into the back lanes in jail. But oh, there's JNT once again, but the trade, it's instantaneous. 1v2, they know where he's at. Rolls is pretty much onto him. Bird from Sky's on 22 health. Lacozzi's got the bomb. And 40 seconds to work with. Creeping up so much closer. Bird from Sky swings out and gets the kill. Lyngby Vikings on the force buy, have match point.
Wow, what a ridiculous force buy for them to win. They essentially ended up stacking on that B bomb site, and Sharks end up executing straight into them without any info. They didn't realize how many players have rotated in and how many players were set up initially, and it was perfect coming through from Lyngby Vikings, man. They didn't find the initial kills, but then Dafu, he goes huge with another multi-kill. He's been a shining light along with Christo for this Lyngby Vikings side. They get themselves up 15-14. One more round for Lyngby Vikings, and they'll win the map. Sharks, well, they want to take this to overtime, but they don't have much going for them, do they, Ant?
No, they most certainly do not. 2 Galils, a deal, P250 CZ, 3 smokes, 3 flashes. That's all they've got. Make that 2 smokes as they're going to throw it in towards window. Bird from Sky isn't going to spot out any of them on this under peak. Dafu. He might be overzealous here, but he spots out the head of one of them. He connected. Will spam him down. Traded out by Lacozzi, though. So this con push might... Oh, my God. Ignore that. Christo. There's the scout getting 2! The headshots. This kid is on another level. Traded out by Lacozzi. Bird from Sky taken down. Now it's still 3v2, mate. 3v1, and Rolls has had enough. 16-14. Lyngby Vikings secure their map pick.
Wow, done and dusted. The Danes got the job done with the force buys. It ends up working out for them, and I thought Sharks might have done enough, but that comeback results in nothing. At least they find a little bit more to take into that next map, guys. We're going to be taking a breather here in the Pinnacle Cup. When we return, we'll have Vertigo. One more map won here by Lyngby Vikings. Will see themselves booking themselves a spot in the playoffs. If Sharks lose the next map, they will be eliminated altogether, guys. Everything to play for. Make sure you join us on the other side.
Welcome back into it. We're going to be heading into Vertigo now. This is the map pick of Sharks. Lyngby Vikings with the 1-0 lead in the series. And, you know, coming into it, me and Hayes, we predict a 2-0 coming in the favor of Lyngby Vikings. But after that showing on the first map, I don't know if I can be too confident. Again, though, it will all start with the pistol, in which case Dafu, he's been boosted on top of the boxes. Christo alongside him. And this is just an everybody in mid kind of setup for the side of the CTs. It's going to be an all-out brawl. Who's going to win it? That's the question. So far, it's the CT's Burp from Sky. Everybody on the CT side chipping in for one. They destroy the mid-hold, and in the 2v5, the bomb is in their laps. This one already might be done.
How do Sharks not even get a single kill from that? They finally get one right at the end, but that's too little too late. I mean, my God, with 5 people, they end up swinging out. I think they were just spoiled for choice. There were too many targets that they had to try and aim at, and in the end, they just get destroyed by the CT side. That's maybe boosted our 2-0 chances a little bit more now that Lyngby Vikings have picked up the pistol round. But this is Sharks' map pick, and they have to fight here on Vertigo to keep themselves alive in the series because they're behind 1-0 right now. They lost on Mirage 16-14. It was so damn close. But doesn't matter because Lyngby Vikings are ahead 1-0. It doesn't matter how close it was.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it doesn't really matter. If that game was a 16-14, this game could be the exact same, and it really just chalked up as another win for the Lyngby Vikings, who so far looking pretty good on this CT side. A lot of damage dealt in this early anti-eco. Looks like they're going to continue their feet up ramp, but slow it down as soon as they make their way towards the scaffold. Couple of FAMAS's M4 and MP9s. And Lyngby Vikings, they want to put up a lockdown A defense.
Yeah, Sharks making their way forward right now. Util being jumped into the bomb side. Upgraded pistols making their way forward here on the force buy. But I love the way Lyngby Vikings are holding this right now. They're not playing behind the smokes. They're not playing from the safety of the back of the bomb site. They're happy to take the contest to the T side as they start to make their way into the site itself. So an aggressive hold from Lyngby Vikings. We'll see all 5 players staying alive.
Yeah, I'm really glad you mentioned that because usually on the CT side, you see more of a traditional setup. Maybe behind those smokes, playing passive, waiting for them to fade, using your util, dropping molly, stuff like that. But Lyngby Vikings, that's not the approach they take. They switch it up. They all play together. And I mean, quite frankly, even though we've only seen 2 rounds, this just seems like already it's an entirely different Lyngby Vikings than we've seen normally on this map.
100%. I mean, it's early days, as you say, but they are looking very well oiled and well drilled right now.
Oof.
Going to be an eco round here for Sharks. They continue to just play their T side with numbers as they tend to do regardless of the map. Grouped up, trying to exploit or find and isolate fights, right? They want to isolate individuals across the map, overwhelm them, and create opportunities around the map for themselves. Right now it's going to be tough though, considering the set of weaponry they have to work with. And assuming Lyngby Vikings get across the line here relatively cleanly, they'll have a nice buffer to work with heading into that bonus round.
Oh, Reelson, you are running out of health real fast, my friend. Oh my, but I guess the same can be said for Magnus MP9. Panic. Takes a 1D with a make that 2B bomb site. Wide open for the taking. Christo, he's got to go huge, and that's not the way to do it. It's the pistol so far raining terror on the CT side. Reelson ends it off with 2 Deagles, and Sharks find the first.
What did we just witness? I mean, that was literally an eco round for Sharks, and they lost the opening pick in the round.
Yep.
But they just find every single frag thereafter. The Desert Eagles reign supreme. Okay. I mean, I was hypothesizing about the bonus round in the next, but Lyngby Vikings, they wake up from a nightmare with some cold sweats.
And those cold sweats will be dropping M4 bullets down their spine all day, every day. But can they do the same to Shark? Because that's really what they need to do. Shutting down this round right here would be huge. Sending them to another eco. Well, hopefully, at least in that case. The Lyngby Vikings. Late little boost. What is this? He could see all the way deep into ramp. Yeah. Normally we see 2 boosted up there. I mean,
that's
not
the triple
there.
one. Yeah, the triple boost is quite a nice one because you can see into Ali as well. And you can see so deep on the ramp. He's actually unfortunate to only find 1 kill. They want to force the issue here. The double T comes through towards a ramp. A good flashbang. Blinded up though. Panic will find the spray onto Dafu. Completely blind. He was able to find that kill. And now it's Max left alone in the 1v3. Sharks, they're coming to life here on the T side of their map pick.
Early days, yeah. Aggression, it's going to help them out perfectly. Sure, they bring a kill back from the triple boost, but that's about it. I mean, Sharks, they pretty much annihilate in that round, right? A lot of mistakes made by the Lyngby Vikings defense, though. I mean, in that 3v3, 4v4, I don't like them going for that re-peek over towards ramp, right? We've seen them set up 3 men towards the side hall area, rather towards Ivy-ish, you know, playing those trade angles, playing those crossfires. I mean, sure, it was against pistols when we first saw it, but it was just annihilation, right? They were just lambs to the slaughter. But this time, Lyngby Vikings, they go for a more aggressive setup, a more aggressive approach, and I mean, it just blows up in their face. Completely blind kills are found by Sharks left and right, and now Manx, he's just got to save his M4 into the next. Lyngby Vikings, after the opening 2 rounds, they're left scratching their heads.
Ah, they certainly are. It's been a nice showing here from Sharks in these past few rounds. If this is what we're in store for, Vertigo is going to be hotly contested here between these two teams. Going to have an eco round now from the CT side though, so Sharks, they should be getting themselves ahead by a round.
And yeah, they've got the M4 to work with. Couple of pistols, but I mean, that's about it. Lyngby Vikings, the most they should really be hoping for here. Maybe a kill or two, deny the bomb plant. I mean, you could give yourself a winning opportunity depending on how that M4 plays into this round. They've only got one man in the likes of Bird from Sky, just baiting out for the info, pushing him up towards ramp, and it looks like they're not even going to stop. Uh-oh. Might be a little over-aggressive for their own good here. Nobody's towards B. Everybody's battening down the hatches for this A offense, getting ready to sprint up ramp, but that might be leading to their own demise. A late boost seemingly going to come out here from Mangs alongside the flashbang. Is he going to find one? It is. Where the SAM4 lies, getting a second. Uh-oh, 3v3.
No.
They're still not contemplating turning away.
No.
Mangs has found a third. 2 USPs alongside that M4, which is still yet to be touched. And now they finally realize they need to go back towards the B bomb site, but Lyngby Vikings, they're not going to be too hot on the trail, or maybe they are. Bird from Sky, it looked like he was going to sprint that way, but changes his mind at the very last second.
Yeah, good decision making here from Sharks without any hesitation. They just switched themselves across towards B because of all the information that they get, right? I mean, this was still an eco round for Lyngby Vikings, so there's no armor on Dafu and Bird from Sky, even though they've got rifles to work with. A Molly Flash combo on the IGL as well. And all three players going to be retaking together exactly. One-dimensional, but at least they can find the trades if necessary. Flash over the top. Actually, won't be blinding Panic up on this angle right now. They'll be completely covered from it. Molly coming through as well. Looking to try and find these fights. Panic's been spotted, but he hits the shot, and there we go. It's a cleanup. And Panic, he is, you spoke about him in the series earlier against Nordavind, and he is just such a pillar of strength in the Sharks team.
Yeah, I mean, that's another round where he just comes up huge, but his team needs it. I mean, playing the time to perfection, but I mean, I'm not even going to let it slide past the radar. I mean, Mangs, huge couple of kills here, a double dink, which single-handedly puts them in that B take, but then, bang, I mean, he just cleans this up pretty much single-handedly on that retake. Things got a little dicey there. They played a nice crossfire. Trade angles were in the favor of Sharks, and they, I mean, make him look like it's easy.
First full gun round, actually, right?
Yep. Yeah.
All for Christo. I mean, he dominated NAVI Jr. on this map earlier with this AWP. I think they still have PTSD. Hours later, it was dirty, man. So let's see if that's going to be the case here once again against Sharks.
Monesi right now is sitting in his bed rolling. He's got the cold sweats and the nightmares.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Sharks, well, they're taking their time in the round right now, just playing out a passive default, showing some presence across the board, but not making any commitments. And not taking any early fights either. Just, as I say, showing some very basic presence. And now as the time ticks on, they're going to be starting to group back towards A ramp.
Yeah, and they hear that tag too. That's actually huge. Now they know they're starting to back up because that tag came all the way deep in towards the A ramp, right? It wasn't pushed up towards the sandbags. They hear, I mean, sure they hear the gunfire, but I mean, that's about it, right? They don't know what the situation is looking like, but then when that Molotov tags them, you know exactly what's going on. And they start to rotate over towards that B side. You can see Bird from Sky's contemplating the rotation. Manx, though, I don't know if I like this angle, man. Solo B, very, very one-and-done kind of fight. Now they're all running in, favoring this T side, but traded out. Bird from Sky is able to pick up one. Able to have an impact here on Vertigo more so than Mirage. I guess that's a good thing. 18 seconds to go. They're trying to spam down that planter. He actually gets himself off of the bomb plant. 13 seconds. Is there any util to deny it? No, there's not. So, save plant comes out, and now comes the post plant. Sharks 3v2. I don't even know if Lyngby Vikings really want to go for this, do they? I mean, one kill, even if you find it, you don't really have too much. Smoke, sure. Do you have hits? No. Time, it's completely against you here, but it doesn't seem to sway them away from going for it. As in comes that stairs-sided smoke. Rawls going all the way around towards the triple boxes now, tapping the bomb. They know they have to peek, and Rawls has got the double ding. They don't know, actually, now they do know that they're off of the bomb, and now it's just a game of defending. They're running out of time. They're running out of opportunities. It's a 10-second defuse. JNT trying his breakthrough, but Rawls hits an encounter. Christo, balls of steel, doesn't get off it, and Lyngby Vikings tie it up.
What on earth did we just witness from Rawls? The spray through the smoke to take J&T down? Are you kidding me? J&T also trading damage through the smoke. He does so much damage to both Rawls and Christo. Christo, though, with the balls of steel, just continues to commit to the defuse. I mean, what a chaotic round. They complete the retake, a retake that was looking very unlikely at one stage. But they get the frags necessary. Even without a kit, they're able to complete the defuse in time. We need a Pinnacle replay of that one. Rawls. Swing, I mean, he did so much work, man. So much work. I love the way he takes that fight with Panic towards the catwalk as well, because he doesn't step out immediately. He waits for Panic to step first, and then afterwards he responds. So Panic gets caught off by the angle. And the scores are now level, and Lyngby Vikings have a one-man advantage in the round. Rawls just continues to find frags through the smoke, man.
Man, this guy is absurd. You know, Rawls is definitely one of my favorite players to watch in all of Counter-Strike, right? Whether it be T1, T2, he's just definitely one of my favorite players to watch because he just does stuff like that. Like, come on.
Oh, I know. I agree with you, man. He is a legend in the Danish scene, and he's been playing around for a very long time. I say a legend, but he has been around for a very long time, and I think probably longer than most people realize, just because he hasn't been in the big teams for the past few years.
Yep.
He was playing alongside the names of, like, MSL, Carrigan, Danish Nico, and NICO, the Yorper, not the player who plays for OG. Maxi finds the frag back in the round. Going to be stunting the aggression here for Sharks, but they do still have a chance in the round.
Yeah, not Nico, or Nico does. It's Nico, you know?
It's not Nico Dodge.
It's Nico.
It's exactly.
Or no, not Nico, but Nico. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Now you're getting it.
I hate that I made that joke. I hate it.
Christo finds the timing on J&T. His ragdoll will plummet. In the meantime, Panic going to be rotating across towards the B-bomb site. This time, though, Manx has caught wind of it before Sharks have actually been able to get across onto the site itself.
Yeah, 16 seconds, running out of time, running out of space, running out of opportunities, and, well, running out of time left to be alive, because with 10 seconds, I don't even know if he can commit to this bomb plant. Taps it away. Maybe tried to get himself a kill, but
now he has to
after
commit.
that, yeah.
Oh my god, bro. If he gets Christo, there's actually a way that he wins that round because there was 5 seconds left on the clock. He commits to the bomb plant immediately. If he sticks it, the other player pushing forward, he'll hear the audio cues and he can get off on time, or he finds the plant and it's a 1v1. That was super, super scary. But in the end, Panic gets put down and Lyngby Vikings have got themselves ahead once again. Not only that, but they've also broken Sharks' economy.
Yeah, Lyngby Vikings, they dropped the ball on a couple of those rounds, right? I mean, Sharks, they take the lead 3-2. After that, it's been the Lyngby Vikings show, and they've been showing why. Again, they're great on these adaptations. They shut down momentum and don't make these, well, rather, don't commonly make these very over-aggressive, not necessary peaks. And, well, there's one of them that doesn't come in. Christo, quick 2K, looking for more. They're jiggling, hitting in these 1v1 fights, and that is where Christo thrives against pistols, AKs, ops. He will win it every day, all day. Now 2v5.
Nice.
It looks like Dafu wants to chip in with a 2K himself, and now it's just JNT. A Glock, a Dream, and nothing else to work with. 1 minute 20.
Yeah.
The Vikings pretty much have a fifth locked in.
I mean, you call it a dream. I call it a nightmare. Not sure this is the position I want to be in. Another point I want to make about Christo is that just imagine how much more he's brought to the team in terms of ideas and experience. Because he was playing in that North team with Kiabi, Gade, Lekro for a while. Like, these are big names in Danish Counter-Strike. Cajun B, like, you can't understate the amount of impact that would have had on his career in terms of the experience that he's got and how much he would have learned in that project. So, I mean, you can see that he's transitioned that. Now he's in a team where he's not that newbie anymore. Now he's a star, bro. So imagine that confidence coupled with that experience. This guy's got a bright future ahead of him if he can continue in this fashion. And he's able to be kept alive in the round as well for the time being. Lyngby Vikings, look at this aggression towards A ramp, man. 4 players here.
This is kind of like rinse and repeat of what I was saying Sharks were doing wrong, right? I mean, they don't have the momentum, so they're just kind of like, well, what do we do? How do we get back into it? And they keep making those, I mean, pardon my words, but those dumb plays that they just send one man up, no trade, lambs to the slaughter, trying desperately to find the opener and relying pretty much entirely on the aim to carry him through it. And that's what happens when you do things like that. Now Sharks, they're at least able to get the B-bomb site. Plant goes down, but only a Molotov left in their util arsenal. Lyngby Vikings feel like they should be good on this retake. We've seen some pretty good retake coming out from them. Lakosi down to 45 HP. JNT on 8. The nade is he's going to be eating like Thanksgiving dinner, but Cristo, 3 HP. Flash comes in. They know one man's toward generator. JNT finds one. What just happened?
Oh,
What?
no, it's a TK. It's over. Dafu has no choice but to head for the hills. It's fallen apart. Lyngby Vikings in the 4v3. They don't even get into the bomb site. And look at these bodies littering the ground. 4 CT corpses literally stacked up on top of each other. Lyngby Vikings, they dropped the ball. It just felt like nobody knew what the first activation was. Everyone's throwing util, everyone's supporting everybody, but nobody's actually taking initiative. And then all of a sudden, the ticks are getting quicker. There's a shorter amount of time in between each tick on that bomb, so everybody starts to stress more as the beeps get more aggressive. And in the end, a flurry of frags comes through for Sharks. It shuts Lyngby Vikings down. Great heads up thinking there from Sharks as well. No hesitation as they rotated out of A ramp straight in towards that B bomb site. Get the round and get back to winning ways.
And it's what I'm saying, it's what I'm praising Lyngby Vikings retake to do things like that. I mean, 2 kills coming in quick succession for Sharks. Then Dafu, he tells Cristo it's his time to shine, man. But on the flip side, he's just gonna end up saving Cristo's AWP. His finger, his skeleton, still on the trigger of that AWP as well. Maybe he can assist him coming into this round. Couple of AKs for the side of Sharks. They still aren't. I don't know if they're not confident or if they can't afford that AWP, but I mean, still, that was I cannot let it be understated. That was a big round to pick up, but I don't know if Rawls gonna let him have very much more. Another kill through the smoke. 5v4 back. Get this man. Cristo not able to hit the shoulder shot on towards that ramp player of Zevi, because he's gonna be able to creep his way up Ivy. Now ramp control is given over to this T side, but Rawls looks to linger around for more. He's jumped up through the smoke. Rawls, man, not again. Through the smoke. Almost found a second. Panic. Not panicking on the trigger. Gets a trade. 4v4, and the A-bomb site is now under siege.
It is indeed 4 versus 4. Sharks with 45 seconds left on the clock are going to be starting to make some moves. My god, Panicky absolutely deletes Cristo off of the server, and that forces Bird from Sky to try and make a play himself, and Dafu at least going to be able to get a kill back. 2 versus 2 is the name of the game. Bird from Sky actually has to smoke himself off. Oh my god, trades so much damage to that smoke onto Lucazi. Was Manx even potentially spotted there? I don't think so.
Oh, I love
He's
this.
going to be making his way through the smoke because he knows Lucazi is towards Ali. Takes down the first. Lucazi's so damn low right now. Manx has got a kit as well. There's no ways he sticks to the defuse. Are you kidding me right now? Lucazi's going to be starting to clear out the angles. He comes around the corner, he gets the spray, and he gets the kill. Manx, I mean, I respect the play, and Lucazi, well, he's probably quite grateful as he comes around the corner that he catches the diffuser in time.
1 bullet, man. 1 bullet is the difference. It's so unfortunate because Bird from Sky, he's spamming that smoke for that exact reason, to try and find the kill. Be it, he was trying to find the man planting the bomb, but it was a tap to bait him out. Still, though, I mean, oh, 1 more M4 bullet, and Lyngby Vikings, they take a 6-4 lead, but now looks like it'll be 6-5 in the favor of Sharks. Just Sharks in the water over towards the A ramp that they have been, well, with the exception of a couple of opening kills going the way of the defense, have been dominating. Why are they in T-spawn? Why are the CTs now Ts?
Good question. I think that the Ts should still beat the CTs, and they do. Okay. So everything's good. Calm has been restored, and Sharks, they're going to be getting themselves ahead here once again, and they're going to go up 6-5, man.
Yeah, Rawls, I mean, oh, that was actually so sick. That was so sick. I mean, it doesn't do its purpose. That was actually awesome. JNT over towards ramp. As he moves up, he jumps, makes it known that the man who killed his teammate has run away. So even if he's coming in with like a deagle to try and find something on the backstab, right? Pank was sitting in the corner there. Be it. Rawls, absolute genius. Still expects it, but that was actually sick.
Unfortunate that it doesn't work out. 3 consecutive rounds were won by Sharks, and 3 consecutive rounds won by Lyngby Vikings, and now 3 won by Sharks once again. So let's see if the trend will continue, and Lyngby Vikings will win this round back, or where the Sharks can really start to pull ahead here. I mean, if they win this round, it feels like they really start to dominate proceedings on the T side, man.
I mean, yeah, this is a T-sided map, too, well, considered the most. I mean, if you win a ramp, you have a really good chance to win the round as a T. So, I mean, Sharks, it seems like they're no newbies to trying taking control of ramp. Even though the CTs, they've been smoking it, nading it, mauling it, trying to keep Sharks at bay. They just keep coming back. However, this would be a time for one of those smoke kills to come through. That's not in the favor I was talking about, but still Sharks are able to get control of the A-ramp once again. Lyngby Vikings, look how far back they have to go. They can't play Ivy. They can't play up on the sandbags. And Sharks, they are just dictating the pace of these rounds at this point, man.
Yeah, I mean, Lyngby Vikings, at least they've made the read, right? They've got the rotations. They've got 4 players on the same bomb site right now. Lyngby Vikings have genuinely been getting caught out when they've made these rotations. They still stay steadfast, though. But the frags are still being found by the T side, rather. Rolls, though, doubles down with 2 kills of his own. Absolutely magnificent work. Finally, he's been traded out, but it's only J&T left remaining now on the 1v2 as Zevi also gets taken down. So much chaos ensuing on the safe bomb site right now, but there is still enough time for J&T to work with. Oh no, Bird from Sky tries to force the issue. Max, he's going to go to the exact same position. He rattles off the shots. I thought he had misplayed because he gives the audio cues away, right? But J&T, he goes back to find out, hang on, where did those shots come from? And it's too late.
That was actually really nice from Lyngby Vikings in the end. I mean, usually you'll expect one man to come up towards the headshot, jump up, but I mean, the second man coming up after him, I loved that bait and switch that Lyngby Vikings just pulled off, but still, a very close round means Lyngby Vikings, they are not favored coming into this from the Sharks. They have that 3-round win coming into it. I mean, money should be plentiful for them. They came off the back of a 5-man save round. Yeah, you can see Bird from Skies on another MP9, Dap went up a Moss. Sure, we got the up on the back of Christo, but the util is also lackluster. Lyngby Vikings, this one's going to come down to them hitting their shots.
And check this. I mean, this is stock standard Sharks, right? This is the hallmark of their T side. They're just going to group up here and burst into the B bomb site, man.
Yep.
Util going to be reining in. Dafu, along with Manx, they've got a job to do. There's a quick rotation that could come through from Christo as well, but we've seen that Lyngby Vikings have struggled to try and lock down the defense on this B bomb site so far. Let's see if that's going to be the case here once again. Dafu trying to get an aggressive angle. Actually, he's spotting them both out. He gets the double. Zevi pushing through the smoke. He's gray screened as well, and he will end up falling prey to Dafu. Really important timing there. He gets aggressive in literally the last moment. And he arrives in that position in time. Christo with your finds a frag as well. I mean, if Dafu gets there like half a second later, he loses his life and doesn't get a single kill.
Yeah, no, that's entirely true. Dafu, that was such a high risk, high reward play, and I absolutely adore it. I mean, it comes out big for them. Lyngby Vikings, they take the lead where they left it, and I mean, they're in good standings to pick themselves up in 8-2. That was a full investment from Sharks that they only find 1 kill in, no bomb plant, nothing. I mean, that was beautiful from the defense.
Yeah, certainly was, and I think that Lyngby Vikings are probably going to be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief after that round as well. I mean, it's an anti-eco now, but they had a bit of a shoddy buy, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, they'll probably be a bit happier now at this point. Up 7-6, huge HE grenades coming through. Reels and could still catch Bird from Sky off guard. Yeah, stepping out, Bird from Sky. Thankfully for him, he's got support from the Sky. It's Rolls.
Look at the teamwork, man. That's just something you don't see in everyday CS, right? I mean, Bird from Sky, he has a guy right in front of his face, Deagle in hand, and Bird has his knife out. Rawls is right there on the trade, finding 2, keeping his IGL alive, and playing the hero for the Lyngby Viking squad. Who knows what happens if he just gets overwhelmed? You're looking at 5v4, Rawls is in no man's land, maybe 3v5. But, I mean, that's not a situation the Lyngby Vikings have to stare down because they can be looking at themselves a half win regardless. 8-6, maybe even 8-7 again. As you said, I mean, we've only seen rounds in the succession of 3. I mean, sure, it started off with 2-0, but then 3-3-3-3. But
now Sharks win a round, obviously, right?
Nah, this is getting broken. The streak's going to be broken. Double up setup.
Oh, really?
It's an ice cream sandwich. Yeah.
You sure you want to set yourself up like that, bruv, and go against the powers that be? All right.
$5.
Let's go. Pinnacle betting odds. I wonder what they offer this round on us. And Christo getting aggressive here with the AWP, looking to try and have an impact early on in the round. He would have been hurt there. Oh. Yeah, you can't hold that position, Christo, unless you find the kill immediately because you give your information away. $5 coming my way, baby. Let's go, Sharks. They're about to win a round back here after finding that opening. I'll just take it off your paycheck.
Passive setup coming out towards A-Rolls and Bird from Sky. They want to bring this one back. They got some util to do so, and Nate's going to get dunked onto the forehead of Reels.
Oh, wow.
Maybe another one getting chipped in. $5 about to swing right back into my back pocket. Oh, maybe not, though. Zami boosting up, traded out Daphne. Nice kill, looking for another one over towards the Sandbags. It's chaos and damage favoring the CT side. However, the post plants will now ensue with all of them coming in from CT spawn. Molly, Smoke, Flash, and Lyngby Vikings. I feel like other than that, they don't have too much to try and work with. The utility have to just be absolutely perfect.
Oh man, Lyngby Vikings trying to get their way forward right now. They've got the smoke to work with the kits as well. You need to get that smoke onto the bomb. There we go. Diffuse is going to be stuck. No, just tapped right now. They're trying to force Sharks into a very awkward fight right now. But Zevi just connecting on every single shot.
Ace.
He will finish off the round with an ace. That is such a sick round coming through from the Brazilian AWPer. Really important 5 kills being found. And that just gives Sharks a little bit more momentum and confidence coming into the second half, albeit they are still behind by a round.
Damn it.
I'll just message KMS and tell him to add an extra €5 on from your paycheck to mine.
Just send me your PayPal.
Like on my invoice that I send to Relog Media, I'm going to be like €5, bet 1 against Ant.
Yeah, and on mine, I'm going to say
minus €5.
€5.
Yeah.
Bet lost against Ace.
Oh, God, that's too funny, man. Nah, I'll let you keep your $5, don't worry. 8-7, Lyngby Vikings shifting into the T side. 3 smokes, Ant. 3 smokes on the T side pistol. What's going on right now?
This shenanigans.
Oh, no.
It's an 8-ramp war, and it's going to be won by the CTs. Reels and picks off 3. It is a mowdown for the Sharks. No kills for Lyngby Vikings. Rinse and repeat what happened on the flip side of things, and Sharks tie it up.
They didn't even use a single smoke grenade in that pistol round. They bought 3. They ran into this fight with 3, and they all died with 3. Unpulled pin smoke grenades. So, yeah. That is just a bloodbath towards A ramp, and not a single drop belongs to the Brazilians. Scores level, and we continue to move here on Vertigo.
Tied up, tied up. Is this a forced buy back? It most certainly is. Lyngby Vikings, they break for no one, but maybe they break for the MP9 of Lakosi. 1 for 1. The FAMAS now spotted in towards elevator, completely blinded off of the angle. It's up the Pank to try and get more than 1. He does just that. Spins around 180 on the FAMAS. Goated weapon to pick up 2. USP on the 3rd, and it's the 1v4 from Dafu. He won't get anything. It's another FAMAS kill to get a 9 for the Sharks.
Wow, that was just absolutely ridiculous from Panic, because even if he finds that initial kill, and he gets traded out from the player coming up from the stairs, it doesn't really have that much impact on the round. It's still a 3v3, right? But because Panic just finds both of those frags and stays alive, he even gets another one. This kill here, like the awareness is just top level, man. God tier awareness, because he's being pushed from Generator, but he still has that consciousness to check behind him. Sharks get themselves ahead. It's going to have to be an eco round here for the Vikings.
Yeah, well, Sharks, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is actually rinse and repeat what we saw last map with the score lines. Okay, Debbie, nice little kill on to Christo. This might be just another mowdown, but here's the problem, right? Sharks, I mean, pissed around, 5 alive. On the anti-eco, I believe 4 alive. This one, potentially 5 alive. Sharks, they are about to get some serious bank.
They certainly are. I mean, if they can just avoid these Desert Eagles for the most part, they'll have a healthy amount of economy to work with heading into that next gun round. The first gun round of the second half.
Yeah, pistols, just 3 deagles have to try and make something work. A smoke, a flash. This time, at least the pins will be pulled on those grenades, but it's going to be for that Ivy lurk, which Zevi does. He wants absolutely none of. Getting all the way close. I thought he was about to be flashed through too, but 50 seconds to go. Sharks, they've got to force something here shortly. Time, it's really not in their favor. It seems like they're weary of Zevi's lingering behind this smoke. Oh, wait, runs crossed behind him. Oh, hello? Not looking the right way. What just happened? No kills come for Lyngby Vikings. They don't look around the smoke, and Sharks perfectly pick up a 10th round. In comes that buyback, but, I mean, again, money. It is just flustering for the CT side. Oh, no, they just got 3 rounds. Oh, no. This is going to continue, isn't it, Hayes?
I mean, but to be fair, they did win the last round of the previous half. So this is a 4-round win streak. So we've broken it.
Oh, all right. Curse broken. Poggy woggies.
Let's go. Maybe Vikings, well, they'd like to break the streak here. Now or never. Not maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but they certainly need to start to come alive on this T side. It's going to be aggression here towards a ramp. Frags being traded back and forth right now. The stands, Bird from Sky can force the issue, and he will take down Reelson. And I think JNT checks the kill feed, sees he's lost his teammates, and he's going to call it a day in the round. Good exchange here for Lyngby Vikings to find those kills and get themselves something to work with here.
Yeah, you know, again, it's Sharks. It's another one of those plays where they just go super fast for no real reason. No Bird from Sky. He actually might be traded out here. I mean, down to 47 HP. He's made noise. JNT was contemplating the peak. You could see it in his eyes. You could see it in his keyboard. But no, he'll slow it down, and it looks like now they're going to go for that repeat. All three of them, in fact, Lykozy, Pank, and JNT. And if they make one fatal footstep, I mean, sure, they'd catch out Bird from Sky, but I mean, all of them would be spotted. They know exactly what they've got, and they can just sprint up towards B. They know there's at the very least two here. Bird from Sky, oh, missing the movement. He could have caught one off guard. Panic, though, all the way deep, and Christo asking, what are you doing? As we enter a 2v4, Bird from Sky's crept all the way up to that A-bomb site, and now I believe it's Max just trying to linger around over towards B. Maybe trying to find a kill, and he'll find just that. Lykozy bites the dust. It's 1v4.
Massive.
And you know, the 3-round streak, that little magic we had has been broken, but well, hopefully it doesn't turn to 4, because I don't want to see the shenanigans come on now.
Oh god, that would be hilarious. What a big round for Lyngby Vikings to win here, though, and convincingly at that. I mean, just taking control, finding those initial fights towards A ramp, but then still Max having an impact on the lurk, coming through towards the B bomb side. He finds a frag as well. It's just a great general round coming through from Lyngby Vikings, ticking a lot of boxes in that round, able to overwhelm the aggression, actually defend, I should say, the aggression coming through from Sharks. First box checked. Then they're able to convert the advantage that they secure in the round as well, especially with Max getting aggressive in towards the B bomb side. Second box checked, and then the third one is how they finish the round off as well, keeping numbers alive. So Lyngby Vikings finding their first round of the second half here. We're hoping that kickstarts their campaign on the T side.
I feel like JNT saving that FAMAS isn't really that impactful. Maybe he can... Okay, never mind. I lied. He can drop it over to Lykozy, who is not fortunate enough to have about $7,000 in his bank account.
Not everybody is, Ant.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I wouldn't mind. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think anybody would, man. I'd love a quick trip around the world. What kind of trip around the world am I getting for $7 grand?
Yeah, you're not going to get very far.
Maybe in the storage compartment.
Yeah, good point. Double open play here for Sharks. They have invested pretty much all the cash that they had in the reserves coming into this round, though. So if Sharks lose this round, it's a 10-all scoreline and it'll be economically reset. Pretty much the same can be said for Lyngby Vikings, though. They don't have much money either.
And well, Lyngby Vikings, they've been given control of the A-ramp. And again, as I said earlier in this game, A-ramp control, it just significantly increases your chances of winning a round as a T. It forces that defense to play so passive, or maybe even make an over-aggression that might just favor you. However, the Molotov, I believe it ticked one of the players. No, okay, everybody's still rocking at 100 HP, but no, never mind. Not anymore. Rolls down to 47.
Timing.
Yep, timing is impeccable. However, Zevi and reimbursement's been traded out. Well, still in the 5v5, but time is ticking very low.
Yeah, where do Lyngby Vikings end up committing? Yeah, it looks like they're going to be heading towards the A-bomb site. Still with 50 seconds left, they could actually consider some alternative options, but it looks as though they will still be making them in towards the A-bomb site. Oh my god, Christo, no, not like that. Dafu, he TK's Bird from Sky. Christo just kept Bird from Sky alive. Now with 35 seconds left on the clock, Lyngby Vikings going to have to get the job done here without their IGL. Util started to rein in. JNT got the close angle here on the crane smoke. There's support. I mean, there's still 3 players in the same bomb site for Sharks right now. Players coming up through from the alley. JNT just using the smoke as cover. Oh my god, he's been able to stay alive. Finally taken down. Not before Zevi can get a frag back though. And now the 3 versus 3 retake ensues.
Oh, not much util for either one of these sides here, and usually when that's the case, the CT side is most certainly not favored, but oh, just barely Zevi not able to find the kill through the box. I feel like every shot is inches away from potential kill. Max, though, trying to get himself out of a sticky situation. He fights tooth and nail to do it. Panic. Can't find one on the FAMAS. Now it's the 2 ups, and they're probably just going to look to save. I mean, taking these out of their hands would be huge. Lykozy, he's been put in a bad situation, and so is Zevi. He'll be able to bring one back, but Christo posted up. Oh, he's going to be able to escape, though. Zevi able to bait out the op shot. Not something I say too commonly, but still, 10-10, we are tied up going into the 21st round.
What a massive round for Lyngby Vikings to win as well. I mean, it was looking good once they found that opening kill. I mean, it was actually super chaotic now that I think about it. I mean, the TK onto Bird from Sky because of Dafu's HE grenade, but Christo had actually just kept him alive with his AWP as well. Like, that was chaotic scenes. And in the end, Lyngby Vikings are actually still able to force the issue on towards the A-bomb side. I was skeptical because there were 3 players out of the 4 remaining for Sharks on A, but still the util usage was so effective from Lyngby Vikings that they isolated the individuals on the bomb site, able to find the kills. They level up the scoreline here. Yes, there's that saved AWP for Zevi, but outside of that, nothing to work with here for the Brazilian squad.
You know, I've got a really bad feeling about this round because I see an XM10. I know where the XM10 is. And yeah, I just don't have the greatest of feelings, especially when Rawls is doing things like this. No,
Oh
please,
no.
no, please, no.
Oh
Oh, is the
god.
barrel spotted? It wasn't.
I don't think so. I don't think so, man. I don't think either of them have spotted one another yet.
Also, better
Reelson's just
count your
waiting for
lucky
the
stars.
timing. Oh, it's JNT, excuse me. Oh, and Zevi's found a pick as well. That could be baiting
No.
rolls into the angle.
Oh!
Man, okay. Because Lyngby Vikings, you and I were so committed to that fight right there. In the meantime, Lyngby Vikings have taken full control of the B sides. That's, yeah. We can breathe a sigh of relief now, Ant. Yeah, there it is.
Takes care of JNT. The
Whoa.
XM10 has hit the dust. So now it is a 1 versus 4. Zevi, the man who saved the op last round, he's calling it Jane time again. Trying to bring it into the next, but Lyngby Vikings, the one thing you can't bring for the side of Sharks is the lead. Because Lyngby Vikings have stole it right away from your fingertips.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Oh, God, what a game. What a matchup this has been between these two teams. I mean, 16-14 on Mirage, literally as close as it could possibly be.
Yep.
And then coming into Vertigo as well, just rounds being traded back and forth the entire time, and
I'm telling you,
what a banging
man,
series, man.
if Lyngby Vikings pick up this map, Sharks, they are going to be kicking themselves for not peeking Nuke. I mean, it has been just a comfort pick for them, it seems. Thick and through. It's one of their most played maps, their most experienced on maps. They know what they're going to do on it. And Lyngby Vikings heading into Vertigo, I mean, I believe this is their most played, if not second most played map. It's not like Lyngby Vikings don't know what they're doing. Like, they have taken some pretty big losses on this map, and they're just still not shying away from picking it. So, I don't know, I feel like that's a fear factor that Sharks just didn't account for.
I mean, it's a good point, right? Like, it's hypotheticals and can be a bit critical, but you did mention that in the veto from the get-go. So it's not like you're just saying that now because Vertigo is a bit tough. We'll have to see, though, because the job still continues to be done here. Still a fight to be had between these two teams. 11-10. Big gun round here. Spare cash in the bank for Lyngby Vikings. The same can't be said about the Brazilian side, though. And they will be persisting with this early presence towards A-ramp, as they have every single round so far on the CT side. This has been their protocol. This has been their stock standard.
Yeah, off of Zavi, takes the duel, and Christo! How does he find that kill? How, man? This kid, every single time, he is just insane.
Yeah, he's been a shining light, man. He really has been a shining light here for Lyngby Vikings, not just in this map, not in this match, but in the entirety of the day. JNT been chunked down by an HE grenade, has to use the smoke. Where's Dafu? Because he has another HE grenade right now. Need to get him across. There we go. Oh. Cheers, bruv. JNT down. Reelson going to try and find the trade. In fact, Pistol will miss the shot, but Rolls won't. And I mean, I guess Reelson just feels compelled to force the issue, then try and take the fight. Right, panicking towards the middle, will lose his life as well. And this is a textbook round coming through from Lyngby Vikings, and oh my god, I mean, Lukozi's completely blinded up. He'll end up falling as well. Not even a single frag found by Sharks. I just love that round so much from Lyngby Vikings. And that was all born off the opening pick that Christo found. Because you could see Sharks, they responded to that, right? Like, every play they made after that was the response to that first kill found.
Yeah, no, that was just brilliant from the Lyngby Vikings. They played that so well. I mean, there was one whiff from Christo, or Christo behind the smoke over towards Ivy, but still doesn't matter because, I mean, they just have so many players up, so many players to overwhelm. That, I mean, they could just easily find the kill, the trade. You can miss a shot and still be able to walk away cleanly with it. Now, it's just an eke around Dafu. He spots so much out in middle. They've tried to take fights. They haven't been gifted them around. They are now. JNT, he's not being gifted a winnable one. Because, well, Rawls, he's the only man who's taken damage so far for this T side. Down to 30 HP, but Panic was prepped all the way into the back lanes, tapping away at Rawls.
Okay.
4v4. Yeah, somehow. And he's going to be able to get away, too. Entry path back to B. And now...
I love this, though, from Lyngby, though, by the way. Because normally what would happen here is if you lose a player like that, you feel compelled to go to the opposite side of the map.
Yep.
But Lyngby are like, no, we're going to come back and take this control. We're going to get the information. And they're just walking their way, literally where Panic was 15 seconds ago.
He's rotating in
all the way to the B side. Yeah, because he's thinking they're not going to come towards where I've just found the pick, right? And now it's going to be a full exec. The user will give that away.
Rotations, they're going to make their way in. The question is, can the shots make their way? 4v4, and they're all creeping around the smoke. CT's tiny bit of a disconnect there for a second, but now they're going to play together, boosting up over the smoke. Reels, and he might be able to find the bomb planner. Manx, though, puts things in a 3v4. Bird from Sky, almost taken down, but Manx, hero of the day for this T side as Dafu adds for another. Looks like only one kill will go the way of Sharks, and it was the lone lead only P250. Tap it away from Panic. 13-10, looking to be the scoreline. And Lyngby Vikings, man, they are close from taking this one away.
Yeah, I mean, they're 1-0 ahead in the series right now here at the top of Group A, guys. This is the winners match, the qualification match, the progression match. Whoever wins this will proceed to the playoffs, the round of 16 playoffs, the next stage of the tournament. The loser, and they get eliminated empty-handed. Excuse me, and I could not mute my mic in time, so bless all of those that were subject to my sneeze. It's 5 consecutive rounds being won here by Lyngby Vikings, and a round that Sharks must win to keep themselves alive, not only in the map, but in the series and the tournament as well, Ant.
Yeah, and Lyngby Vikings, I mean, I said that Sharks were the momentum-based team, but it looks like it's quite the opposite, right? Finally, Inferno goes the way of the CT side, but it's not going to be going that way for very much longer because Rawls catches JNT with a nade pull. Now, Zevi, alongside Reels, and they've got to pick up the pieces over towards A, but it's just Lyngby Vikings trying to sell presence because looks like, you know, for a second I thought they were going to work their way over towards the B stairs. Now 3 men have rotated in for the CT side of Sharks. Smokes, mollies, flashes, oh my! Shots alongside it. Rawls has gotten his second. 3v3 made, or rather 4v3 3v3.
Oh my god.
Sky trades one back. Reels and can't find the kill. Nate will come onto the bomb site, I assume, after that tap comes in, but as time ticks on, Sharks, it seems like they're contemplating the thought of going back
exactly.
to B.
Not only that, but all of these players for Lyngby Vikings have enough HP to sustain the bomb plant, even if the HE grenade comes through, right? Lyngby Vikings just putting the pause on ever so slightly, sowed the seed of doubt. Lucasia will rotate back in position, but this is a tough 2 versus 3. The HE grenade not even going to come through in time. At least Manx has been taking down the trade from Bird from Sky. Lucasia, there's all. Oh, he did. He spotted the silhouette of Christo. Christo, that's an audacious fight to take and an angle to hold. And it seems like he knows that Bird from Sky is still on the bomb site as well. Edging his way forward, he's got a kit to work with. There's a smoke in front of him that he will collect on his way forward. Bird from Sky will just step off though, and he finds the timing on the shots. The IGL will convert the round in his team's favor. 14-10. Lyngby Vikings just 2 rounds away from booking themselves a spot in the playoffs. The first team that will be in that playoff position. And they will be eliminating Sharks in that process.
Man, that round, I feel like it was a lot closer than it should have been in the very end. I don't think Christo should be peeking there. I mean, Bird from Sky, he's got all the info he needs. Just go up towards Ivy, play that trade angle, make him push down your site player and play for the trade, maybe even just for the post plant past that. But still, they win it nonetheless, and they leave Sharks questioning what the buy is going to be. 4 Deagles, an MP9, and a smoke grenade.
Oh man, the life of the CT side, even when you have maximum round loss bonus behind you still can't afford all that much. JNT pushing forward here will be losing his life to Bird from Sky. Nice shot there from him to open it up.
Beautiful.
I mean, Lyngby Vikings, how good have they looked on this T side since they've had weapons at their disposal, and they lost the pistol in the next few rounds afterwards, and then they went down 10-8, but they have just dominated proceedings ever since they've had the AKs, and the AWP notably as well.
You know, they have just been untouchable ever since they got weapons in their hands, and I don't even think that's going to change right now, right? The smoke's going to give away Reels in position. Dafu should be all the much more weary of it, but he will be taken down. Meng straight for now. 2v3 made 2v... No, 1v3. Okay, now it's up to Zevi. He's been able to pick up an MP9, but I don't think he's aware of that fact. Reloading. Both of them are. They pull out the pistols. Zevi's sitting in a Molotov, and it's chaos at the very end, but Rawls, he's going to end it, and 15-10 is the scoreline.
Oh, man.
Match and series point for the Lyngby Vikings.
Oh god, 15-10. I mean, that's a scary prospect because Sharks now have to win 5 consecutive rounds just to take this to overtime, just to try and take this to a 3rd map. And not only that, but they have a series in another tournament, Spring Sweet Spring 3, that they'll be playing. And that game's supposed to start in 8 minutes. So maybe Lyngby Vikings are doing them a bit of a favor right now, saying, hey man, I saw that you had another date coming up, so we're just going to finish this one off a little bit quicker. But Zevi says, don't worry about us. We are the masters of our own situation. And he will be getting the opening kill in the round.
Yep, A, it's on lockdown, but I can't say the same for B. Bird from Sky, he's got on that aggressive stance all the way up towards the triple boxes alongside him.
Wow.
Manx. Another Panic. If he can only find 1 kill here, I don't know if that's the greatest of ideas. 3v4, made 2v4. Lukosi picks up another kill. Now it's up to Walls and Dafu to bring this one back.
That was really important from Lucazi to force the issue like that and find that kill, because if the B bomb site just remains in the T's control, then it's going to be a tough position for Sharks to come back from, even though they're a man up in the round. Now, Lyngby Vikings are forced to reconsider their alternative options, and it looks like they're going to be heading in towards the safe bomb site. Zevi normally hits the shot, but he actually misses the flick this time. At least he'll be able to get back with his life intact, so he'll relay the information to his team. but Rolls and Dafu continue to edge their way forward in this 2 versus 4. Going to be a flashbang over the top here for Rolls to peek off of. Who does it blind up? Everybody right now as it appears, but Zevi actually was just turned away from the flash, able to get to kill, and he'll finish off the round onto Dafu as well. Sharks, they're still alive.
Still alive, but still a lot to go if they want to bring this one back. As we said, it was 5, now is 4 to bring it just to overtime, just to give yourselves a fighting chance to win the game. I mean, not the outcome that you're ideally looking at here. And now they're going to be able to fully invest, I mean, for a couple more rounds, right? Even after this, maybe to take a save. We've seen Lyngby Vikings in that situation take save rounds, but I'm speaking in the future, man. We're going to have to see another lockout defense like we saw in the previous Sharks, though. I mean, this is where they finally started to change things up, right? They dominate ramp at this time. It's a different story. Zevi, he found the opener last time around. This time, Christo, absolutely no dice. And did he spot Reelson coming up? If he didn't, then, well, this frag could be traded back almost instantaneously, though. Rawls, it looks like he's contemplating the idea of somebody being here. Nade comes up, bounced onto him, flashbang allow him to assist in the kill. 3v4. The off, it's been picked up. If he takes a shot in the smoke, I feel like that'd be absolutely fatal. A nade comes up, slows him down. JNT waiting for Rawls. He's going to be able to find the kill. 19 HP, though. Last legs on this A defense, and it looks like they want to hit the gas pedal. JNT, Lakazi, what can you do to keep your game alive?
Panic coming through with a really big backstab right here, right now. He gets the double on the spray down, tries to drop the smoke, and that will end up leading to his demise. That is the B-bomb side open for business right now. And it looks like Lyngby Vikings aren't going to be asking any questions, or actually, are they?
I love this.
He's pushing down A ramp right now, and he's going to be nestling himself in the corner. How far does he commit? It actually looks like Lyngby Vikings are going to be going up the ladder. And while things slow down here, an interesting point of information is that one of the big parts of a Vikings diet used to be shark. And right now, it looks like Vikings are feasting. Let's see if the shark will bite back, though.
This is actually genius from the Lyngby Vikings because, look, on any map, if you're going 2-man stacks, 1-man stack, you are not putting 2 men in middle, right? That's why Lyngby Vikings go middle. Because at the most, they're taking a 1v2, which they can just trade it out. Now they know where JNT lingers.
Exactly.
But when will they expect this flank from Lakosi? The bomb should be able to be planted, but not how long will it be allowed to go down? How long can they find some safe haven? He's given up his one shot.
Oh my God.
He's taken down. It's 1v2. JNT, 19 health. Series on the line. Lyngby Vikings, do they have it? This is done. The knife comes out, and it's Christo to end it. The new recruit ends it by himself. A 2K knife to finish, and a 2-0 win for the Lyngby Vikings.
That is just absolutely chaotic. What a way for Christo to end up finishing off the map and finishing off the series as well. Congratulations to Lyngby Vikings as they book themselves a spot in the playoffs. We get to even see the replay here of the knife frag. Oh, Christo, what a way to finish it off. 2-0 for the Vikings, and we were bang on the money, bruv. We had that prediction under lock and chain from the beginning of the series. Congratulations to the Danes as they will be featuring in the playoffs, and this run of good form from Lyngby Vikings continues, and across various different tournaments. You and I have had the pleasure of casting a number of their games, and they continue to entertain and impress.
I mean, I said in the past, Lyngby Vikings are making playoffs, and they have just done it right here, right now. You don't have to quote me as to whether I was saying what playoffs they would make, because they made playoffs nonetheless. But as you said, I mean, casting these guys before, it seems like they have an all-new form. Alongside that, I mean, Christo, I just see so many good things in these guys' future. I see them actually hitting an all-new skill ceiling with this kid. I mean, he is just insane, hitting shots, going big when he needs to. Sure, there was a couple of mistakes there, a couple of whiffs. I can't say he was a perfect player, but still, I mean, that was just mind-boggling, some of the things he was doing. Multiple damn near close clutch situations, 1v3s, 1v4s, brought to 1v1s, wins, stuff like that. I mean, that's just why this kid, I feel like, is the next step for Lyngby Vikings.
Yeah, certainly is an exciting prospect to say the least. It'll be cool to see how long he ends up staying with this project for. And now we get an updated look at Group A, which has finally been completed. Man, oh man, 16-4 on the first map for Lyngby Vikings, taking on NAVI Junior. Sharks in their BO1, they were able to beat out Nordavind, which means we had the Brazilians taking on the Danes. First map was won 16-14 by Lyngby Vikings, and I'm pretty sure the second map was won 16-11, contrary to what the graphic says, but still, what an entertaining group this was, and what a day of Counter-Strike that was from our side, Ant.
Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely beautiful, but I got some food for thought for you. Do you think that series ends differently if it's Nordavind instead of Sharks?
No, I think Nordavind still win 2-0, actually, to be honest with you. I think that Sharks probably put up more of a fight than what Nordavind would have, to be honest with you. I think Nordavind still needed a little bit more time under the the mix coaching before I can really start to expect more out of them than what I do. But I'm interested to see how it'll end up playing out. But that's all that you and I have. But it's not all of Pinnacle Cup for the day. There's still a bunch of games to be come up. Some very exciting matches at that as well. The next game that will be played is Gamer Legion versus Mouse NXT, the new team that's been announced, essentially an academy team for Mouse. So guys, make sure you stick around for that. That's coming up in an hour and a half, assuming that the time doesn't change. Keep your eyes on HLTV. You can see that match up there, Pinnacle Cup II, nice and easy to follow. After that will be Spirit Academy versus Alternate Attics. So still a bunch of Counter-Strike to be played. That's Group B, guys, and that will be Imanje and Kremer, I believe, who will be taking over from us and looking after you guys with the games to come. So thank you so much for everybody who's joined us. Thank you so much to all of our partners that have made this possible. We're going to be taking an extended break now, as I mentioned, and we'll be returning in about an hour and a half with Gamer Legion versus Mouse NXT. Make sure you stick around for that next group, because if Group A was anything to go off, Group B is going to be an absolute banger. We'll see you guys a bit later.